And what is going on, everybody? Welcome into Club Jaguar here, a special edition of Club Jaguar because we're doing it on a Thursday, right, guys?
Oh, yeah.
That's the big thing. But no, more importantly, day one of the NFL draft. We are live on location. We, of course, have we have Jordan DeLuga from Ginjag. What up, Jordan?
Hey, man, we're ready for the Jaguars to pull off the biggest trade on night one of the NFL draft. At least that's what everybody's saying. We'll see how it plays out.
Well, how about you, Jason, man? Are you pumped about today?
I'm good. I'm a little sweaty right now, but I chose to wear pants, so it's my fault. It's my fault.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe going presentable like that. At first, I was thinking maybe throwback jersey with some khakis on. But I was like, you know what? I think the less layers, the better for today. But yeah, man, day one of the NFL draft. I don't know if you guys are on Twitter at all, but like, I don't know. Every time I jump on Twitter, I want to get information, but I think I get less anxious because there are so many smoke screens going on right now, and I don't know what to make of it.
Well, I mean, this is smoke screen season, so it makes sense that this is happening, and so we'll see what actually happens.
But it's like smoke screens like no other season, and of course, we have a different GM, and then I think we didn't really hear much from the Jaguars until like Sunday or Monday is when the rumors started flying. I mean, the mock drafts ever since, we lost the number 5 pick has been Mason Graham. And then at their free agency, when all we did was sign offensive linemen and no defensive linemen, Mason Graham. And then all of a sudden, Sunday, Monday, the Jaguars want Ashton Jinty. The Jaguars want Kelvin Banks. The Jaguars are interested in Tyler Warren. They want to move up. They want to move down. Like, it's insane right now.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about this draft is it's not Mason Graham or bust at the defensive tackle position or at defensive end. When it comes to the defensive line, this is a deep draft class. So the Jaguars can very well skip out on defensive line early on and then go back in round 2, round 3, and get a high-quality player at that position. So it really is anybody's guess at this point. I think James Gladstone has done a masterful job not letting any information that he doesn't want to leak. This has been an orchestrated smokescreen week by the Jacksonville Jaguars, and no one knows what they're going to be doing besides the people inside that building.
Well, I mean, if you're James Gladstone, this is your first draft. Aren't you going to do something kind of wild, like smoke screens, try to trade something crazy? Like, this is like, it's your first draft. Like,
yeah.
Like if anyone's going to be like aggressive and like ballsy, this is going to be the one.
Yeah.
That's what
I mean, right now he's got of course, a decently long leash right now, right?
Yes,
because it's first time GM, and we also know that and Shad Khan's tenure, he's only really had like 2 GMs, right?
Yeah.
Like he had Gene Smith for a year, that didn't work out, but then Dave Caldwell for what felt like forever. Trent Baalke was just surviving, even no matter what the outside noise about him was. And then finally, he was basically peer pressured into fire him. Like they told him, you're not going to get a decent head coach prospect. And then he said, oh, yeah, no, we'll be fine. And then it kind of turned out to be true, and they didn't get it. But nevertheless, like, I think James Gladstone coming from the Rams, I mean, they come from an organization that wasn't afraid to take risks, right? And, like, most of the time they pulled it off. I mean, at one point they traded away so many first-round picks. They were in a point where they thought, like, okay, they're going to have to go through a couple years of a rebuild. And what did they do in 2023? They made the playoffs because they drafted well. They hit on day 1, day 2, and day 3 picks. They are really a masterful organization, and I'm glad we were able to get a piece of that pie.
Well, like you said, he's on a long leash. He's still on his first quarterback, so he's got plenty of time.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right. Yeah, I think he's going to have that quarterback for quite some time. Maybe if you listen to the comment section, that might not be the case. But yes, Trevor Lawrence is the Jaguars franchise quarterback. I don't think anybody needs to worry about that. But James Gladstone himself was a risk by the Rams organization, by Les Snead. He was not involved in the NFL. He was not involved in college football of any kind. He was in the high school game. And Les Snead happened to meet him when he was working with his son in high school, and he thought he was super sharp, thought he was a great football mind, and ended up hiring him as a special assistant kind of to the GM, worked his way up, and now he's the Jaguars general manager. And yes, he's not going to be afraid to be bold. He's not going to be afraid to make his mark. And a lot of rookie GMs might be like, I got to play it safe. I got to make sure I get a base hit here. I do not think that that's going to be the philosophy of this organization. They're going to do what they believe in, and I think they're going to try to find a foundational piece here in round 1.
So who's that foundational piece, Jordan?
Yeah, that's a great question. That is the question
You got-
of the hour.
You got about an hour and a half for the Jags pick. So
Yeah, I mean, for
We
me,
got an hour and a half. We're gonna go a 10-minute commercial before the pick. You know how it goes.
yeah.
But man, it's
Speaking of commercial, tell everybody where we're at.
yeah, guys. Right now, like it says below, Bottlenose Brewing out here in Tinseltown. We are live on location. Bunch of Jaguar fans here right now.
There's a line.
There's
a line.
Yeah, there's a line outside.
for bars.
They've got
for
like
drinks.
Yeah, they've got like tents outside. They got a whole bunch of stuff. And hey, we have look at this. We have a fourth mic. So if you guys are at home, you had no idea we were here. Come on over, man. It's really a cool environment. You know, of course, they're serving us some pints over here. They got lots of good food. I just had a pizza, which was good. And yeah, we'll be here literally all night for day one. So even as the Jaguars pick, if they pick at 5, we'll be here until pick number 32 because the Jaguars may be trading back up in the first round. You never know.
yeah, you never do know with these Jags, and there's been even rumors that they could trade back a lot further than a lot of people might expect. So we're going to see how it plays out. I would be surprised personally, Jason, if they end up, as Dalton here has got to be the producer.
Yeah, Mr.
and the
Popular.
host.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Dude, I've
absolutely
got
love it.
$100 super chat in the building. I had to
Beautiful.
highlight it.
I never
Dude.
get super chat, so I didn't know that's what that
Dude,
was.
shout out to
What's
D.D.
that?
Smith. I mean, that's absolutely awesome. Appreciate his generosity. Hey, man, you guys are what drives this podcast, right? I mean, we wouldn't be out here doing it if it wasn't for you. If you guys weren't listening, right? We're not going to talk into an echo chamber. So, yeah,
We might.
I do all the time.
We would do it anyway.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
sometimes.
But we're happy you're here.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do shows without hitting the record live button. I'm just sitting there in my room talking for an hour. I'm like, well, that was a waste. That's
Yeah.
why I don't produce content as much as Jordan. Usually I make these videos and I forget to record, and I'm like, you know what? It's fine.
I will say I underestimated how popular Jordan is.
Jordan,
When I walked in, it was like I walked in with the President of the United States. I was like, hey, I'm here too.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I just
No.
underestimated it.
dude, Jordan's the absolute man, dude.
Dude,
Like his Twitter account is exploding. Obviously, the GenJag YouTube channel has been
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, you are like posting most consistent content. You've got insightful stuff. It's not just like, posting just to talk. I mean, it's insightful, man. I always learn stuff from your videos.
Well, y'all are way too kind. Really appreciate the support of my fellow podcasters.
You're all right.
You know,
You're all right.
It's all love here at Club Jaguar, right?
And Jason here hasn't posted in 2 weeks.
Does that surprise anybody?
Calling him out here. All right.
Hey, listen, I go with the wind. I go with the wind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to pace myself here tonight. So that's the plan. So far, so good.
Well,
Well,
pacing myself.
actually-
I gotta be honest.
That beer is incoming.
Pace myself as you have a
actually.
pint coming your way.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. You paid? Wow.
Oh, what a nice
man,
guy.
That was
that's
very sweet of
awesome.
him.
That's awesome.
See, good friends like that don't just sprout up out of nowhere, right? But yeah, shout out to BB Smith. Appreciate that. And right now, 7:54. Draft starts in 6 minutes. I don't know. When does the first pick come in? Like 8:20?
Yeah, Goodell's going to talk for a few minutes. He's going to get booed. That's kind of how it goes. And, yeah, probably 8:15, 8:20, we'll know the first pick. So if the Jaguars don't trade, you'll be looking around 9 o'clock probably.
Yeah, I mean the draft
their
starts after Roger Goodell goes out to the podium and announces Cam Ward, right? Because then we're
Yeah.
on watch. Like, are these rumors true? Do the Jaguars want to trade up? Like, I mean, if you guys are wanting to trade up for Travis Hunter, like would you give up a one next year, having no idea? Like, because it's tricky next year because if you have the top 5 pick. You could have a top 5 pick. You could make the playoffs. I don't know. It's just really hard for me to forecast it. And you're going to have to give up additional stuff. I mean, what are you willing to give up for Travis Hunter?
Well, I think the goal is definitely to not have a top 5 pick next year for this new regime, right? So, honestly, would I give up a 1? I don't know. A 1 and a 1 for a player, that's a tough pill to swallow
Yeah.
when you're not talking about drafting a quarterback.
No, I'm going to say
right?
no. I mean, we talked this last night. There's no way I'm trading
Yeah.
a first-round pick next year to move up. There's just
Yeah, that's tough.
It would have to be a bunch of day 2 picks,
Yeah.
right? Because like I was saying on the show last night, it feels like the Jaguars need a lot of positions, right? But I think the things that they desperately need to address right now, if the Jaguars are an injury-free team, which obviously isn't going to happen, they need to get wide receiver. They need to get that third edge rusher because we can't go another year without being able to have more arsenal. But, of course, I mean, you need a lot more than that, but that's kind of the simplistic view of it for me.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because it's like, yes, they need a receiver, but they need a wide receiver 2, not a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
And yes, they need an edge rusher, but they need an edge 3, not an edge 1 or an edge 2. So it's like, where do you place that on the hierarchy? Again, I think it all comes back to finding that foundational piece.
So you wouldn't be cool with another wide receiver 1? Like a
I would.
second wide
Yeah,
receiver
absolutely.
1?
I mean, the
I
Bengals
talked
have it.
about
Looks
it.
pretty good, right?
Yeah,
I
a lot
have
of
no
teams
problem,
do.
and they drafted T. Higgins in the 2nd round.
Yeah.
Right. I would have no problem if the Jaguars want to go get a wide receiver 2 with the 5th pick or with a trade down, whatever situation it is, or maybe a trade up for Travis Hunter, who I view as a wide receiver 1st.
I do too.
I'm going to get in trouble in here.
Let's
Oh,
hear it.
yeah.
No,
The wandering eyes. Unbelievable.
I wasn't listening at all what you're saying, but it sounded something like T. Higgins
sounded
scored
good.
the 2nd round.
Travis
Higgins,
Hunter,
Jamar
wide
Chase.
receiver or quarterback or both.
What if the Titans take Travis Hunter at 1?
That would be everybody's talking about the Jaguars being the surprise team of the draft. That would be the surprise of the draft.
I mean, they could legitimately take him and then get Shadur Sanders in the 2nd round, right? All of a sudden, they got
Yeah.
2 Colorado guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to do
Or
it.
trade
but
back in the
I
first.
do think pairing Shadur Sanders with Travis Hunter would be really fascinating from a storyline standpoint and on the field. They have so much experience together. That would definitely be the best case scenario for a Shadur Sanders to be able to continue playing with Travis Hunter.
Yeah, and his dad could coach.
Yeah, his dad can come over.
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Tennessee Titans just continuing to move on from GM, then coach, GM, then coach.
Yeah,
That's
I like
kind of how they do it.
I like it.
But yeah, it's we'll see what happens though, man, because it's I don't think I've ever been more perplexed by a Jaguars draft like ever, and I think it's just because all the crazy smoke screens that are going on, and I mean, it feels like the Jaguars may do something really big tonight, or they could just stay at 5 and take Mason Graham. I mean, you never really know.
Yeah.
Want to grab Mike?
All right. We got our first guest.
Dude, we got our first guest
All
in the
right,
building.
Slide on in. You can,
Let us know your name.
here, sit next to Dalton there.
So my name is Jesse Savage.
What's up, Jesse?
In your relation to Darnell Savage?
I mean, I wish. 'Cause I would have a little
So
bit of-
talk into the mic. Make sure you're talking to the mic.
Yeah. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're
You guys
doing
ready for the
good. What
draft?
are you looking for? What do you want the Jags to do tonight?
I mean, honestly, it's kind of one of the situations where it's like you draft the best available player, right? So, like in my view, Ashton Genty, if he falls to us, is the best available player. Now, if you want to go in and do a little digging and make some trades, you could trade up. But in my opinion, we have so many holes. It's draft the best available player.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult to trade up when you're a team that has as many holes as the Jaguars do currently. Certainly. So I'm with you there.
And also trading up, it's like you also got to think like if you trade up, you got to start hitting on your day 3 picks, right? And I think a lot of us kind of forget that, hey, you're allowed to find starters on day 3. You know what I mean? You're allowed
Yeah,
to find
of course.
I mean, Puka Nakua found on day 3, right?
I mean, you look at
Kyron
Tom
Williams found on
Brady,
day 3.
the last day of the draft. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, those are all what usually happens.
I mean,
That's
the Rams literally
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, no, they
recent
did.
history.
You're right. You're right. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and honestly, like, I mean, a lot of the rumors lately have been the Jags may be shifting up and making a trade with the Browns or making a trade with, X. But I just feel like you draft Genty, he's the best available player, and then you can fill those holes. Like, if you get good value in the 2nd round, that's where I feel that they need to do, because they haven't been the best at doing that lately. They've overpaid players and reach, and I just feel like we need to kind of take a different approach and find a different way. And I have a lot of confidence in our front office,
Yeah.
right? This go around.
Well, the approach will definitely be different here with James Gladstone than it has been.
I'm
Who's
so
your
excited.
favorite current Jaguar?
Honestly, favorite current Jaguar. It's really hard because I was at the Titans game when we beat them on like one of the last plays. So Josh Hines Allen. I mean, one
That
of the
was
most remarkable plays in Jags history to kind of
We need more of that.
snatch victory from the claws of defeat. And I'm good friends with Tony, and I looked at him, and we were at the game together. I looked at him, I said, "There's no way that just happened." And he said, "Yes, it did. It just happened." And I'm thankful for that. And so, honestly, Josh Hines Allen, you're my favorite player out there right now, and I hope you continue to be a Jaguar forever.
I got
Jaguar for life.
I
For
got
life,
I got a
man.
free Josh Hines Allen jersey because when he changed his name, you like emailed in like that
Yeah.
I had an old jersey. I got a free jersey.
Yeah.
So, a throwback jersey.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
So-
Yeah, I got the
awesome. wish I
throwback
would've-
too, and somebody's got one right there.
There's a lot of good
Couple
throwback
of 'em right
merchandise
there.
over here today for sale. I don't know if anyone saw that, but
No, yeah, I
a
got
lot of good stuff out there. So, hey, go Jags. Hope they make the smart decisions tonight.
go
Thanks
Jags,
for
man.
coming on.
Thanks,
for being out
Jesse.
here.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
man.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Mr.
Absolutely.
Savage.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man.
It was nice meeting
Appreciate
y'all.
you.
So it is 8:01.
Yeah,
Is it-
8:01.
Did they pick yet?
I'm gonna talk about
Okay.
All right. Jordan and me.
Yeah, we're
The
working
two-
on getting the audio set up in here so fans can hear the draft. And 8:01, what are we thinking?
8:01. I think we still have about 20 minutes before we know a pick.
Yeah.
There's like a weird buzz in here, so I wasn't sure if it was us or them, but it sounds like it's
Definitely
them.
out there.
Okay. All right.
It's
Cool.
definitely
Cool.
out
I got the
there.
headphones on, so I can't really hear
I don't
anything
know what's
besides
going-
y'all talking. So
Well, as long as it's not coming through on our end.
it's not.
Yeah,
That's not
beautiful.
Yeah. But so yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to be Cam Ward, right?
Hmm?
Right. Cam Ward, Titans
Yes.
has to be.
I think Cam Ward to the Titans is the lock of the draft. I mean, usually you can figure out the first overall pick, right? I think that's
Yeah.
usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody knew the Jaguars were taking Trayvon Walker a couple years ago. Obviously, everyone knew they were taking Trevor Lawrence.
I mean, the
year before
Trayvon
that.
Walker was. I mean, because there's the Aiden Hutchinson
Right. So,
talk
but
there.
it came in the last couple
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, you're right.
Everybody was saying it was
Yeah.
going to be Trayvon Walker to the Jags. I didn't want to believe it at the time, but Trayvon Walker has come into Jacksonville and been an exemplary
Yeah, I agree.
member of the team. He's grown a lot, and I think that he is a player you do not regret having on your team one bit.
Absolutely.
So I just got word that they can't switch the audio over.
Okay.
So we'll play the game of lips. We'll be reading lips
They
out here.
told
Yeah,
me-
that's all right.
Goodbye. They told me they were going to turn the TV up loud and turn the music
He
off.
said that there's no way. I don't know.
That's okay.
What's up, man?
Yo,
You're
how's
good.
it going? How's it going?
What's up, man?
Hey, you want to come on a
Man.
mic?
I appreciate that.
Hey, join in, man.
All right, hey,
What's
make
your name,
sure
man?
you talk directly into the mic, okay? Because these are pick up just what's in front of it. All right.
So who do you want the Jags to take tonight?
First of all, what's your name?
Oh.
It in that.
all right.
Jordan.
Yeah, Donald Mans from Duval,
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
born and raised.
Dude, Roger Goodell's riding a bicycle. Okay, sorry. Thought that
Are
was
you
kind of
good?
funky looking.
I've been back and forth. Is it value? Is it best player available? Right now, I think I'm on the best player available. Go Ashton Genty.
I like it.
Ashton Genty.
I
So do
like
you want to
it.
stay at number 5 or do you want to move around a little bit?
I think I want to stay. I think it's a lot of volatility right now. We don't know what's going to happen from 5 to 10 or from 5 to 15. And then I think just to try to get Travis Hunter at number 2, it's going to mortgage your future. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I
stay
like
at number 5.
Yeah. It's a good take. I agree with that.
I love it.
Yeah, it's
Love to see Ashton Genty and Teal.
Yeah, I agree.
Would you want to move back potentially from number 5 to number 10, or do you is your heart set on because I know for me, I was wanting to move back, well then now I got the thought of Ashton Genty. I don't know, man. It kind of gets me kind of excited to actually see him in a Jags uniform.
I think I'm picking with my heart.
Yeah.
Ashton Genty
There you
more
go.
than my head.
I mean-
your head will tell you everything else. But
Yeah.
that.
He scores touchdowns.
Exactly.
We need touchdowns.
We need to light up the scoreboard, right?
Yeah, that's
I
right.
agree.
All of our best Jags teams have had really good running backs, so
I doubt they're picking here, right? They're just doing the little intro.
they're doing the intro.
Yeah, give a
he's
shout
getting
out.
booed.
Booed. Goodell's probably
Yeah,
getting
Goodell
booed.
gets booed.
Yep.
Give
That
a
is
shout out
the
to whatever
annual tradition. Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. That is a packed house.
Dude, I can't believe that, bro. Why would you want to? I mean,
That's
I don't
everybody
know.
that lives in Green
I-
Bay
I don't-
at that event.
I don't
right
know
there.
why. Is that fun to be in that crowd? I just can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
And speaking of packed houses, we got a packed house here at
I
Bottlenose
know we
Brewing
do,
this
man.
evening. It is awesome to see all the teal out here.
Yeah.
All the Jags fans fired up for this draft pick.
If you're in the area, you need to come out here.
They're
'cause
selling throwback merch over here too.
Throwback
I know,
merch.
I know
Yeah,
that's like a
vintage.
hot thing.
their beverages are delicious.
Absolutely.
I need to get another one, man. I need
Oh.
a refill.
Oh, well, there's your boy right here. Give him a little hooty hoo when he walks by.
Hey, Mr. Sir, can I get a beer?
He looks a little busy though. He looks a little busy, but you need to come out here.
Hey, we got the audio. Hey, thanks for the audio, man.
It is
I
packed
came up
house.
to him. I was like, "Yo, can we get the audio?"
This is the first time
Yeah.
I've been here.
We're good
Yeah.
now.
Now,
So-
shockingly, I do see a Texans jersey
I saw
and
that
a
too,
Colts
man.
jersey. Joseph Adai. It's
And I
time
saw
to
a Bears
update the
jersey,
wardrobe.
too.
Bears jersey in the house
Is
too.
it not? Well, Bears. That's fine.
Yeah.
We have no
Yeah,
bad
we
blood
don't
with
want
the
to age
Bears.
this out
You
here,
got
man.
a
Are they-
Will Anderson jersey. At least I can respect
What's-
that you're wearing,
Once you see a
Star
Titans
player.
fan, though, once you see a Titans jersey, it's
it's
gloves
on.
off. You know.
Is there any Titans fans that exist? I'm not sure I've ever seen
Oh
one.
yeah, I've never met one.
I've
I
never
don't
met
think-
one. So
Yeah.
I didn't know they exist. You know.
yeah,
All 12 of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best way to get at fans on Twitter. Be like, oh my god, like Giants fans, I didn't know they existed.
Big Blue, they've got quite a fan base. But the Titans, they really don't have a very good fan base, right? We're allowed to say that here on Club Jaguar.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's our club. Do
Yeah.
whatever you want.
It's
So who's
our
your
club.
favorite current Jaguar right now?
Brian Thomas Jr.
I like that answer.
Oh yeah, that's
I like
I
that
mean,
answer. That's good.
come
Easy
on.
pick.
Yeah.
That's,
Easy
yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
Gotta
Yeah.
love him.
Gosh.
dude.
Yeah.
He's
Baller, playmaker, all rolled into one.
it's just exciting that we don't have to sit in here and be like, okay, we need to get a wide receiver one. Who's the wide receiver one? Is it DJ Chark? Is it Calvin Ridley? No, we got Brian Thomas Jr. Man.
Do you want to see them get a receiver to pair with BTJ tonight?
Absolutely.
Or later this weekend?
Later this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, later this
Or
weekend.
maybe trade up tonight from the second round, come away with 2 players.
But there's a lot of good options for
Yeah.
number 2, but not at number 5.
I mean,
Yeah.
if the Jaguars trade back from number 5 to number 10, I bet we come away with 2 players today. That's my hot take.
I like it.
I think they would trade back up to try to get a wide receiver if they don't take Ted McMillan, number 10, of course.
Yeah, I remember when they traded back in and got Devin Lloyd. It's a great move.
That was fun.
Just an insanely good move. Edge rusher, coverage linebacker, everything we needed. So that worked out really well for us.
That's why we need
The
to get Jalen
sarcasm.
Walker tonight. We
I
need
know, what are you
another.
talking about?
We need
What are
another
you-
all-ball
wait, what are you
linebacker.
talking about?
Is that a serious take?
No.
Or-
No.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Jason is having a good time with us here.
Wait.
No. The Devin Lloyd pick, I was a fan of at the time. I was really
I'm sure
high
you
on
were.
Devin Lloyd.
I'm sure you were.
But do you think it's a coaching issue, or do you think it's a Devin Lloyd issue?
Well,
Devin Lloyd issue.
We're about to find out this year.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the bottom line.
I think we need a 5th defensive coordinator until we really figure it out.
The craziest thing about it, though, is you do have some NFL analysts who are covering the league at large that think Devin Lloyd is one of the better young linebackers in the game. And you see flashes of it, certainly, but then you also see, to me, I always say, like, it seems like Devin Lloyd is usually where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there, but when he's not, it looks egregious, right?
Yeah,
it
I mean,
does.
people are defend like he was good against the run last year.
Yeah,
He did get sideline to sideline, like you said.
and downhill.
Just never. I don't know.
Well, we're going to find out.
We
this
are
year.
gonna
I mean,
find
it's a
out.
big year
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah, it's now
Uh,
or never.
Still don't know if they're picking up the 5th-year option. It seems like you would lean towards no.
Yeah, if they
considering
already
his
picked up
5th-year
Trayvon Walker's.
option costs the same amount as Trayvon Walker's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
That
yeah,
is.
that's a lot.
Pass.
So do you think that they asked him to gain too much weight and he just got too slow?
I
Or is
think
it-
that happened to a lot of guys last
Even
year.
Josh Hines
Hines
Allen,
was
man.
playing bigger. I think Andre Sisco was the biggest he's ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that there will definitely be some adjustments in the strength and training program. And you've already seen Tony Baselli overhauled the strength and conditioning coordinator. So
Yeah.
Tony Baselli lost weight, so maybe that's a good sign.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think now when I started to hear like, oh, this player has put on weight, I don't think I'm going to get excited anymore because it just means they're going to get slower, and it doesn't mean they're going to get any better.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
it honestly depends on what type of weight it is, what type of player they are,
Yep.
the things they need to do to improve their game. I don't think Josh Hines Allen was a guy that needed to get bigger and stronger
Yeah.
to improve his game.
Yeah, it's
right?
like you have a
Right.
16-sack season. I'm going to get on 15 pounds of weight, and then I'm going to unleash myself.
Yeah.
well, I mean, I get it. Changing from that 9-tech 3-4 edge to that hand in the dirt, I could see where the thought process is, but yeah, probably shouldn't have done it.
Probably not. I mean, maybe a few pounds.
Yeah.
right? But like, that was kind of an overhaul.
And
the
it-
Titans are officially on the clock now. 8 minutes left for them to make their pick. So we are moments away, minutes away.
Yeah, like
finding out.
after they announced Cam Ward, the draft is on because then we're going to say, okay, is the smoke really true that the Jaguars want to trade up? Is it too rich? Because I don't know what they would have to give up, but I would think at
Hey,
least the first
no
next year.
checking
and that makes me
Twitter.
worried.
No checking Twitter.
No checking Twitter.
Yeah, no checking Twitter.
No Twitter,
We know
all
that
right.
we know the draft picks come in 10 minutes on Twitter before they come
All
on
right,
TV.
all right,
But if we
can
see
do that.
trade details, we
People
got
are
to
going to
check.
be in the comment
Sometimes
section telling
Well,
us.
I can't read that far. I'm blind.
All right, well,
You want me to click on that?
Let me, click on it.
all right. I see something about Tyler Warren over there.
I can't read it. Tyler Warren.
Can't read that far.
Let me get on my phone.
I'm blind, dude. I'm old. I'm blind.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Tyler Warren. Something about Tyler Warren. I like it. Unless it's something
Yeah.
bad, then I don't like it.
Yeah, Tyler Warren is, to me, one of those blue chip guys in this class. I think the way he plays the game, and a lot of people don't know this, he played quarterback in high school.
Oh yeah.
He didn't start
yeah.
playing tight end until he got to Penn State full time. And I think from going to being a high school quarterback to what he is as a tight end now, incredibly impressive. What do you think about Tyler Warren?
I mean, he's a good player. I don't know what type of fit he is in Jacksonville, but you're talking about just the player.
Yeah.
The dude's dynamic with the ball. He can do it all. He did it all at Penn State. I think Liam Cohen could use him and find a way to use him, but I don't know if he'll be a great fit here.
I don't know if he's what Liam Cohen will want. You got one?
Yeah, Noah says Tyler Warren or trade back, nothing more, nothing less.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know about Warren at number 5 though, right? That's like a trade back to 10 type of option in my opinion.
I'll take him.
I mean, I would do it.
I'd take him.
You take him at 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too. Best player available, baby.
I don't have a problem with it just because I think if Liam Cohen and James Gladstone are willing to do that, that means they have a vision for how he's going to be used.
Yeah.
And if Liam Cohen is down for it as an offensive coach, I'm down for it because he has shown, if there's one thing he's shown, it's the adaptability to utilize the skill sets available to him. When the Buccaneers receivers were injured last year, he turned Cade Otton into like this dynamic pass catching target. Imagine what he could do with Tyler Warren and BTJ on the field at the same time.
Yeah.
You know who else was a former quarterback? Matt Jones.
Matt Jones, that's right, baby.
Yep.
So who do you have tonight then?
I still think it's Mason Graham until we see otherwise. I would have Ashton Genty right behind.
Okay.
I have Ashton Genty as the number 2 player on the board.
Yeah.
Right. So I love Ashton Genty, but it's just when it comes to the combination of positional value, team need, and overall best player, I have Graham at 4 overall. I have Genty at 2. I think getting that interior defensive lineman could really help out the entire defense and the entire team. But I will not be mad at all if Ashton Genty's the pick. Would love to see him in teal.
Yeah. Love it.
Shout out to Sleeper Jaguars, who tagged a photo of
Look at
him
that.
watching us and the draft
Look
at
at
the same
that.
time.
Sleeper Jaguars
Yeah.
on Twitter. Shout out to him, man.
Shout out.
Love that.
This is the show to be on right now, man. Like I said, live from Bottlenose Brewing. Come out here, join us. Like I said, we got a 4th mic over here for fans to come join. And beers are pouring. So
Yeah.
it's a
No
good
doubt
time,
about
man.
it.
I appreciate the airtime.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you, fellas.
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
Doing what
appreciate
you're
you
doing.
coming out.
Yeah, man.
Love having you on. And I don't know where the tab's at right now, but there was originally 20 beers
Okay.
free for Club Jaguar fans.
We love to see it.
I don't know where it's at. Obviously, Dalton's going to go check in on it and make sure that. Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah. Yep.
I am good.
Do they have a 0 alcohol beer? Because I'll take that if they have it. Yeah, not alcoholic. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a marathon, not a sprint
Yeah.
on day 1 of the NFL draft. And the pick is in for the
Uh-oh.
Tennessee Titans.
Uh-oh.
I'm not allowed to check Twitter
Not allowed to check Twitter.
because of some arbitrary rules.
Not allowed
here
to check
that
Twitter.
I didn't know about when
Yes.
I agreed to do
Sorry.
this show.
No,
Right?
no checking Twitter. No, we need live reaction out of you, Jordan. We need
Yeah.
live reaction.
I don't expect this one to have much of a reaction because I think it's going to be exactly what we have been thinking for weeks and months here.
And you can check Twitter, just not like right before it picks in.
Okay.
Okay, because
Okay.
we'll say 5 minutes. Under 5.
That's
Under
fair.
5. Is that fair? Under
That's
5.
fair.
Yeah. 'Cause
We
we
got
know-
to see if the Jags trade up to 2 here in just a minute. We'll see.
All right. Pick is in. Is Goodell walking to the stage? Titans
All right,
fans are
there
rowdy.
are Titans fans.
There are. There's 3.
They do exist.
There's 3 right there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's good to see. Got some booze here at
Love that.
at Bottlenose. Real fans around here. All right. Goodell's taking his slow trot. Loves his airtime.
He sure does.
He does. I mean,
Eating it up.
yeah.
This is his time to shine.
50 million a year is not enough.
Guys, we got some trade news in here.
Oh,
All
Who's
right.
it from? Adam Schefter. Is this the real Schefter? Browns trade number 2 pick, a 4th round pick, and a 6th round pick to the Jaguars. Jags are trade number 5 pick, a 2nd round pick, a 4th round pick, and next year's 1st.
All right.
We'll see if it's true. Is it true?
Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero are confirming the Browns and Jaguars have a trade in
Wow.
place. The Browns receive the 5th overall
Wow.
pick, the 36th
Wow.
It's
overall pick, 26th overall pick,
It's
Oh,
And
It's
a
wild in
2026
here.
first
it's
round
going
pick.
wild right
The
now.
Jaguars
Going wild.
received the
It's
second
going
overall
wild.
pick. Dalton called it. UCF
I
Jaguars
called it last night on the show.
That's
The Jacksonville Jaguars are trading up to second overall.
Wow.
They're also getting a fourth round pick
Wow.
and a 200th overall
Travis
pick.
Hunter,
Sixth round.
welcome to the Jaguars.
Okay, wait. What did they give up?
The Jaguars
Hey.
have given up the fifth overall pick, the 36th overall pick. So that's the first pick tomorrow night for the
Okay.
Jaguars. Their second fourth round pick and a 2026 first round pick.
So we
Straight
still
up
have
for
two
Travis
picks
Hunter.
tomorrow. We still
But we
have two
traded
picks
next
tomorrow.
year's first.
Next year first.
Yes.
The 32 overall pick
Oh.
next year.
Now, the Jaguars receive back the second overall pick, the 104th overall pick, and the 200th overall pick.
Wow.
So it's not a straight up the Jags are giving up all this just for that one pick.
Hey.
But that is a bold
Yeah.
The
move.
Jaguars still have two
And
picks tomorrow.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be selecting
Wow.
Travis Hunter with the second
Wow.
overall pick
Wow.
in the 2025 NFL draft.
Wow.
That's
The fireworks.
insane.
Wow.
It's going wild
Everybody
here
said
at
it.
it's going
The
wild out
Jaguars
here
were
at Bottom
going
Nose.
to be the team to watch
Wow.
in the first round of the 2025 NFL draft, and that is coming to fruition.
The smoke was
Jacksonville
true.
Jaguars.
Wow.
The smoke was true.
Man,
Is this the boldest move the Jaguars have made in the draft ever?
I can't think of another one.
When was the last time we didn't have a first round pick?
Yeah.
Have we ever not had a first round pick? This is the biggest trade ever.
For the Jacksonville Jaguars, it absolutely is.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, that's insane,
And
man.
James
So
Gladstone, the Jaguars' new general manager, he was with the LA Rams for years where they did not have first round picks, and they were able to execute at a high level later on day
That's
two
a good
and into
point.
day three.
That's a good point.
And so he's
Yeah.
not afraid
Yeah.
to say, hey, we love this player. We love this prospect. He's going to be a foundational piece for us, and we are going to be able to build throughout day 2 and day 3 of the NFL draft.
I'm pretty stunned, man. I'm pretty stunned.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like we heard the rumors, but still, like it happening is like wild.
Yes, and so for this year's draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars still have 2 day 2 picks at 70 and 88.
Hey, let's hear it. What do you think about
and
Travis
they
Hunter?
still have a bunch of day 3 picks.
UCF, I just want to say, you are way taller in person. I just want to say that. But
Way taller in
you're
person?
way taller in person. I thought. What on my guys? It's months and months of the speculation of who we're gonna draft at 5, and today made it today that it got to be real. We got Travis Hunter, and he's coming to town. It feels so good.
That's
It feels
coming
so
to town,
good.
man.
That's massive.
Oh my gosh.
And the Jaguars have 4 minutes left to enter this pick.
Oh my gosh.
And we
And
still have
of course,
two picks
we
tomorrow.
haven't reacted. Cam Ward is the Titans pick at 1.
Ah.
So there's no surprise there. And that is big.
That
That
is
is a
big.
big deal for this division, no
That is
doubt
big.
about it. I think you now have an explosive playmaker at the quarterback position for the Titans. But obviously the story here is the Jacksonville Jaguars trading up to 2, assuming that this is going to be Travis Hunter, right?
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it
what
has
did we
to
give
be.
up? That's what I want to know. What did we give? What
Next,
did we give
yeah,
up?
next year's first, essentially.
Oh,
We can
wow.
repeat it.
Yeah.
The
I mean, that's
36th overall pick this year, the 126th overall pick this year, and next year's first-round pick. The Jaguars get back the second pick, the 104th overall pick, which is a fairly
Wow, they're
valuable
showing the
pick
Jaguars
at the top of
drafting
the 4th
right now.
round, and then the 200th pick in the 6th round.
Wow, I'm
So the
hyped.
Jacksonville Jaguars have just executed one of the wildest trades we've seen in the NFL draft, especially because they're not trading up for a quarterback. Usually when you see this type of
Yeah.
bombshell trade,
Yeah.
it's for a
That's what we
quarterback.
talked about pre-show. We're like, you don't typically trade a next year's first for a non-quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought the Jaguars had to give up a lot more. Like, I thought, like, of course, second round pick, third round pick, like maybe both of our third round picks next year. We're losing a first round pick next year, but the Jaguars had the rest of their picks.
Yes.
And you never know. The Jaguars, I mean, it's insane. I don't know if they want to maybe move back again in the second round, maybe get a recoup a third day 2 pick next year. It's
Yeah, and they essentially traded the 4th round picks. They got the better 4th round pick than the 4th round pick that they traded with the Browns. So now they have ammunition at the top of day 3.
Yeah.
They could potentially trade up. They could trade down, get more picks. They have a lot of different flexibility and options for them,
there we go.
for themselves here moving forward. So the draft is by no means done for the Jaguars. It is just getting started. And how about that? What a way to start it. This can't be Abdul Carter, right? It has to be Travis Hunter.
It has to be Travis Hunter.
It has to be.
because you're addressing both needs at corner and receiver, right? You're probably going to play both, right?
I'll be fascinated to see how they actually end up playing it out. If he's playing on both sides of the ball, if he's focusing on wide receiver or corner. You would think that based on the team needs, it would be a focus early on wide receiver.
Yeah. Well,
They could use an
maybe.
outside corner, but they've expressed confidence in Jordan Lewis and Jarian Jones.
I mean, it's got to be, to me, it's got to be in somewhere interior. D-line, O-line. Next pick's got to be somewhere that helps them in the trenches.
the next
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
start getting some big guys for sure. But man, this is it's insane. It's insane. Like I can't believe that Jaguars actually did it. We got a group that actually has some, I guess you could say, some big balls to actually do it. And here comes Roger to the podium.
Here we go.
This is insane, man.
We're going to crank up the volume so y'all can hear the reaction from the crowd once it's announced.
All right.
There's Eric Armstead.
Walter Payton.
Walter Payton,
Player
Man of the Year.
Yeah.
They gotta get you on pins and needles.
The
drama.
This is there.
There's a lot of drama.
This is it.
At least we know who the pick is, right?
Travis Hunter is a Jacksonville Jaguar. Let's hear it. All right, Eric. Welcome your new teammate to Duval.
The best thing Eric's ever done for our team.
Shout out to his efforts off the field, though, right?
Yeah.
Walter Payton, Man of the Year.
Sure.
Duval.
Beautiful. The longest selection that we have ever seen.
Is this the winner speech right now?
Yeah, seriously.
All right, Eric. Let's hear it.
There it is.
Let's
Travis
go.
Hunter
There it is.
to Duval.
Hey, we all wanted a playmaker. We wanted We wanted best
There he
available
is.
player. We wanted best available player. That's
You
it.
wanted best available. The Jacksonville Jaguars
Let's
have
go.
added the best available player in this
That's
draft.
right. That's right. Where was he on your
Regardless of
board?
position.
Where was he?
Number one.
Number one. Yep.
Number one on the
Yeah.
board.
Wow.
And Jaguars traded up to get him. Look,
wow.
both of us said we would not trade up in this
I
scenario.
called it.
We would not give up multiple first-round picks. But the Jacksonville Jaguars get out of Travis Hunter what we expect
We
him
did
to
it.
be at the NFL level. No
This
one
is
will
wild.
care about the first-round
Look,
pick.
there
that
he
they
is
gave
right
up.
now, man.
No
He
one
just-
will care about
Oh,
the
look
second
at
He
him.
round
just
He's
pick.
slapped the Jaguar
Travis
logo.
hyped.
Hunter.
Let's go. He's
That's
hype.
Yeah.
He's hype.
And he's from close to
He's
here.
got the pink suit on. Yes, he is.
And
from
he could have
Florida.
gone to Cleveland. Can you imagine how pumped
Yeah,
he is?
he
could
did.
have
He
gone
did
to
go over to
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Hey, let's
He
go.
put the hat on.
Dude,
Hey.
Travis Hunter, you are a Jaguar.
Travis Hunter dons the Jacksonville
Oh, I'm
Jaguars draft
Oh,
hat.
yeah.
He is
I'm hyped.
fired
Oh, yeah. Massive.
Hey,
We got
let's
the dance
go.
going on.
Hey,
Massive.
hey, he's feeling
What an
himself.
Unbelievable moment.
Wow.
An unbelievable moment for the Jacksonville Jaguars and for Travis Hunter.
Yes. I mean,
And
how pumped is Trevor
oh my
and
goodness.
Campanelli at the
Ian-
same time?
this
Hey,
entire
I don't think
I
anybody.
guarantee you the entire organization is absolutely jacked right now.
Oh, yeah.
Players and coaches do not care about draft picks. They do not care about the future draft picks. They care about that man
Yep.
being on this football team. And he is, as James Gladstone would like to say, intangibly rich and tangibly rich. The traits are absolutely off the charts for Travis Hunter. It's going to be incredible to see him in Duval wearing teal.
Does he raise the floor?
He
Does
raises
he raise
everything.
Does he raise the floor?
He raises
I
it
think
all.
he raises the floor.
on both
I
sides
think
of the
he
ball.
does.
Yeah, and I'm just fascinated to see how the Jaguars decide to use them. Obviously, they want him to play full-time receiver, but what do the defensive packages look like, right? I mean, the Jaguars, inevitably when Tyson Campbell gets hurt, he's going to fill in for him, right?
Hey, screw it. Play every snap. I don't care. Play every snap.
It's insane. I mean, do you think it's going to be a little bit of overload for him to try to play?
No.
You don't think so?
No, do
He's
it.
been doing it his whole career.
He's 21 years old.
Oh yeah, can I get a number 5?
Oh, this guy's a regular.
How about it?
This guy's a regular
Yeah.
here.
UCF
Knows the
Jaguars
numbers.
got the menu memorized.
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
I was
Got
up
the
there
number
trying to get
5.
one, and then the Jag straight up. So I'm like, you know what?
Absolutely.
We gotta get Mike on here. Get up.
Incredible moment
my
here
God.
in Jacksonville. for
All
the
right,
Jaguars.
you're gonna miss your opportunity.
Bottlenose Brewing is going absolutely wild right now,
This is crazy.
as you guys can hear on
Yeah.
this live stream.
I'm
And I'm almost speechless.
I'm
They
just
did it.
I'm just happy that Travis Hunter's really happy, right?
Yes. Like I
Because
said, it's
We're
here
not
in
going to get
Cleveland.
CJ Henderson reaction here. Oh my goodness.
Dude, that was amazing. That was an
That was
amazing
about as
flashback.
exciting as it
Thank
gets.
you.
And
Yeah, I'll take another one. I don't know what it is. A light beer. That's good. That's what I
the
asked
Devin
for.
Lloyd
Bring me-
reaction
bring
when
me
he
any
got
good light
drafted
beer.
was pretty incredible.
That was pretty good. He had a good
He
do
had a
ball.
great
Yeah.
do ball.
Great A
and one of
do ball.
The first thing he says was, I know we hate the Titans, so that was pretty cool. But I think this one tops it. Let's be
Yeah.
real.
I think so
Let's
too.
be real. Travis Hunter is a Jacksonville Jaguar.
We have a Titans fan that texted,
I love it.
y'all suck. I wanted the Titans to draft Hunter. Okay, well, I'm going to go OD on Hopium now. Hashtag tighten up.
And that's a super chat.
That is a super chat, $5
Give us
super chat.
$5. We appreciate you, Tennessee
Wow.
Titans fans.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
That's insane stuff. I
And
can't.
so the first 2 picks of the draft go to the AFC South. Cam Ward to the Tennessee Titans, who was the consensus #1 quarterback without a doubt, and Travis Hunter, who was the consensus #1 player without a doubt.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
The
man,
AFC South's going to have some fireworks. And is Travis Hunter, when is he going to get his first touchdown from Cam Ward?
I like that. When's he
When's that
gonna
gonna happen?
When's he
I
gonna
like
get
that.
his first rookie of the year? And will he win for offense or defense or both?
Yeah.
how do you feel? How do you feel about Travis Hunter to the Jaguars?
Make sure you talk into the
Talking
mic.
into the mic.
Nice.
Are you surprised by it?
Yes.
Yeah. Love to hear it,
How
though.
refreshing is a James Gladstone compared to Balky?
Oh, yeah.
Night and day difference.
Yeah.
Like seriously, what would we have ended up with?
Talk on the microphone.
What would we have ended up with if we would have had Balky?
It's a good question.
That is a good. Well, Mason Graham has short arms, right?
Yeah,
Not
it would have been
Mason
Mason
Graham.
Graham.
Would've been
We-
Probably Shamar Stewart.
Shamar Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I have
glad
to
we
guess.
don't live in a hypothetical world.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Do you want to read? You got your phone up?
Yeah, so we
Oh,
got,
yeah,
a,
we got
super
a super
chat.
chat in here.
Official Nirvana says, big balls moved by us to get Travis Hunter. Trent would have never done this,
Yep.
to his point.
As we just said here, Trent Baalke, this is not a Trent Baalke football team anymore.
No,
No
it is
question
not.
about it.
It is not
It
at
is
all.
James Gladstone. He is
So
the man with the plan. And the Giants
So the
selection
Giants
is in.
selection is here. We got to think Abdul Carter, right? Everything's been thrown through a loop now, okay?
Yeah,
the Jaguars
I don't
have
know.
Abdul
reset this
Carter.
draft.
Abdul Carter, the
Abdul
Giants,
Carter.
which was expected. So 2 of the first 3 picks, absolutely expected.
Yeah.
Maybe number 2, a little bit of a surprise for some folks. But Abdul Carter, who was my 3rd player on my board, goes 3rd off the board. He goes to the Giants. Will they keep Kayvon Thibodeau around? Who knows what's going to happen with that? But Abdul Carter is a dynamic pass rusher.
Who's your best player still on the board right now?
Mason Graham.
So what do the Browns do now at number 5?
That is a hell of a
Offensive-
question.
I mean-
Shador Sanders.
They could go.
Did they
Shador.
pull the draft day as the Browns? As the Browns?
It's only right.
it's only
only
right.
right.
It's only right. They still
Um,
got their guy.
So right now, by the way, Nick Mullins is wearing number 12. Is that Travis Hunter's number, or are we going to do something about that?
I
Yeah,
say,
if Travis Hunter wants it, Travis Hunter gets it.
yeah.
Bottom line.
I can see him taking 0. I can see him taking 0.
Zero.
Lloyd just-
Oh, never mind. I forgot about Devin Lloyd. That's my bad. Let's let Devin Lloyd keep it,
Yeah.
and let's give Travis Hunter the 2nd best number.
Yeah.
We just got to keep rotating the
zero?
disappointing players. can
No,
wear
he'll
number
break
0.
the curse if he wears
Okay,
0.
so
No doubt about it.
one question. You have to tell YouTube how you knew.
You're telling YouTube right now.
how you knew 30 minutes before the draft started that the Jaguars were going to trade up to number 2 and select Travis Hunter.
He called it last night.
Well, my phone was just buzzing all day. I mean, I had to manage my different sources.
Yeah.
See who's legitimate, who's not. But I'll be honest with you. I knew James Gladstone. I had a feeling he was going to make a big move. I thought it was going to cost more, so I was worried we might not have done it. But I think to come away from this, we still have 2 picks tomorrow.
Yes.
We have 2 picks at the top of the 4th round, right?
Yes.
Because we're missing a 1st-round pick next year, but
which is pretty steep.
It's pretty
It's
steep.
a steep price.
But
But
number
like the
32
price of
overall pick isn't that steep.
But if Travis Hunter is the player that we all expect him to be, no one will care.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
No one will care.
I mean, look at the Rams. The Rams went a decade of, giving away 1st-round picks, and they had 2 Super Bowl appearances, right?
Yeah, and when you look at what the Rams did to trade for Jalen Ramsey with the Jacksonville Jaguars, they gave up 2 1st-round picks to do that and paid him.
Yeah.
The Jags,
They got him on
get
a
a
rookie
rookie
deal.
contract.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And obviously, there was proof in the pudding with Jalen Ramsey with what he was in the NFL more than there is with Travis Hunter, who's never stepped foot on an NFL field. But
I'll take my chances.
I will as
Yeah.
well. Travis Hunter, to me, is the most exciting prospect I've seen in the last couple of years.
And I honestly believe that you're going to see a big jump with Jones this year.
Marvin Jones Jr.
No, not Brian Thomas. You're going to see that too, but I'm saying you're going to see a jump from Jerry and Jones.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
like that. I like
This
that.
season, the whole season last year, I was just on edge of my seat with the way that all the hype was around the new defensive coordinator last year.
Yeah.
And our defense was worse last year than what it was 2 prior years when we really stunk.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
so
That's a
you
good
got to
point.
hope that Anthony Campanelli is the real deal, and maybe Travis Hunter is going to help him be the real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
What's that? Oh, you're good.
Oh, you're good, man.
You're good. Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
coming on, man. Thank you. Yeah, you're awesome. I love your takes.
Yeah, dude. Appreciate it, man.
Jacksonville Jaguars, Travis Hunter, how are they going to deploy him? We don't know exactly, but we do know the Jags still have needs
Go
in the
John.
trenches. They no longer have the 36th pick, right?
All right, make sure you
Yeah,
talk
they gave up
into the
36
microphone
picks.
because
They have
they only
70 and
pick up
88.
what's right in
Talking to
front of
Mike
it.
Rome. How do you feel about Travis Hunter to Duval?
Well, I texted you earlier today telling you from my inside sources. I told you what was going to happen. And it happened. So, no, I think it's good. I'm calling him Jalen Ramsey 2.0. I mean, he was the best person in the draft. I think we're going to swing for it with this new young crew. I think we're going to do a lot of different things. As you saw with free agency, we did some different stuff, and now we've always played it safe. And now we took off the gloves, and we're trying to make it trying to win that division this year.
Where do you see the Jags playing him? Do you see him both, primarily offense, primarily defense? Where do you see him playing?
Both. He
Both.
said if you're going to go draft him, you got to play both.
I like that.
Now, it's not going to be probably a major role, I don't think, at first, but I think he's going to play a little bit of both. I mean, he's probably going to be the 3rd wide receiver at first to see how he does, but he's not going to be the number 1 or 2.
I'll tell you what.
Him and
He's a lot more talented than De'Ami Brown.
Dude, him and, can you imagine being a defense? You got Brian Thomas Jr. on one side, Travis Hunter on the other.
Yeah.
Gabe Davis in the no, I'm kidding.
So,
Gabe.
so the question is, you spent all that money on Campbell. Who's the number 1 cornerback? Is it Hunter or is it Campbell?
That doesn't
That-
matter.
that's the tricky
I
part
think
is
it's a matchup situation. But to me, Travis Hunter.
they have 4 cornerbacks now that are starter level. You would
4?
think now. With
Yeah.
yeah,
Jarian, Tyson, Jordan Lewis, Travis Hunter.
Jordan Lewis, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Forgot about him.
And yeah, Jordan Lewis got paid. He's going to be playing. There's no question about it.
Yep.
and Jarian Jones. Listen on 1010XL. He's excited about moving back to the outside.
Yeah.
The Jaguars no longer have a need a cornerback, right?
No.
The
Not
Jaguars.
Assuming
Or
that
receiver.
Travis Hunter is
Would you still-
playing
would
both
you-
sides of the ball,
Yeah.
they have addressed both of those needs.
Would you still say we have a need at receiver this draft, or is it more of a day 3 issue?
I could see it going either way, honestly, because even if you look at the receiver group beyond 2025, there's not much on the roster because De'Ami Brown only signed for 1 year, right? Gabe Davis can be a cap casualty following 2025. Parker Washington only has 2 years left on his contract. So they could definitely still add to the group. But if you have your top two, which they now do in a big way, you don't necessarily need to worry about it until next year.
So do you see Hunter playing more on the outside or slot on defense?
Outside.
Yeah.
He did that a lot in Colorado. Because if you look at the ceiling, though, if you look at all the people, like Loggerman said, he thinks he'd be a Hall of Fame talent for wide receiver.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
And he was better than everybody else on the cornerback, but our deficiency was in cornerback last year. So I think they're going to use him more there compared to wide receiver. But let's see. I mean, 2 playbooks, trying to know them both, that's a lot. And really, no one's ever really done it to a high level on both sides.
No. Well, not in a very long time.
Yes. Not in the modern NFL.
Who was the last way to do it?
Well, there was several
Charles Woodson,
players
did he play a
back
little
in the
bit?
day.
Didn't Charles Woodson play a little offense?
A little bit, but
Yeah.
he
I
was
was
never
talking
like
elite, where like a
your
number
modern
one,
day,
number 2.
you've never really seen it at a high level. So Travis Hunter is going to be out to obviously break the mold.
Yeah.
And the Jaguars are doing that with this pick as well.
Yeah. I mean, this was like I've been talking for a long time that Travis Hunter is the best player in this draft.
Yes.
When Jordan said he was his number one, could not agree more. My number one player, the dude was a freak. He won the Heisman, literally won the Heisman, playing different positions. A freak, literally goes up and gets jump balls, locks down a side of the field. He literally kills 2 birds with 1 stone and 1 pick. So if you think about it rationally, yes, we traded next year's first round pick. We potentially got a guy that plays 2 positions. So it could kind of make sense on paper if you think about it like that.
By the way, the Patriots are selecting right now Roger Goodell to the podium.
Will Campbell.
Yeah, you
in
got.
my
I mean,
opinion, got to be Will Campbell.
At this point, it's probably Will Campbell. I mean, everything's been pretty chalk so far, except for the Jaguars. Replacing the Browns, I think number 2, right?
Yeah.
Will Campbell. So he can play tackle or guard for them. I think they'll try him out.
And there
at
he is,
tackle
Will
first.
Campbell.
I'm a huge fan of Will Campbell as well. He was a top 10 prospect for me. I think 7 on my board. I think that he projects as a very good tackle, but potentially elite guard. So we'll see how they end up using him. That's great for Drake May, obviously.
How do you feel about Will Campbell?
Oh, I thought he was a beast. I'd like to have him,
Yeah.
I always thought the offensive line, we need a good running game. It always starts on the O-line. But, we can't have 3 picks in the first 5. So, I'd rather have, a freak, you know.
Yep.
That's exactly what Travis Hunter is.
Yep.
I think when you look at Travis Hunter's defining traits, you've got, A, the work ethic. He's so smart on the field, and that comes from the studying. B, he has unbelievably explosive, quick twitch movements, and that helps him separate as a receiver, but also close as a defensive back.
Yeah.
You're going to see him in zone defense make a ton of incredible plays on the ball, and as a receiver, you're going to see him create a ton of separation, both with and without the ball, as a route runner and as a receiver. And then you've also got, in my opinion, maybe the best ball skills and hands that I can recall seeing from a player on either side of the ball.
But my only question is, how much tread is left on the tires when you play both sides that much?
Yeah.
That's my only concern with it.
He dealt with a little bit of
thing. It's
injuries.
like,
He dealt with a little bit of injuries in Colorado.
If they play like, obviously you don't play as many snaps in college, and will it be worth it to play him full time on both sides of the ball, or is it even sustainable? I mean, we don't know. We don't know yet, and that's the thing that's going to be really need to be studied, and the Jaguars are going to be challenged with how do we manage this guy's snap count, because you don't want this guy to be great the first 8 weeks, and then the back half of the season he's useless because they overworked him, right?
Yeah.
But we saw the tea leaves coming. We were asking, why did we sign a cornerback like that, right? The tea leaves were there. We just weren't looking.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing. They know he's not going to play full-time both probably. So he's probably going to sub him in and out with that. So that's why, if you look at it.
Yeah, and you can get Jarian out there. You can get Jordan Lewis out there as well. Obviously, Tyson Campbell probably going to be on the field all the time at corner. So they're in a really good spot now with their defensive backfield outside of safety. I think safety is still a question mark. They obviously signed Eric Murray to start.
Don't get me started, Jordan.
Maybe safety.
We got
will be
Antonio
a
Johnson. What are you talking about?
Yes.
See, that's
Come
the one
on.
thing, and for agency, if I could have rapidly changed one thing, I would have spent more money on a safety. I don't know if
You like Darnell Savage?
we were bad at. we're paying. I don't know. Our safety position is a mess right now. I don't know what we have, to be honest with you.
And Javon Holland, I think, only signed for $15 million a year. That's unbelievable to me.
Maybe this the safety position has become so devalued. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Makes
Will
no
Campbell's
He's crying.
having an emotional moment here.
Travis Hunter didn't cry. What does that mean?
It's generational money. It changes your life.
I don't
right
want to
there.
cry around my team.
Yeah. That's awesome, though. For some reason, I pegged him as a Patriot. It's kind of obvious. Great player and a huge need for the Patriots with their star quarterback, Drake May. But I really like how they've stacked these last 2 years, getting Drake May and then Will Campbell to protect him and pave the way in the running game.
Well, so now is where it gets interesting. Like, what do the Browns do at 5, right?
Quarterback.
I mean, they could use everything.
They have to.
Browns are a team that could kind of use anything and everything.
Yeah.
The pick is in.
Yeah, the pick is in. That was quick.
What will the Cleveland Browns do? And is this the first year that we have not had a commercial break for the Jaguars?
This is probably the first time in a long time.
We made the everything's been chalky the first 4 picks, right? Outside of the Jaguars picking
Trading
number 2.
up, yeah.
Players have been chalky.
Yeah,
Right.
Yes.
just not the
Right.
draft order.
Yeah.
So who's
Now-
the chalk 5 pick? Is it Mason Graham?
To
No.
me, it is, but I
They
don't
need
think
a quarterback.
They're still paying one is the problem. Which
Yeah,
maybe isn't
but-
a problem, but
That, well,
But
that
got an
was
extra
the
pick now.
worst decision a
that's
team
true.
has made in the last 10 years,
That was bad.
by
And he-
far.
or do they wait for a quarterback till next year because now they have the Jags pick and they can take one of these
Hey,
like
if I'm
Arch
getting-
Manning
I'm
guys?
getting Sanders this year, and then I'm taking Manning next year.
Back-to-back quarterbacks.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's a strategy, John.
One has
What
to pan
about
out.
Joe Flacco?
One has to pan out. Your
What
odds are
about
good.
Joe Flacco?
Yeah, I don't like the Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. It's respect.
I mean, they tank next year, get Arch Manning.
And there's a number of quarterbacks that
It's
I
gonna
think
be
have
Arch.
a chance
It's gonna
to be
be Arch,
special in
Jordan.
next year's class. But I would agree.
gonna
Arch
be Arch.
Manning is certainly the favorite.
Yeah.
Way for a couple more years.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The greatest quarterback of all time, DJ
I
Lagway.
didn't realize how big
100%.
DJ Lag. I think he took a picture with Anthony Richardson.
Bigger than Anthony
recently,
Richardson.
And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, really impressive prospect for a couple years from now.
I mean, Anthony Richardson right now looks like a really good tight end prospect.
oh my gosh.
All right, here come the
Colts
Browns.
slander in the house. I know y'all love it.
Mason Graham.
Wow.
All right.
Called it.
All right.
Very chalky. It's all
Very
chalky.
chalky.
Called it. Okay, so outside of Cam Ward going number 1, which we knew that was going to happen, my board has been absolutely
It has.
correct.
It has. I was
Well,
just thinking
no,
that.
Ashton Genty hasn't gone yet.
Right. Your
So-
first 1 through 5 though is right so far
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
1 through 5 is right for you.
Yeah, all the guys have come off at the spot that I expected them to come off, and I mocked Ashton Genty to the Raiders. So let's see.
I mean, Myles Garrett and Mason Graham. I mean, they're kind of trying to build what the Jags were kind of talking about doing.
And Mason Graham is a very Brownsy kind of player, right? They
Yeah.
always have
Why
good
is that?
interior linemen. They always have good defensive linemen. I mean, back in the day, what was the gosh, I forget his name. Did they have Sebastian Joseph Day? Was that
yeah,
Browns
but,
guy?
I mean, yeah, that's not anything to write home about. But
I don't
you
know.
look at Mason Graham to the Browns. It is a great defensive line duo now.
And they got a first round pick next year.
They're in a
Yeah,
good
and
spot.
there's Archie right there.
They're in a
you know,
good
there's
spot with that
Archie right
defense, but you still have to wonder:
Arch Manning's going to look good in a Browns jersey next year.
is this just another
Just don't go to the
wasted
AFC
year
South.
for the Browns?
Yes. Because they're getting one more year of
Bottom
the
line.
Deshaun contract, and they're going to get rid of it. And
And
then
they're hoping that the Jaguars suck.
So about
Yes.
so about you guys, how do you feel about the Jags going all in? Like you said, not,
I'm all
they're
about it.
They're going playoffs or bust basically this year because they don't care about a pick. in the first
Is it
round.
playoffs or bust
I don't
right
think
now?
that's the way they're looking at it. I think they had the opportunity to land a franchise-defining, a foundational piece, and they took that opportunity. And I think that they said it's worth giving up the first-round pick next year. And I also think they feel like they can build throughout the draft without the first-round pick next year. Because they still have a ton of picks this year and
Yeah.
a ton of picks next year.
Yeah, I think Jordan was the only thing worse than Jordan being right all the time is me having to sit next to Jordan when he's right all the time. But Jordan was right. Jags front office doesn't feel like they need first-round picks.
We also think, though, too, we're in a bad division. Let's be real.
Yeah.
The Titans have a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
The Colts don't even have a quarterback. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, you're
you
right.
got us,
You're right.
and
No,
then
but I think Jordan. I mean, again, I'll come back to it. I think Gladstone, and just thinks that he doesn't need first-round picks. He hit everywhere that he's been under. They hit on their late-round picks everywhere they go. So if you're a good drafter, you can identify talent, and we still have yet to see what they do in this year's draft. They could hit talent late, and then it could be.
the Rams live by the philosophy of if we can get a special player, go get them.
Yes.
I mean, that's
Yes.
what they constantly did.
Yeah.
And like I said, they had 2 Super Bowl appearances. you
Right.
know?
And they tried to trade up for Brock Bowers last year.
Yeah.
They couldn't get the deal done.
Yeah.
But again, that would have been another show of just how aggressive they'll be. And then they were very aggressive, and they got heavily criticized for it by trading up for Braden Fisk. NFL media heavily criticized the Rams
Yes,
for
they
doing
did.
that last
They
year.
did.
And it ended up being a
perfect.
fantastic
It did.
decision.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, for sure.
but like Gladstone said, stars are through the draft, and he's right. Everything he said so far has come to fruition.
Yeah.
He builds the backups through free agency, and he's getting the stars through.
Little tight quarters over
Wow, I've
there.
never-
We're having a good time.
Was this the 5th time Dalton's gotten up? I mean, host here.
Can't hear because it is so packed and so loud
It is.
here at Bottlenose
Bottlenose Brewery.
Brewing.
You still have time to get here.
Having a great
We
time.
just saw Greg Jones jersey, which I really love.
Oh,
One of my
hell yeah.
favorite Jaguars of all time, Greg Jones.
That guy, I mean,
Absolutely.
he was always in sweats,
Oh, dude.
full sweats,
Monster.
in like 100-degree weather.
Monster.
Didn't matter. And then whenever those sweats came off,
Oh, gosh.
that was like the whole.
Terrifying. Like, imagine him playing now. He'd be like a H-back, tight end type guy and probably dominate.
Yeah.
And he had that
Oh,
big
yeah.
injury in college.
Yeah, and that injury kind of sapped some of the athleticism, but he was still a really
Oh, yeah.
impressive player for
Oh,
a
yeah.
long time. And one of those dudes you just want on your team.
Mhm.
And now the pick is in for the Raiders. Is it going to be Ashton Genty? What do you think?
I think so, yeah.
A
I think
lot
it
of
has to
buzz
be.
has been on Armand Membu today.
You
for
looked
them.
on Twitter.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know at this point. I haven't looked at my phone in a
But
while.
are you sure it's not Shador? I mean, him and Tom Brady been training together since he was little.
Who is that?
Shador Sanders.
Uh,
I mean,
well, they
he's been
traded for
trading.
Geno. That would be shocking.
I'm going to say Genty, and we don't know yet. I'm not looking at the YouTube chat. We got Roku TV right here.
The nice screensaver.
Yes.
Beautiful cityscape back
There it is, Ashton Genty.
Ashton Genty to the Raiders. So every pick so far has been the right pick.
Yep.
From my mock draft, I just didn't have the Jaguars making the pick at 2.
Right.
Right.
And to be fair, the first 6 picks are probably the 6 best players. And by probably a wide margin. Like, now we're getting into some like nuance.
I think that's fair. I don't think Cam Ward was one of the 6 best players, but he was the best quarterback,
Right.
and he was a first round
Right. That's-
value,
yeah,
in my
fair.
opinion. So,
Fair.
But
Fair.
yeah, you look at that. Now I do think there is a lot of divisiveness
Right.
in the rest of these prospects. I have strong feelings about them, but I think around the league, around the NFL draft media landscape, there is a ton of differing opinions.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. What do you think?
Ashton Genty to the Raiders.
What do you think Ashton Genty does for the Raiders?
I don't
Everything.
know. They're in a rebuilding.
They now
phase.
have Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty on the same offense.
And Gardner
Geno
Minshew.
Smith.
Oh, sorry.
Geno Smith. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'll be a fun offense for
And
sure.
How about the AFC West?
Yeah.
The coaches they have out there.
Yeah.
It might be the geriatric
The
division, but I
owners.
think those guys can get it done.
The owners.
Yeah.
Tom Brady now a part of the
Well,
ownership
my
group.
issue, though, when they only have Minshew is their offensive line. It can't protect. I mean, how much
I
Minshew
think
got
they have a
sacked last
decent
year?
offensive line.
We'll see.
They got
I mean,
2 tackles. They got some interior guys to work with. And they have 2 guys you can just feed the football. You don't have to block for a long time.
Right. You're
when
right.
you got Ashton Genty getting
You're
the
right.
ball, when you got Brock Bowers getting the ball.
Yeah. No, I think, great pick for the Raiders. I do think it's a great pick.
Number 2 prospect on my board behind the guy the Jags got, Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And also with him, too, as much as he ran the ball, you got to wonder how much tread is left on his tire, too.
Yeah.
I mean, all those carries,
it's fair. He's been productive at Boise State since his freshman year. Unbelievable story. Born in Jacksonville, Florida, lived here for 7 years. Had to move around because his dad was in the military. Wasn't able to play football in 8th grade because of being in Italy, and they didn't have a middle school team.
That is some deep knowledge only Jordan would know.
Right.
Well, he
Couldn't play football in 8th
he
great.
penned this letter to NFL GMs earlier
Oh
this
my
week, and he
gosh.
talked about losing football made him work as hard as he ever has. He got to go play football in Texas for a couple years, or for maybe only 1 year, but it was like too late in the recruitment process for any of these teams to come in, big time teams. So he went to Boise State, dominated his whole career. I think he's going to continue to do that.
I agree.
And
I
he
agree.
played slot receiver in high school. So this is a guy, he has got the hands, he's got the route running chops. He's going to be a great pass protector and runner. I think him and
Yeah.
Brock Bowers is incredible.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just like literally asking for random numbers. Let's see what I get.
You not number 5?
This is very.
All right.
No, this is a number.
It's my turn to get up. I have to
AZIPS.
see
Oh,
a
my
man
bad.
see a man about a dog.
Oh, you gotta
All right.
adjust my audio level. Oh,
All right.
I thought you're okay. I thought I did something wrong.
So now it's time for
Oh,
us
so
to carry
Ashton
the
Jinty
show.
to the Raiders. I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did miss it. We've been talking about it for a few minutes. What do you think?
I think. I mean, I don't know. They got to kind of build up the O line a little bit, but you could say that about the Jaguars. Took them too. I don't know. I guess it's all right. I mean, if they have a good plan,
Are you not terrified of Genty and Bowers on the same offense if you're playing defense?
that is a little bit scary. But that's pretty much all they have right now. I mean, I guess.
Jacoby
had the-
Myers is a decent receiver.
Yeah,
He's not
but
great, but like if he's your third option on offense, you could be doing worse.
yeah, but I think you still need to get a wide receiver. I think to that offense. I
I
mean,
agree.
Jacoby Myers. I mean, look at the way they acquired him, right? Free agency.
Yeah.
Good free agents, good wide receivers don't come through free agency.
Well, he's been there a couple years. He's a decent player.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing in Las Vegas a lot. I'm a big Pete Carroll fan.
I do
John
like Pete
Spicek
Carroll.
is a smart guy coming from the Buccaneers. That was a guy a lot of people thought maybe would be the Jaguars GM,
Yeah.
coming over with Liam Cohen. And he goes out to Las Vegas, teams up with his guy Tom Brady, 2 Michigan men. And I think they've got something cooking out there, but that is going to be a tough division to win in.
Oh yeah. I mean, you got to think though too how bad the Raiders were in the run game last year. They needed something to spice up the
Yeah.
offense.
You
And I
had
think
some
he spiced it
Zamir White
up.
hype last year.
Oh, yeah.
Did not go very well. Did not go according to plan.
We just had a Houston fan flash by us doing this. Is that
Will
is that-
Anderson jersey.
Is that the Houston thing? The horns up.
H-Town.
It's so
horns up,
it's
I
so
don't know.
borrowed, right? This is like a UT thing,
Yeah.
a Texas Longhorn thing.
It is.
Whatever.
It is.
I'm not worried about them. It's our
You know,
division
a
now.
lot of NFL teams and college teams kind of have the same things going on. Like, and you see, a lot of teams have the tomahawk chop.
Yeah.
Right. You got the Chiefs. You got the Seminoles, obviously. The Atlanta Braves. I mean, we need some originality with
Yeah.
these celebrations, right? Now the Jaguars, we don't really have a hand signal. We got the Duval.
I think it's
You
this,
throw the
but
Duval
this
up.
never really caught on. Like people don't know this is
If
the
you
Duval,
know, you
right?
know, but not everybody
Yeah,
knows.
but
right?
it's not
Yeah.
like you don't go like they
Yeah.
don't flash to the fans. They're doing that kind of stuff.
The worst one by far that I've experienced, and it's not really a hand signal as much as it is a sound. Broncos fans will neigh to celebrate.
Ooh.
Sometimes
Broncos fans. Will,
sometimes I neigh when I'm really excited. Nay.
Yes, the Broncos, you'll hear just neighs throughout the stadium.
what do they do in the stadium?
They neigh like a horse.
Do they
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
I went to a
yeah.
Broncos game. I don't remember that.
I don't know that
well,
either.
You
they
don't think
didn't
the first
celebrate very
down?
much.
Think the first down? Did they do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they did.
First
we
down,
did,
touchdown,
we did
whatever
go
it
there
is.
and win with Minshew, so
Yeah.
maybe
I
they
was
weren't
at that
named
game.
much.
I was at that
We were
game.
I was
all
at that game too.
game.
We were all
We
at
were all
that
at
game.
that game.
Yeah. Hey, you said we were
Because
never at the
Club
same place.
Jaguar live at
You said we're never at the same place at the same time. We were at that same place at the
That's
same time.
true.
What
That's
an
true.
incredible comeback that was. That was the height of Minshew mania. So much fun.
Dude, but we need to go around. I need to go around. I'm gonna try to get some fan reactions. Get some people on the mic.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So I believe the Jets pick is in. I didn't see who it was. Somebody in the comment, let us know.
No,
All right,
don't
guys,
tell
we
us.
have another YouTuber over here.
Oh,
We have
another
Duval Paul in the
YouTuber.
building.
What's up, Duval Paul?
I have
So-
no clue what you guys have been saying. It's been hard.
That's
to
fine.
Well,
We've
we're
been
gonna
We've been
restart
talking
it,
crap
okay?
about you the entire time.
The Duvals on this new regime are massive.
Make sure you talk into
So,
it, like
so
close
we
to
got
like, yeah,
we got
yeah.
it. We got to get your reaction, man. The Jaguars traded for number 5 to number 2.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about it?
Pretty jacked. Pretty jacked up about it. Did not expect it really. I thought we were just going to hang out at 5 and take Genty. I was believing the smoke and pleasantly surprised, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the crazy thing was the smoke was all over the place. You didn't know what
Yeah.
they were going to do. Trade up, trade down, take Genty, take Graham, who knows? But they traded up. And so what is your thought on what they should do with Travis Hunter?
I
Wide
think
receiver, corner, both?
I think you let him play both. I mean, he's been so outspoken about, I'm not playing football unless I get to play both. And so
Yeah.
I think you let him loose. And like, there was all the talk about him being a diva and everything like that, but I'm honestly like stoked about it. I think that kind of ego, if you want to call it that like competition, it's just going to make BTJ better. It's going to make, every room that he's a part of, it's going to elevate that play. So I'm stoked.
I
By the way,
like that
think
take.
I think the Jaguars have saved this draft because everything's been chalk.
Oh, Mimbu. I picked that one too.
To the Jets. Everything's been so chalk.
Well,
besides the Jaguars doing a crazy thing.
Yeah.
I love this one for the Jets, too, because last year they took Olu Fashanu in the first round, left tackle. This year they take their right tackle. They are building the trenches with the Jets. And the reason I believe they would do that is because where does Aaron Glenn come from?
He comes from the NFL.
Detroit. And what did Detroit have as their foundation? It was the offensive line.
Yeah.
So that's why I was able to call that one. But, yeah, that's an exciting pick. But
I'm just
Duval
going through
So
all.
we should probably start paying some offensive line then, right?
No, we don't need offensive line. We got Walker Little. We're
Get over
good.
Cleveland.
Yeah, we're good. I don't know what you're talking about.
realistically, I think that the offensive line is like a star away from being an
Here we
impressive,
go, Jordan.
impressive group.
Here we go.
I don't know where they're going to get
Before you
that at
even
this
started
point.
talking, I knew you were going to start saying this.
A star away.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
A
but
star away.
I think me and Jordan will die on the Walker Little is good hill.
He is.
Yeah, you
He
will
is
die
good.
on that hill.
You're going to find out.
You'll either die or your ankle will get broken when he backpedals and steps into you.
Yep.
I just hope we don't
That
bring
is
in any
fair.
competition so he can prove himself week one.
Yeah, okay. Well, he may.
I mean, I don't know how at this point there would be any way that he's not the week one starter at left
I
tackle.
mean, he's going to be the week one starter
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
I
No.
think the
And he may
only-
be good. And I hope he is good. I just like,
Do you think it's even possible at this point that a rookie can come in and compete with like Ezra Cleveland?
I think it wouldn't be hard to, but I don't see it happening based on the roster
we
we have
don't
right
have a
now.
second round pick
Right.
anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, you're waiting until pick 70, pick
yeah.
88,
No, I mean,
top of the fourth
listen,
round.
I'm rooting for him, but like,
I don't think you are.
I'm
I think
rooting
you're a
for
hater.
them.
I think there's something
Every year,
that Walker Little did to you.
every year, it's not just Walker Little. Don't get me wrong
You're
here.
talking about Ezra Cleveland now.
Every year as Jags fans,
That's
we
too
look
many
back on the season and we say, man, that O-line was dog shit. Next year, oh man, the O-line was dog shit. The next year, we say
It's
the same
April.
thing
We don't got to worry
over
about that.
and over and
When
over.
was the
and
last
over.
time we really loved it? I think
Exactly. Tony Vaselli and
2022
Leon Searcy.
I think 2022, everybody felt like, okay, that was pretty good, right?
Yeah,
Um,
it's good enough.
Jawan Taylor had a career year.
Javon
that
Taylor
year.
did have a career year.
The
Yeah.
best year he has ever
Cam
had.
Robinson had one of his best years as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
And
You
had
know,
some
you know
music
that
guys on
comp
the
pick turned
inside.
into Chad Muma, baby.
Yep.
Hey, and you know who the center was on that team?
Luke Fortner.
Luke Fortner. Yes, it was.
Luke Fortner. Good old Luke Fortner.
You know, Luke
who is
Fortner.
still a member of
Back
the
when Doug
Jacksonville
Peterson wasn't on PTO mode.
Jaguars. Yeah.
He's got a lot of PTO saved up. I get that.
On the real though, okay, Duval Paul. Going back to you. Sorry,
Yeah.
we're getting
Sorry,
a little,
Duval
we're having a little
We're
drink.
having a
over
good
here.
time.
So what are you trying to do tomorrow? So we have 2 third-round picks. I mean, is there a position you're targeting? Is there a thing that you think that we absolutely had to come away with tomorrow?
I don't feel like I feel like majority of the fan base is like so adamant about we have so many holes we need to fill. We have to like, fill all of these different positions. But I actually am like, I don't know, it probably is me just being delusionally like optimistic, but I feel like the moves that we did in free agency like really did even things out across the roster where there's not as much volatility and like, gaping holes. So I'm just like best players that we can get them. Big fan of the bigger, linemen that we can get.
Yeah.
Grab them.
I do think that they'll have the opportunity to draft, if they want to, in the trenches with both of those day 2 picks.
I better. Right?
I'm here for it.
I mean, like,
And I think there will be good players on the board for both of those
yeah,
selections.
you're right. You're
Um,
right. It is deep. It is deep there.
And
Very,
I think
very deep defensive line class.
the Hunter pick like scratches the itch for the flashy,
Right.
like big star power name.
Yep.
So now it's just like go get the guys that maybe aren't like as exciting of a name, but
Yeah.
Get the job
build the
done.
trenches. Yeah, exactly.
Like I've been saying, hit some day 3 picks.
Yeah.
We got to.
And make sure y'all to be subscribed to Duval Paul.
Duval
yeah.
Paul,
Thank you
baby.
guys.
No,
Thank
I'll
you
put
guys.
I'll put his link in the description box.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is super cool. Thank you guys for hosting this. I was telling the guys at the bar like I'm new to the area, so I've been in Nashville for the last few years, and
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Exactly.
Dude,
So
come
it's
straight
like-
from Nashville. You were there, what, 15 years, you said?
No. I was there for 6 years.
6 years, okay.
So, but just like being in a
that
bar
was the
full.
Pittsburgh
I'm
at
allergic
15
to
years.
Duval Paul. He
Yeah.
said Nashville. I started
Yeah,
sneezing.
exactly. So being in a bar with Jags fans, not Titans fans, and just hanging out and doing stuff like
I
this.
put
is
his
really
channel
cool.
link in the live chat, so go subscribe to him.
Subscribe.
Putting out some Jags. Dude, like, we don't have that many Jags content creators, right? So you got to
That's true.
support them all, man.
Yeah.
Support them all.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or they're terrible like Jordan.
Yeah. Don't follow me. Follow Duval Paul, Jags United. Obviously, UCF Jaguars, the GOAT
UFC
here.
Jaguar.
UFC Jaguar.
Yes, as I see that all the time.
I
People
am.
always mistyping your whatever that is.
People were asking me, like, do you come up with UFC content too? I'm like, bro, reread this shit. It's a Jaguar with a night helmet on.
I mean, as a
Yes.
former jiu-jitsu guy, I thought you would be into it.
Yeah. As a man who holds a invisible black belt, I'm all in, man. I'm all in.
right,
So as a UCF guy, are you on the
here we
RJ
go.
Harvey train?
Here we go.
Hey,
Good
we got a
Lord.
bunch of day 3
Good
picks. Let's get them.
I mean,
love it.
Yeah,
we're
here we
right
go.
in the area, right?
RJ
I mean-
Harvey is a hell of a back.
We missed out on Ashton Genty today, so the Ashton Genty train is over.
Maybe we can bring Blake Bortles
He's
back.
unbelievably explosive.
I'm down.
The
I'm down
boat?
to bring Blake
Bring the
Bortles
boat
back.
How about what was it? Storm Johnson.
Storm Johnson.
Storm
Yeah,
Johnson
absolutely.
and
Yep.
Blake Bortles, the same draft class.
Wow,
Yeah.
Wild. Wild.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's
That's a throwback for y'all.
I mean, RJ Harvey is a lot better than Storm Johnson, though. I'll tell you that.
Oh, there's no question.
But now, what do we do? Like, is
It's
there?
a deep running back class too. They could go get a running back on day 3
I would
to
say, yeah.
get ready to have a bigger role next year.
But
if
do
they
you
want to
think-
have Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby still at the
Do you
top.
think that, like, because we have Etienne and Tank Bigsby, do you think that we actually get a true upgrade on day 3, or do you think at this point it's like whatever?
I don't know that it would be an upgrade. I think it would be a replacement.
Hey, who are the
Future
Panthers
replacement
getting, Jordan?
for
Who are the
Etienne.
Panthers getting?
I picked Tedero McMillan.
Jalen Walker.
We'll see.
Hey, McMillan.
He's checking Twitter.
You can go
This
look
guy's
at my mock
checking.
draft.
This guy's checking Twitter.
Y'all go check out my mock draft from Rogue Football. Picks 1 through 8. Every player has been on the money.
But who got the Jaguars one right, though? That's all that matters. We're Club
That's
Jaguar
true.
up in here.
That's true.
That's right.
That's true.
UCF Jaguar. You called it.
I told you guys last night,
Unbelievable.
and you guys said, this guy is a fucking idiot. You guys both said that.
That was
I'm
off
pretty
air.
sure you said
that
that.
was off air.
Oh, that was off air.
Yeah,
Okay. You
come
guys
on,
didn't see
dude.
it.
Come on.
On air, I'm pretty sure I said, it could happen. We'll see, but I don't expect it to happen. I said the most likely thing is they stayed put. Most likely thing did not happen. It takes 2 to tango when it comes to these trades, and the Jaguars and the Browns both went dancing.
That's true. That's a good point.
Love to see it.
So Ted McMillan, they're going to get, so they're going to add with Bryce Young.
Yeah, they needed this in the worst way. They've got some decent receivers, right?
You got Xavier Leggett, right?
Yeah.
Similar type,
Xavier
a little
Leggett.
bigger, like a little heavier.
Not the same level
Okay.
of technique and
Okay.
refinement, in my opinion.
I have a feeling that there might be 4 or 5 wide receivers gone tonight. I mean, everybody always needs wide receiver. You only need 1 wide receiver. You need 2 wide receivers. That's why they're
Right.
going so much in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, you need 3, right? And a lot of systems.
That's why
really
the Jags
need 3.
had BTJ. They had Travis Hunter.
And Gabe
And we have
Davis.
Gabe Davis.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The De'Ami Brown
Hey,
disrespect.
Gabe Davis is going back to number 13, okay? So he's going
That's
back
a
to
good
UCF for him. You guys will see.
Love
The
it.
real duo will be the UCF pairing of Gabe Davis and RJ Harvey.
That would be
So
something.
I'm a big fan of T-Mac, and he would have been a great candidate if the Jaguars traded down. But if they traded down with the Bears, T-Mac wouldn't have even been on the board. So
Oh, he just gave him a Hawaiian. Interesting. So does Roger Goodell keep that? What is it called? A lay on the whole night, or does he take it off?
I don't think
let's
it's
hope it comes off.
McMillan just or I should say Roger Goodell just got laid by McMillan.
I don't think he was wearing it for the Jags pick.
Hate to see it. Hate to see it.
Oh, I heard the joke. I just intentionally
Yeah, ignored it.
moved past it.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, let's keep it. Yeah. If y'all didn't know, UCF Jaguar is a father, so the dad jokes, forgive them, right?
That is
Okay.
true.
That's how it goes.
And I
That's
gotta
how it
remember,
goes. As
I'm
soon
not.
as that baby pops out, the dad
I gotta
jokes
remember,
will
we're
start
not only
flowing.
on my channel right now. I gotta keep a little bit of professionalism.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're also
I-
on Gen Jag.
I'm also the most canceled man on in Jaguar
Dude,
land.
Twitter's been going after you today, man.
They're always after
Today?
me, man.
Oh, that's new.
They're always
Today?
after me.
What about what?
No, this one guy was kind of messing. It was whatever.
That was
you
actually
know?
my alt account.
Yeah, it was. It's his alt account.
Yeah, I was actually.
That was my son. He got a Twitter account.
This guy's being really mean to me.
He's like, this UCF Jaguar guy is taken away from my time with my dad on Wednesday nights and now Thursday night as well. Unacceptable. But yeah, what an unbelievable way to start the draft. for
It
the
was
Jacksonville
shocking.
Jaguars,
I mean,
man.
because we can go through the scenarios, but to actually go through it, I mean,
It's
we've
insane.
never gone through anything like that before.
No, I mean,
And really, I mean, Jags fans had gotten used to trading down.
Yeah.
The
Right.
last 2 years,
Yeah.
they traded down.
yeah, I mean, that's some people in the comments even last night that were like, the Jaguars always trade down. I'm sitting there thinking like, this isn't the same front office.
It's not.
But so, but
they
I
have shown you that every step of the
Yeah.
way, not only with their words, but with their actions.
Yeah.
This was not a free agency class that resembled anything Trent Baalke has done. He usually would swing for the high price guys.
Yep.
The Jaguars did not do that
Yep.
this year.
Yep, and he usually trades
We
down.
raised the
Yeah.
floor this year.
He raised
right?
the floor.
We
Yeah.
didn't elevate the ceiling.
And the bar
He would
went
have said
crazy. The bar
Travis
went
Hunter's
nuts.
only 185 pounds.
Tangibly rich nuts.
No
yeah,
way.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
speaking of that, I do think Travis Hunter
you think Travis
would
Hunter?
benefit from
I was about
adding
to say,
5,
is
10
Travis
pounds.
Hunter going to put on weight?
I think so.
Okay.
We're gonna put on weight.
Okay, we're going to put on weight.
He's gonna get a little bit slower. You
Okay.
know that, Jordan.
All right.
He's gonna sacrifice.
You heard it here first. Putting on weight is good. From
If
Jordan
he
Jordan
was
Logan.
Logan.
185, I think, get him to around 190. He doesn't need to change his body, right? Like, you want to keep him in that same, flexibility, explosion, all that stuff. But
Well, you do
you
know,
adding a
hasn't-
little bit of body armor. Would be
Any
good.
chance the Saints pick Shadur right here?
The word from New Orleans has been that there's no chance that they take Shador here, but they were pretty heavily favored to take him maybe a week ago, right?
do they surprise everyone and take Jackson Dart here?
To me,
Is there
Shador
any
Sanders
chance-
is clearly the second best quarterback in this draft. If Jackson Dart ends up being QB2, I'll have a problem with that.
Who's on your mock draft on this pick?
I don't remember.
Oh,
I'll let you know in 5 minutes who I mocked.
yeah, yeah.
Who did I
Very
get the Saints?
convenient.
Probably a defensive player.
We're just kind of taking you for your word for it right now. How do
Yeah.
we know we actually mocked these
seriously.
guys here?
Yeah.
Go look at Rogue Football.
That sounds made up.
It's a lot of clicks on my phone to get there. Sounds like a fake account.
Rogue Football, baby. If y'all like the NFL draft at Rogue Football, it is all NFL draft all the time. I can't wait to start looking at 2026. Can't
Dude,
wait.
so
for it.
when is your 2026?
That was too much for Jason.
We're not even through the
The Zen has
first
been
round yet.
rejected.
This guy's talking about looking at 2026.
Dude, so when do you start your mock draft? Can you get one up on Sunday? A mock draft for next year?
Maybe.
A Jordan's too early 2026 mock
No,
draft.
it'll have to take a little
Slightly
bit. 'cause
too
I'm
early.
gonna have to
2026 mock.
I'm gonna have to recover from, obviously tonight. This is the first time I've done a full live stream of the first round. Tomorrow night you got 2 rounds, and then the marathon on Saturday. Kelvin Banks.
Jordan's
did not
favorite
call
offensive
that
lineman.
No, I'm not a big fan. Of
No,
him
you
that high in
were
the
all
draft.
about. I do not want Kelvin Banks for the Jaguars at
Yeah.
5.
He
To
did
me,
win.
it's just a little early. I think he's good, not great. He does have some balance issues. Maybe it works out for them, but to me, that was a little bit of a reach.
He did win the Outlander Trophy.
And
He won the best interior lineman on both defense and offense. That's something.
you want to tell me who won the trophy this year for the best defensive player in college football?
Walker Little.
Travis
That's
Hunter.
right. How'd you know?
Who won it? Who won it?
Walker Little.
Walker Little.
No,
Travis Hunter.
Kyle Kennard.
I
Does
know
that tell
exactly
you a
who
little
that
bit
is.
of
Is that
something
Luke-
about?
Is that Luke Kennard's brother?
Yeah,
The
does that tell you a
basketball
little
player for
something
the
about
Pistons?
these trophies that are given out? Right. These trophies are like Pro Bowls, basically. I mean, I don't know
Okay.
where they get them from.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying Kelvin Banks isn't a first-round prospect. He is.
Yeah.
But to me, if you're drafting him to play left tackle for you, there was better options on the board. Much better options. And you look at the top 20 highlights of a Kelvin Banks, and you're like, oh my God, this guy's
Look at
all
all the
world.
people there.
Look at
Jesus
the
Christ.
entire game, and you see him falling off blocks.
Okay.
You see
Yeah,
balance
I
issues.
did see that. Yeah.
And so for me, I mean, Josh Simmons, I know we got the knee, but you're talking about building something here.
Yeah.
And Josh Simmons is a much better left tackle prospect than Kelvin Mix. If you're going to kick him inside and play some guard, I can understand it more. But to me, this was just a little bit of a reach. And I hope it works out because I do like him. I think he's got some high-level tape, but just a little bit too inconsistent.
The Bears pick is in, and they get Genty. So who do they get?
I thought you said they're going to get Genty.
No, I said they didn't get Genty,
Yeah.
which is who they were apparently wanting.
Who did I mock to the Bears? Who was it?
Parker
You
Warren.
mocked,
Was it Derek Harmon? I can't remember.
The next flashy name is
you have,
Tyler
you have
Warren,
your
right? That's
mock
who we're
draft
looking for now?
graphic out?
No, I got to pull up.
He deleted that after pick 3.
He deleted after the trade up.
All right, Bears picks in. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Who's that? Cynthia Freeland or whatever?
I'm intrigued with the Bears pick. I'm
I don't know who
intrigued.
that is.
What's going on over here?
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
like Wedding Crashers.
What are we talking about here?
What's going on up in this draft party?
Oh, we got a Bears fan in the house.
We got one
All
Bears
right.
fan here.
A schedule release? What is this? Schedule release 2025?
Well, yeah, that'll come next month. You got to keep the NFL schedule rolling. Thank you, man.
Good man. They're great here at Bottlenose Brewery. I know we've said them a lot, but got to give them another shout out because this has been great.
Oh, yeah.
This is just
Shout out to Bottlenose Brewery.
absolutely great.
I wouldn't get number 5, a little too fruity, but I'm going to down it.
That's surprising.
I think it's number 6.
I feel like that's something you'd like. That's crazy.
Maybe it's number 6. I don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But shout out to that. Shout out to, hey, if you guys are still out there in Jacksonville, bro, we got a bunch of picks left. Dude.
Yeah,
Come
we're
out
here.
here. Join
We're
us. It's a good time.
After
And,
party is not even close to starting.
The Jaguars might trade up from the 3rd round into the end of the 1st. You never know.
Oh, I actually gave the Bears Malachi Starks.
Okay.
I think they could
All right.
use a safety pairing of Jaquan Brisker and Malachi Starks. I doubt it actually ends up happening because the NFL they're so low on safeties. It's ridiculous.
That's
but
true.
I think it should happen.
They don't get paid. They don't get drafted high anymore.
But we're about to find out. I think Malachi Starks is a blue chip prospect.
By the way, I wish the schedule reveal was like live as opposed to leaked as much as it is because I think it'd be a really cool thing to watch.
Yeah.
But
It would
it's
be
always
cool.
leaked way before it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Uh-oh. Bears are happy. Shocker.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the whole Ben Johnson thing plays out.
I think, he's going to do a great job there. They rebuilt that offensive line in a big way this offseason.
They added
They've
Press
got great
Taylor.
receivers.
Added Press Taylor.
They added Press Taylor.
That's
a
huge.
piece.
Huge.
Hey, Super Bowl champion Press Taylor.
Yes, you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
Is he their passing game coordinator?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a
Yeah.
pass game.
Yeah.
It's weird, like this, like mini rivalry that Bears fans are trying to start with Jags fans this offseason.
It doesn't exist. They need to worry about their own division
Right.
because they have got some steep competition. In
Yeah,
the
we
NFC
decided to go
North.
10-7 and we'll win the AFC South.
All right, Bears are picking. Goodell's out here.
Make it Malachi.
He's talking a lot.
Josh Simmons would be a good pick. Although I do like
Is he
Braxton
doing
Jones.
promo? Is he doing a promo? Okay, we're gonna.
Current
Oh.
Bears left tackle.
No.
See,
Braxton
they did this
Jones.
before. Eric Armstead was out there before the Jaguars.
Yeah,
At
what's
least
up?
we knew who they were taking.
Yeah.
You see, man?
I got the last minute point there, so I'll take that.
Yeah, I didn't get
Good
a
point.
fist
I'll
bump.
take that. I got
I
a
didn't get a
point.
fist
I got
bump.
a fadeaway point.
You got the frat point.
I got
yeah.
the fadeaway
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fadeaway is the best
the
one.
fadeaway
That's the
point.
best shot. That's the most beautiful shot in basketball.
He gave me one, but I didn't make eye contact at the same time, so it wasn't the same.
Well,
All right, come on, Roger.
Dude, this needs to be illegal. At least we knew who we were
need
going
to
to
have
take.
some arbitration. We need to have some laws.
When
made
Eric
about the
Armstead was
NFL
giving his acceptance speech, we knew who we were taking, so it was
Right.
fine.
right. I mean, a guy did die. One of their guys died like today.
What?
Some guy.
Wait, who died?
That's what they're
It's
talking
like the
about.
owner or something, right? Like,
Somebody. It was like some legendary person.
is it
We were
Tyler?
saying Tyler Warren.
I'm hearing the Twitter people.
Colson Loveland before Tyler
Okay.
Warren.
Excellent pick.
Wow.
So
Before Tyler Warren, though?
yeah, so Tyler Warren and Colson Loveland are two different molds of type of tight end. Tyler Warren, I think, was your more balanced tight end. Colson Loveland really projects as a move F tight end. If you're talking about him filling that Sam Laporta role in the Ben Johnson offense, I think you're going to be very excited about the result.
Terrible.
I
pick.
also think it's nice because Colts are wanting the tight end so bad, so they might have sniped their top player as well.
And
Something to
Terrible
think
pick.
about.
Colts could get Tyler Warren.
How do you take him over Tyler Warren? Terrible.
He is a more dynamic athlete and receiver. I don't think he has the same level of offensive engine capability. You know, Tyler Warren, you can just get the ball in so many different ways. And he can also be a dominant blocker at the next level.
His comp is Jaguar legend Tyler Eifert.
Yeah, if Tyler
I saw
Eifert
that.
had not had so many injuries in his career, I think things could have gone differently. But you look at Colson Loveland was the number 12 prospect on my board. I did have Tyler Warren ranked higher than him, but it really does. It's one of those things that it depends on how you want to use these guys. And if you want to use him as like more of a pure route running receiver, ball winner down the field, I can understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but
Well, nobody understood when they took Jahmyr Gibbs, the Lions, you know. Nobody understood when they took
yeah.
Sam Laporta.
Classic Jordan cherry picking the one good thing that happened for each team.
The Lions have only had one good thing happen.
Only one, yes.
Okay.
They never won Super Bowl.
Never won the Super Bowl. Same as the Jags.
Exactly.
We're all in the same boat here.
Except we have Travis Hunter. So we're
Except
not in
for-
the same
Are you
boat.
guys are you guys a believer in Caleb Williams?
Yeah, I am. I think Ben Johnson's the best thing that could happen for his career.
Yeah, I mean, if I need my fingernails painted, I'll definitely reach out to him and figure out where he goes. It seems
Do you,
like
do you have a mom's shoulder to cry on?
yeah, it's what. Yeah, he's I'm definitely going for that look. I think I'm gonna
Oh, man.
It's not a bad one, man.
2025 Jags United is gonna look a lot different.
I'm still a little bit stunned that the Jaguars actually traded up and did that thing.
Does he have teal?
I don't think so. I don't think he's allowed
No?
to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
Only
That's all
pink.
right.
Only pink and orange.
On a very real note,
Oh, here we.
this
Go-
should be Josh Simmons, but I think it's going to be Walter Nolan.
You can't just say every player.
Walter Nolan, I seen him mocked out of the first round.
Totally unrealistic, in my opinion.
Like I
He's
seen
too
mocked.
talented. He's too disruptive. And the 49ers get the Jaguars treatment, cut to commercial.
Good.
Hey, dude, that's an underratedly huge fan base. I didn't realize how
Oh
big
my
they were
gosh.
Oh yeah.
until they went to Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
I'm
wild.
like, what is this?
The 49ers, they built that fan base through the 80s and 90s, right?
Yeah.
They had unbelievable runs, and a lot of those people are still with them. And then they're also in California, which is one of the most populous states in the country. So
San Francisco's a great
49ers,
place.
Great place to live.
that's what I've heard. Yeah. Dead air.
But on the real though, I was really surprised at the games when I went there. How many? And I remember being around and they're like, "Oh, this is my first NFL game." Like, and they were while they were whooping our ass. And I
Yeah.
was like, "Dude, we got to be better."
Well,
What happens?
we're a newer franchise.
There's no doubt. Still one of the youngest franchises
That's
in
right.
the league.
That's right.
But I think that soon they're not going to be looked at as one of those franchises that hasn't.
We're
been able to
just
get
now
over the
getting
hump.
into our second generation Jaguars.
That's right, literally.
Dude, but there really is nothing like. I mean, when you look at the past, what has it been? 20 years now. 2017, you have so many great memories. 2022, you have so many great memories, and it's like, and all this the bad years in between, like, bro, and we
Yeah.
actually build a good team and a good unit.
Yeah.
This city looks completely different.
It's electric. It really is.
Yeah,
It really
it's
is.
As
if
opposed,
they hit on Travis Hunter and continue to build this thing out, it's going to be electric in Jacksonville. It's going to have kind of that college atmosphere. If this team can build a sustained winner, I mean, I know y'all might not be able to remember the late 90s, but it was incredible.
I don't.
It was absolutely incredible. Other than when they played the Titans. unfortunately.
Yes. No, I do remember those days, and
Yeah.
it was heart wrenching.
Yeah.
Heart wrenching is the only word you can say.
And then early 2000s, mid 2000s, even though there was some success with Jack Del Rio, there just wasn't that energy.
Right.
They need to get that energy back, and I think James Gladstone's working on it by bringing in Travis Hunter.
Yeah. And I think that's the whole entire system. I mean, if we can, and really this whole thing, I know we talk about getting this guy, drafting this guy, but we just got to get Trevor right? Like if we can get Trevor Lawrence to play at his ceiling, we'll be a completely different team. It's just like, and I know myself, whatever you want to talk about, is it excuses or is it actual reasons? But Trevor Lawrence hasn't lived up to different things. But I just feel like we haven't put him in a great position to succeed, and it's more of a Jaguars problem than it's been a Trevor Lawrence problem.
Oh, there's no question about that in my mind. Do you agree with that?
I was going to ask Duval Paul.
Yeah, what do you think, Duval Paul?
Trevor Lawrence, what are your thoughts?
I think it's fair to be a little critical of Trevor.
Yes.
I don't think that either party gets
Gets
all
a
of the
pass.
blame.
Right.
But neither one gets a pass.
Yeah.
I think that we're running out of excuses, especially this year. Going into this year, like
I
Give
think
him-
that's fair.
give him grace. I mean, this is going to be now the third system he's going to have to learn, but I think the new regime is doing a good job of bringing in people that to surround him to help teach him the system. Nick Mullins, Grant Udinsky, all these guys that are going to be in the building with him. But yeah, learning a third system. But yeah, it's getting time that we need to start seeing some. No, can't be overthrowing receivers.
Yeah, that's
So-
fair.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing for me, too. It's like the mistakes that great quarterbacks don't make. We got to stop seeing him make.
Yeah,
And
I think that's an interesting talking point. Every great quarterback does make mistakes. It's how they
Yes.
respond from them usually,
yes.
right?
Yes.
And sometimes the response to the mistake isn't as good as you'd like. And quite frankly, it's been hard to evaluate Trevor Lawrence. It's been difficult to evaluate.
you're right. You factor in the offensive line, factor in the coaching schemes, like Paul said,
The receivers, he's
the drops. You're right. Yeah, you're
Factor
right.
in the back shoulder fades to
Yeah.
Dearness Johnson.
Great call. Great play call.
And it's hard because I'm biased. Like I like Trevor.
Yeah.
I want him to be great.
Great guy.
So
Great
it's like
guy.
so it's hard to like have a critical like evaluation of him based on that fact alone. It's like I want to root for him. I want him to succeed. So
Yeah.
I just really hope. I also just hate seeing the comments every day of like trade Trevor and draft
Yeah.
Shador at 5. You're like, come on.
Well, the good thing is they're not going to trade Trevor,
Yeah.
so you don't have to worry about that.
So.
Here comes the
49ers
49ers
pick
pick.
is coming in.
A rare bad year from the 49ers. But yeah, that is what's, with Trevor Lawrence, I feel like now we put him in a position where there can be no more excuses, right? You got your young, innovative offense coordinator. You now have 2 wide receivers. The running back room is probably good enough. Of course, you still got to add to the O-line, but they've added 4 guys. I mean, it's time for him to actually kind of nut up or shut up.
Michael Williams to the San Francisco 49ers. Did not call that one. That's a really interesting pick because the 49ers, they usually go for these kind of wide 9 edge rushers, a lot of speed and burst. Michael Williams is a different type of prospect for the 49ers. Going to be fascinated to see how that
I don't know
works
much about him. You have to tell us.
out. Okay, so unbelievable length. He's a Trent Baalke type of guy, right? Very powerful. Great run defender. I think there's flashes of the pass rush, but it's just not there consistently yet. And part of that comes from playing at Georgia, where they're lining up inside and they're
Yeah.
not having to
Yeah.
play 5 and 7
Yeah.
and 9.
I mean,
I do think going to San Francisco, he's going to have that opportunity to play outside the tackle and really show what he can do. So I'm excited to see
kind of
it.
like a Trayvon Walker situation.
Similar. I don't think he was quite as gifted athletically or physically as Trayvon was, but definitely a similar situation.
I mean, most of the time those Georgia guys do adapt.
Yes.
I mean, not always, but most of the time they do.
I have a lot of confidence in him. That's about where I thought he should go. I think I had him in the teens, so
Okay.
makes sense for him.
Okay. I like it.
Edge after Abdul Carter, it's like pick your flavor. There's
Yeah,
so many
that's
guys
true. Good point.
that I think could be and should be first-round picks, but it just depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And the 49ers were obviously looking for somebody who has a lot of potential, and that's what Michael Williams has.
All right, let me see if I can finally get my boy Mike on here. Okay, he's turning it down. Oh, wait, he's not turning it down.
here
Yeah,
he
let's go,
is.
finally. My last show I did, my boy Mike was on, and we got a lot of comments about the camaraderie. People liked the camaraderie. All right, make sure you talk into the mic.
Yes,
You
that's
know,
how that works.
Okay, all right. I
I
like
believe,
it.
I believe that's how talking works.
Okay. You'd be surprised when people can't talk into the mic. So Mike, talking into the mic, thoughts on Travis Hunter?
It's a lot. It's a lot to give up.
That was what we talked
It's
about.
a lot to give up.
So are you hesitant?
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that pick next year, it's going to be a top 10 draft pick if I know the Jaguars.
Okay. So is it worth Travis Hunter?
I like Travis Hunter. It's a lot to give up, especially for a non-quarterback. That's
Right. And that's what we talked about.
Yep.
Is any bitterness have to do with the fact that he snubbed Florida State and went to Colorado?
No, I was rooted for him. That didn't bother me. It'd be a lot cooler if he went to Florida State. It'd be like Jalen Ramsey 2.0.
Right.
But-
Which is what Jordan said.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it was Jordan or someone said it.
But no, I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Is it exciting that you got snubbed by him once and now
He's
you
back.
get him?
It's nice to root for him.
Yeah. I think it's going to be nice
For
to
a,
root for
for a
him.
unique talent, it's nice to be able to root for him. So yeah, absolutely.
No doubt about
yeah.
it.
What do you think what do you think the split is offense defense?
Receiver dabbled in with cornerback, I think.
Okay. So outside slot, outside doesn't matter to you.
I trust Cohen for that. Yeah.
Okay. Cohen's on defense coordinator.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about receiver.
You're
I
right. I'm
apologize.
sorry. On defense. Because you said receiver. Okay. Yeah. On defense.
Oh, Tyler Booker to the Cowboys.
Good-
That is
good
a
offensive
power
line.
merchant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Their guards are going to be what? Tyler Johnson? Is that his name? Kid from Tulane?
Tulane. I'm trying to think. He's
Tulsa?
played a little tackle and guard, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Tyler
his name
Smith,
is.
I think.
Tyler Smith.
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go. So they got the two Tylers at guard. That's going to
Yeah.
be fun to watch.
Here, you want to scoot in, big dog? Okay.
The running game is back in Dallas.
I'm
good.
But cornerback
Yeah, I'll take that
wise,
one.
I don't think.
I'll take another one.
I think he'll play. I mean, do you think he specializes in
Dealer's choice.
outside?
I
or?
would guess he would play more outside.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
I think I like what you said too, because based on the way the roster is currently constructed, I think that there's more reps to be had at wide receiver,
Yeah,
and that you have more opportunity to have good guys on the field at corner
yeah,
without Hunter out there.
yeah.
So like he doesn't have to be out there constantly.
I agree.
Maybe he takes a drive off. Maybe
Yeah.
he plays big drives. Whatever it ends up being.
Yeah, him playing quarterback will be just an added bonus, honestly. So.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
So what do you think the Jags do now with the limited picks they have?
Talking to you, Big Mike.
Offensive line, I imagine both picks. Wouldn't be surprised at all if both third round picks are offensive line or.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
here for it.
so I mean, does this tell us they believe in Mason Smith? Because he was kind of the elephant in the room. Played good at times last year, still young. Could definitely help that D line. Does this give any credence to him as a player?
Oh, we got a moth.
We got a
flying
moth
around
in
or
here.
something.
That's
I think the defense last year's a wash, honestly, between the hockey style rotations.
yeah.
So I give them all a wash. The defense is really bad last year.
so you're willing.
Yeah, and playing out of position
Yeah.
for Eric Armstead.
Yeah.
I think they might like both Mason Smith and Eric Armstead.
Well, does Eric Smith or does Rick Armstead like himself on the inside? So I've heard. I mean, you hear a lot of conflicting information if it was him or the coaching staff or so.
I still haven't heard the truth about that one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was not very good. I'll say
No,
that.
he was not very good.
No,
He's not-
but I don't know how you could not be encouraged by what Mason Smith did at the end of last year.
I agree.
I
agree.
went back because I was watching Trayvon Walker again, talking about like, do the Jaguars need to extend him, do the 5th-year option, all that stuff, and Mason Smith just kept popping.
I couldn't. I was flabbergasted by the fact that he was a healthy scratch at the beginning of the year.
And you heard different
Was that
rumors
Doug-
about.
was that Doug spiting the?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was. I think it was Doug spiting the fact that he didn't want Mason Smith.
Thank you. Got the fam coming in here with
Oh,
some food.
yes.
Gotta love that.
Yes. That's beautiful.
Okay. Good to see y'all. Thanks for coming.
Do you think Devon Hamilton's on the team this season?
Yeah, I think contractually it
Yeah,
just makes sense,
no
and he
sense,
can
yeah.
also kind of be like that run stuffing, focus on that type of guy. I always have been a big fan of Devon Hamilton. What
Yeah.
happened to him, in 2023, so unfortunate with
Yeah.
the health scare.
Yeah.
Before
So maybe
that,
hopefully he was
playing
working
some
his
really
way.
good
Yeah,
ball.
hopefully he was just working his way back last year. So
Yeah, because after the health scare, he dropped a lot of weight. He had to add the weight back
Yeah.
on. Maybe this could be a big year for him, and he might know he needs to have
Yeah.
a big year because it's probably going to be a year in which he needs to go get paid
Yeah,
somewhere
absolutely.
else after the season.
Yeah.
I could definitely see him having like a good enough year to where like another team signs him.
Yeah, to be like a nose
Right.
tackle.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's got the talent. Like
Yeah.
we saw that. Even back at Ohio State, he had the talent. He had the talent when he was healthy. I've always liked Devon Hamilton, but I can't talk out of both sides of my mouth. Whenever a person's injured, then I give them crap if they can't stay healthy. So it's hard for me on one side of my mouth to say that they're good and then complain when they're injured and then hype up Devon Hamilton when he's good and also injured.
probably a dumb question, but would you rather see Hamilton or Armstead have a big year? Armstead.
Yeah, because we're
What was the end of the question, Hamilton or
Who would you rather see have a big year?
Armstead?
Yeah, that's I figured.
Yeah.
Follow the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still paying Hamilton some good money too. So
Yeah, we are.
I think Hamilton might be younger, right?
Hamilton is
Yeah.
younger. Yeah. That's a good point. And and like
But no, if Armstead has a big season, I mean,
I
probably.
guess we wouldn't complain either way. It's like a win-win situation if one of them has a big year.
Yeah.
I guess the
thing about it, though, is like, to me, Armstead kind of fits what the Rams have looked for from an interior defensive lineman more so than Devon Hamilton does. They really value the interior penetrators.
Yeah.
Hamilton is more of, get in the way.
Yeah, get in the gap, hold both gaps up. Yeah, that's true. But you got to have that guy on your team. So if it's not Mason Smith, then you hope it's Devon Hamilton.
But do you pay that guy?
Who's the other
True.
LSU guy we took last year?
Jordan Jefferson.
Jordan Jefferson.
Yeah.
You expecting anything out of him?
Hopefully, but like less than the other two, right? It's
Yeah. I don't think he'll be on the field a ton.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what they do in the draft. If they don't take another D tackle, then he probably may rotate in a little bit.
I wouldn't be surprised if, no disrespect to Jordan Jefferson, I wouldn't be surprised if they have some undrafted free agents that give him a run for his money.
Yeah.
Well, the name like Jordan,
Yeah.
God knows what he'll be.
Yeah. Obviously. Obviously, just a horrible person off the field, horrible football player. No, Jordan Jefferson, I was encouraged by some of the things I saw from him last year, but it's just one of those things where a day 3 pick, those types of guys are in trouble when you have a new regime.
Right. Right.
That's
Yep.
how it goes.
Yep. That's fair. Yep.
If I don't see Desmond Watson on the Jags by the end of this draft, I'll be so disappointed.
Someone's going to take him. And
He's a
someone's going to
Jag.
have a big boy on their team. Big boy. Who got on the clock now? The Dolphins? The picks in? What do the Dolphins need?
Corner,
Offensive line, corner, yeah.
defensive line, you name it.
Are they going to trade?
Tyreek.
Yeah.
It would be really funny if they took like Matthew Golden right here.
That would be
and
funny.
Traded Tyreek.
It'd be a cheaper option.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I mean, Tyreek's causing some trouble down there,
Yeah.
it sounds like.
Yep. He likes to dabble in the South Beach life. We see that.
Yeah.
Who can blame him, though? Who can blame him?
Yeah, I'm very excited about Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
You can't complain about getting the best player in the draft. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And to me, he's easily the best player in the draft.
this draft's, as we said last week, this draft sucks a lot.
Relatively. Yes, you could make a case for any one guy, but like relatively speaking.
Honestly, I wish we could have weaseled our way into maybe two second rounder, or maybe 2/3 instead of the first. Obviously, it's
Yeah. For this year or next year?
this year.
Yeah.
As weak of a draft as it is.
Yeah.
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 I said last night, I think the depth of the draft is strong.
Yeah.
It's not as strong at the top.
super seniors and all that.
I think that they can get really good players at 70 and 88.
Yeah.
And who knows? They might move around more.
Yeah.
I would not surprise me at all. But they still got a lot of draft picks.
Yeah.
I expect them to get some players that are going to make an impact.
Yeah.
Kenneth Grant. Wow.
Big boy.
So Kenneth Grant's about a 340-pound behemoth.
So Michigan with 3 of the top 13.
Yeah. Now we just need Will Johnson.
And Shador Sanders is still sitting there at the draft, unpicked.
Yeah, that's gonna be the thing to watch the rest of the draft is what happens with Shador from a storyline standpoint.
Is he going to be a Steeler?
Yeah.
That's what I'm off.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That'd be fun. I like that, actually.
Now I've missed on the last few picks here, but that's all right.
Well,
can't win them all.
Can't not win them all. You were right through the first 8. So
I'll take it.
Doing better than Peter Schrager right now. So.
Oh,
Dog?
Dalton's back.
That happens to the best of us.
We sure you don't want to sit where we can see you?
Oscar's on in.
Yeah.
Big boys.
Come on in here,
Big
brother.
boys over here.
Come on in.
Oh wait, you're
where's,
muted.
Where's
Sorry.
Pops at?
I'm trying to live it up.
This is the first time.
Pops is
Pops can't
probably
make it tonight.
smoking on something right
Pops and Mike actually had a nice little bonding
Yeah,
now. Yeah,
moment.
they had a little bonding.
They had a little
That's
bonding
my-
moment
that's
last
my
time.
dog.
With some medical
Some
devices.
medical grade stuff.
We'll just
Yeah.
put it at that.
Hey,
Yeah.
just helping my people. So.
Gotta love that. A man of the people.
He is.
Mike is.
He is.
Watching enough Jaguar football, I got to help him
Yeah.
out.
I've been
somehow.
catching up on a lot of another Jags pod content.
Oh.
I gotta say, I love your takes.
Mine? I don't even enjoy them, so I don't believe that at all.
No, he wasn't on another Jags podcast.
Oh, you weren't on another
No.
Jags pod?
Every once in a while, Joey was on it.
Yeah, he was on my show last week. He's very polarizing every time he's on. People either hate him or they love him.
Sounds like real life. So
It sounds like me too, man. You know, the more popular you get, the more haters you get.
That's
you know what I'm
true.
saying?
if you got haters, you're doing something right, I believe.
I think the quote is, "If you don't have haters, you ain't popping."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's the actual quote.
Yeah, that's the new lingo.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
Russ. I think I've heard that song before.
Russ.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Russ, is it?
That's what Luke
I
tells
think
me.
that's
anyways.
Russ.
All right, let's see the Colts.
All right, the Colts.
Has
They're
Tyler
taking a-
Warren been picked yet?
They're
Not
taking
yet.
Shador Sanders.
They're getting Tyler
This could
Warren,
be
then,
it.
right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Could you imagine if they pivot from Anthony Richardson
my
to Shador
God.
Sanders?
Well, I heard Richardson's transition to tight end.
Yeah. Anything but quarterback.
Tyler
There it is.
Warren.
There it
There it
is.
is.
I don't like
And
it
that
as a Jags
one-
fan.
I did get right.
That's a good pick.
That one I got right.
That's a pretty good.
I
pick.
hate that.
That's pretty
I
good
hate
pick.
that.
I think we all kind of
They
saw
don't
that
have
coming.
They don't have a quarterback
So-
to get it there, though.
The thing about him, just thinking about the physicality, Anthony Richardson, Jonathan Taylor, and Tyler Warren, along with Michael Pittman, who's a very physical
Yes.
receiver.
Yep.
That is
Alex
going
Pierce,
to be,
big two.
yeah, that's going to be a very tough offense.
Yeah.
That's really insane though that Loveland went before Tyler Warren. I truly did not see that coming.
That was a terrible pick to me. I know Jordan is like scheme, different player.
When you look at the X's and O's of the situation,
Get out of here. Give me Tyler Warren.
look at
No, I
scheme
mean,
fit.
Yeah,
just legitimately think about Sam Laporta and the Ben Johnson offense.
I have seen a few.
Colston Loveland fits that to a T.
Dude,
I've
so-
seen a few people that say that they think the passing game would be easier to run through with Loveland than Warren.
Yeah, it's just gonna two completely
Sorry.
different players.
Yeah.
You know, Warren, while he is explosive and he's fast for his size, he's more of that freight train.
Yeah. Is he a
He's-
100 catch a year guy or an 80 catch a year guy?
He could be. I think you can use him in the screen game a ton. I think you can use him as an H-back, blocking in space. I loved both of them. So I really can't fault a team for feeling a type of way for either of these guys. I think they're the two top tight ends in the class, obviously. I
We
think
got
this is a
Little
really
League
strong
Baseball
tight end
highlights.
See you, man.
class.
Look,
There's
Tyler
going to be
Warren. We
some.
got Little League World Series highlights up
Wow.
on the TV.
I'm trying to watch the draft here.
Well, now we need to hear about his devastating life story.
Devastating life story. He played quarterback
Dude,
in
look at
high
that.
school,
How-
and they
how
didn't let
how
him do
people
it
wanna
in
be this
college.
shit, dude?
No, thank you.
Oh, thank you,
No.
That looks awful.
dude. So what do the Colts do next year? Is everything tied to Anthony Richardson? If they don't make the playoffs, is everybody gone?
Well, didn't they sign a quarterback to compete? Who was that?
Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
Okay,
Daniel
Daniel
Jones. Still a lot
Daniel
of
Jones
money.
season.
That's
How
gonna
could you forget about Daniel Jones?
Dude,
How
the
could I
moment
forget?
Daniel Jones starts, isn't everybody gone? I mean, you can't justify keeping Chris Ballard if you're starting Daniel Jones at the end of the year and you go 7-10.
Well, they still have the same owner.
They
So,
do still have the same owner.
see you, Paul.
Have a good
Good
one.
talking to you.
So yeah, that's tough. I mean, who knows? Trying to get inside the mind of Jim Irsay is not something that I would advise.
Oh, I've been in his mind a few times, if you know what I
I think I
mean.
might be in his mind right now.
Yeah.
All right, so Jim, what do you do if Daniel Jones finds the field? What are you doing?
If Daniel Jones finds a field, then they're going to do everything they can to make him not be on the field.
I mean, what if Richardson
They
gets
give him
injured?
a lot
though?
of money.
Richardson gets injured. He gets injured a lot.
I mean, the funny thing is Daniel Jones went to the Colts because he probably felt like he had a better chance to play there than the team he just came from in the Minnesota Vikings. That's pretty telling. Anthony Richardson, it's impossible to tell where his mentality's at right now because we've never seen a quarterback tap himself out of the game. I mean, we've seen the greats. Like when you look at actually Patrick Mahomes, you had to beg him to get off the field. And for him to kind of tap out the way he did, it's an interesting approach. Obviously, he has a full offseason to work on himself and get a little bit better maturity-wise. But, man, if
Is that
Daniel,
just too much to overcome from like a just like a feeling inside the building about him? Is that one moment is just too much to overcome?
I feel like it, yeah.
Well, they say it about coaches. Like they say how Urban lost the locker room. I think once you lose it,
Yeah,
I don't know if you get it back.
Exactly.
Honestly. I don't.
because that's hard, man. That's hard to overcome what happened there.
Yeah,
Like I said,
gladiator
we had never
sport.
seen that before.
We never seen that. It's and they were in the Reds. It was this. It's impossible to justify. There's people that try to play it down, but it can't be played down, dude. That was a ridiculous move by Anthony Richardson to tap himself out when like he could have been in a play and just hand the ball to Jonathan Taylor, recovered a little bit, and played. I don't know. It was pretty bad.
Tough look, tough scene, no doubt about it. The Colts are going to be really interesting, but I will tell you what, again, 3 of the most physically imposing people at their position in the NFL. Anthony Richardson, Tyler Warren, and Jonathan Taylor. And you
Yeah.
can throw Michael Pittman in that too. So that's going to be interesting.
Which, by the way, we want some real content. We got this Houston Texans guy is a little bit ridiculous.
What's going on?
His takes, I was talking to him, pretty bad.
He does have the pinky out drinking the beer. I can't
It's
say
pretty
that.
bad. And he's a guy that I don't know. I don't know
We
how
want to
to
get
explain
into
it.
this.
I don't really
He's
know.
a
how I wanna
Texans
get into
fan.
it.
That's
He's
all
a
you really
Texans
have to
fan.
say.
He is born and raised in Jacksonville. And he's a Texans fan.
He's a person who roots for the Texans. Enough said, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's a pretty
Super
bad
chat?
jersey too. It's not even a good jersey.
Super chat.
Oh yeah, we got a super chat.
Well, I don't like their new jerseys.
Well, he's like rock the
Well, Jason,
throwback.
read it for us.
Sure. Had we just lost to the Titans, we could have kept our picks and still gotten Hunter.
Hey, I haven't been
Hey, you're
feeling that.
preaching to the choir over here. With
preaching to
UCF
the choir.
Jaguar.
Yeah.
Hey, I love that Calvin really actually tripped and fell out of bounds. And I love that I'm able to really talk a lot of smack to my Titans friends about the sweep that we had while they're picking number 1 up. It's fine.
Yeah, they got Cam Ward. Is that really? I know we've
I mean,
talked.
I will say that is a blessing in disguise because, like, I'd rather them take – because if they end up with number 3 or 4 overall pick next year, they're probably not taking quarterback and they might be missing out on a pretty good guy. And I'm not sure Cam Ward's that dude.
You know what?
Cam Ward's good.
I kind of like it. Have you heard a single word about Cam Ward since he was picked
Well,
at all?
I haven't
Or
heard
seen him?
anything.
Have you
We
seen
haven't really
anything
heard
about Cam
anything.
We are
Ward?
in Jacksonville.
Have you seen on ESPN? I
No.
think giving away the first for next year and stealing the Titans thunder a little bit. Not really, but
You like that?
I'll take
That
it.
was the ultimate, like,
Stealing your
mastermind
thunder and-
decision.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to give the Titans the first pick this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we want them to take a quarterback that we don't believe in.
Yes.
That's what was going on. That's
pretty
throw.
big
That's
brain.
what- That's what I'm saying.
Pretty big brain.
Dude,
No.
Doug Peterson, lot smarter than you guys think.
I honestly
I don't
do
know
think
about that, but
Cam Ward is a first-round prospect. I don't think he was
25th overall, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think, like, honest evaluation. Obviously, the top 3 last year were head and shoulders above Cam Ward. I think when you can start having the conversation is talking about Bo Nix, Penix, JJ McCarthy. I had Bo Nix and JJ McCarthy ahead of him.
Like, where's Cam Ward going in the Trevor Lawrence draft? Behind Wilson, behind Fields, behind Mac Jones, behind Lance.
Well, Mac Jones shouldn't have been drafted where he was drafted.
I mean, he
was good in college.
He got ruined by the Patriots.
I don't think. I mean,
Matt Patricia as your offensive coordinator.
no, it was a horrible situation. But I don't think he was ever that type of prospect.
Okay. I also don't think Cam Ward.
I'm just glad we don't have to watch him play in a Jaguars uniform anymore.
That's fair. Cam Ward's playmaking, his ability to throw on the move.
I still can't believe the amount of people at this draft, dude.
It's Green
terrible.
Bay. Nothing else to do.
That looks terrible, dude.
There's nothing else to do. This is the highlight of their year.
So you had to, let's say, relieve yourself. Do you just do it where you're standing?
Diaper.
That's
what Jordan's been doing. He hasn't gotten up one time.
Are they bringing a six-pack with him when they're out there? Like,
I'm wearing one of Luke's diapers right now. We were the same size.
They probably brought their own liquor in a flask.
Yikes.
That sounds like a Midwest thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a Jacksonville thing to do.
The Jaguar special.
I've seen people do it.
Yeah.
Not gonna point any
every
fingers.
Jags game.
Not gonna point any fingers.
I mean, if I'm going to a wedding and I can't find my flask, that is a crisis.
No, I've done plastic flasks at every Jags game for the last.
Hey, look at this! Look at this, Travis Hunter.
Respect.
Out with the Jags fans in Green Bay.
Yeah.
That is
awesome.
excellent. Y'all make sure go
I'm
check
pumped
out the
about it.
Jaguars Instagram and see those pictures if you haven't.
Dude, I'm
That
pumped
is really
about-
cool.
I'm just happy that he looked really hyped to be a Jag. Because
Yes, beyond hyped.
there was him on a podcast.
Yeah,
let's do it. Hey,
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Duval!
Hey, let's go. Hey, let's let you get the mic real quick. Hey, what do you think about the Jaguars trading up number 2 to get Travis Hunter?
Oh, I'm super stoked. It was one of the deliberated things, and they went the right way. I mean, Gladstone, he's putting pop in our draft picks. He's putting pop in our whole scheme, right? Who expected this?
I would say a week ago, no one.
I mean,
Absolutely
we talked about
no
it.
one.
We talked about it before, but nobody knew. And this was one of the things that I was more excited about. Staying at 5, maybe taking Jonty. It's okay. This I'm more excited about.
It was one of those things where like we were hearing about the Jaguars might want to trade up, but we were kind of feeling when the draft started what's going to happen.
Like smokescreen.
Okay, so let's ask you. What's your name?
Joseph.
Joseph. Had a couple comments rolling in. Not worth 2 first-round picks. Do you feel like he was worth 2 first-round picks?
1 first round, one second round of next year, right?
Okay. All right. Is it worth it for the
Well,
one?
you're using
Yes,
super
it is.
graphics on that.
Okay.
There's a method to the madness.
Okay.
Like,
One extra. I understand what you're
did Trent Baalke ever make a move like this? Did he ever have Jags fans excited like this? No.
You like
And-
to trade back.
Yeah,
And
I did like trade back.
exactly, traded back. I was excited for the new. Old dogs don't learn new tricks, right? And when you have a new GM like this, he's going off of what he feels, he's going off of what he sees and what he thinks, right? Older GMs, older coaches, they go off of what they seen in the 80s, in the 90s when they played, right? Like Doug Peterson, he was behind Brett Favre. He's stuck in the old days. Like,
Yeah.
Gladstone is a new man. He's coming in. He's bringing a new scheme, a new idea, and that's what I'm looking for here. I think we're all looking for that, right? That's
Absolutely.
what Shad was looking for. That's what the Jags team was looking for. Do y'all think that Trevor had any input on their move up?
I don't
No.
think so.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No?
I mean, I'm sure they asked him about Travis Hunter and what he thought, and he probably said, "Yeah, sign
I'm
me up.
excited."
He's awesome." I
Yeah.
think anybody who would watch Travis Hunter play football would say that.
Right.
Right.
For sure.
And so I'm sure he is excited. I'm sure that there was a conversation, but that conversation probably wouldn't have impacted
Yeah, for
either
sure.
way
No doubt, no doubt.
significantly.
Yeah, because you had to wait till the Titans picked to even know if Travis Hunter was going to be there.
Yeah.
So the
for
conversation
sure.
was there. It was like a hypothetical type situation.
Exactly.
Because you had to
It's
make
like,
sure.
if we could get Travis, what would you think? You probably,
Yeah.
hell yeah, dude, that guy's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
always got to explore all options, though. I'm very happy with the option they took, even though, yeah, we got to trade some stuff away. But just like we talked about before, if the Bears wanted Jonty that much, they would have had to pay for him.
Yeah.
If we wanted Travis Hunter that much, we had to pay, right? That's how it works. You
Yeah.
pay to play,
Yeah.
and that's it.
They absolutely
That's the deal.
did pay.
To
We
get
love
a
it.
dual threat, one of a kind player. We've never had a player come into the draft as a wide receiver cornerback ever.
Yeah.
Who else has done something like that?
I mean, it
I think
hasn't been
Michael
done in a
Jordan's
very
done
long
something
time.
like that. There was another one that played baseball and
Shohei
football.
Ohtani.
Deion Sanders.
Yeah,
Deion.
Shohei
Sanders.
Ohtani played 2 positions.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel about it.
And coming in, you had Champ Bailey was a guy who did wide receiver and corner at Georgia.
Yeah.
Obviously, Deion, Charles Woodson, some. But those guys pretty much stuck to one position
Yeah.
at the next level.
Right.
I think that Travis Hunter is legitimately going to go out there and
Be
probably
both.
do both.
He's gonna do both.
Yeah.
I think they wouldn't have made the trade up if they weren't going to utilize him as a dual threat.
Oh,
I think
they're
that's probably
definitely
good.
using him as a dual threat.
Because like, why would you do that if there wasn't some type of extra ante there?
Yeah.
You're gonna always go for what is worth more, and you should. That's what I'm happy about with the younger people running this team.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I don't think we'll know until September and October is like how they're actually going to divvy up the play time between wide
Right.
receiver. Because there's no way you can play 100% of the snaps on each side of the ball.
No, for sure.
There has to be some kind of balance there. And I don't know if there's going to be some kind of snap count that's going to be involved, but they have to figure out the best way to divvy it up because you want him on the field for the crucial downs on each side, and we'll figure out like exactly what that looks like.
I think what's going to happen is they're going to play him on a scheme, right? As where they'll play him on offense a certain amount, and then they'll throw him in on defense just to throw the other team off, right? Like, switch it up on him. Nobody knows, like, oh, he just played 4 downs of offense, right? Now we got him on defense. Everybody's going to think he's tired. They're going to lay back on him. And no, he's out there snatching balls out the air like a hawk.
Yeah.
He's a new Cisco, and he's a new Kirk
Love
at the
it.
same time.
That's true.
Hopefully better than both.
Yes, very true, very true.
But yeah,
Overall, though, what would you grade it?
that's a good question. And one of the things I wanted to bring up was like, how do we think national media is going to review this?
I mean,
Nashville media?
Yeah.
Nashville or national?
I have no idea.
National.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta give it an A.
Because he is the consensus #1 player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it
sure.
was a good amount to give up.
But he's one of those guys that it's like not only is he the best prospect in this draft, but you're ranking him against other draft classes. Like
Yeah.
when it comes to the
Yeah.
best non-quarterback,
Right.
and we went out there and got him, and we gave up honestly less than I thought we would. There was no way I thought that we would be trading for Travis Hunter and we'd still have 2 picks tomorrow. I didn't
Yeah,
think that was something that
that's
was
fair.
possible.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
When I talked about it actually earlier today, I did a video, should the Jaguars trade up? And I think I thought if they traded up with the Browns, they would be giving up either 2 firsts or a first, second, and a third. It ended up being a little bit more than both of those.
Yeah.
Right? But kind of in the same ballpark.
And more spread out.
Yeah.
Well, they made it sound like it was going to be like they're going to have to give up 2026 and 2027 first-round picks.
I never
to
thought
move
that
it.
would be the case.
I mean, there was talk out there that the Browns love this guy. That's what's going. They're going to have to basically offer something that they refuse to give up.
And who does that benefit? Who put that out there? The Browns.
The
right?
Browns.
They're just trying to get as much as they possibly can.
I think
That's
it
how it
benefits
works.
us the most, though, because we went out there and we got what we wanted to get, right? We got what Gladstone and Cohen want to scheme with.
Yeah.
And, like, when you got a player like Travis Hunter alongside a player like Brian Thomas Jr., I mean, everybody's going to have trouble with that.
No doubt.
What team in the NFL has 2 #1 cornerbacks?
There isn't one, really.
Maybe
I don't
the
think.
Eagles. Maybe. Not
Well,
really, though.
It's going to be tough to deal with, and I think you're going to have to play zone defense against those guys, which Travis Hunter's going to eat up. But it's an unbelievable pairing. It
And
really is.
So just like with the Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the Eagles, right? The Chiefs game planned on stopping Saquon the whole time, right? And they ate him up with the pass game. They
Right.
ate him up with the quarterback run. It's going to be the same thing with the Jags. Everybody's going to be focused on Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter that Tank Bigsby and ETN are going to eat.
You got to make them pay with
They're
the
gonna
running
eat,
game. Absolutely.
You know, especially if we can do any type of work with the O-line.
Yeah, and they're going to have opportunities. 2 picks tomorrow still.
Yep.
And then on day 3, I think you've still got what?
Still got a lot of
6
picks.
or 7 picks?
What do you think about trading Travis Etienne for an O-lineman?
I don't think necessarily that a team would trade him for a player.
Right.
I think it would probably be for a day 3 pick.
It'd be a day. It'd be like we
Probably
want
fifth
to
round.
offload this guy. Can you give us a 6? Because it'd be a situation where, first of all, I think the Jaguars need to draft a running back. I don't think like the way they are currently constructed, they'd really want to get rid of him for nothing.
Yeah.
But if you get rid of Travis Etienne, it's probably going to be for nothing.
Yeah,
You know,
for
you're
sure.
not getting that much for him.
Yeah,
Right.
no doubt.
I honestly think that their best path forward for this year, for 2025, offensively, is to keep Travis Etienne in the picture.
Yeah, I think so too.
And he doesn't have to be number 1.
He just
But-
has to keep the pressure off of Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, because that's another player who has a lot of speed and explosiveness. If you can get him the ball in space, which I think Liam Cohen should be able to utilize that skill set, you could have some dynamite playmakers.
So who's RB1 to start the season?
Tank.
Is it Tank or ETN?
It's
I'll
Tank.
tell you what, Tank's got to clean up the fumbles.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, well, that's 100%.
That's a huge liability.
Now,
Got to.
his
And they're
fumble,
both bad in pass protection.
His
Yeah.
fumbles from his first year, his rookie year, to last year, what do you think about that? I think he cleaned it up a lot.
I mean, improved, but it's still not where it needs to be.
He's still fumbled a
Well,
lot.
for sure. I mean, no fumbles is where you want to be, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's tough to get there. But he's on the right track.
I think
feel
he
like
is
he is.
too. I'm a fan of his game.
Yeah.
I am. But you just got to improve on those little details, and then that can allow you to have more playing time.
Yeah.
And,
right.
and the mindset has completely changed, right? We were thinking about maybe Ashton Genty at 5. What do you do with ETM? But now you're sitting here, you traded up for Travis Hunter. Now it's like, okay, we have 2 picks tomorrow. You can't spend those on a running back.
No.
So now it's like you have day
I'd say no.
3, maybe 5th, 6th, 7th round. I mean, I think Travis Etienne is at least here to stay for this year. And then, you know, maybe you get a guy day 3, but it feels like our running back room might be probably set right now. I mean, maybe you get a guy falls into the 4th or 5th
Yeah.
round.
I would guess they take one on day 3.
I would guess one on day 3, but is it going to shake up the room where you say, okay, we need to trade away Travis Etienne? Obviously, Tank
Again, I
Bigsby's
wouldn't.
safe. Yeah.
I would just roll with him for this year and transition into the new guy and Bigsby the following year. That's what I would personally think would be the best possible outcome for the Jaguars. And you hope Travis Etienne has a monster year and goes and gets paid somewhere.
Yeah.
And maybe you get a comp pick for it. But we'll see how it ends up playing out. I think that James Gladstone has a lot left in his arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It definitely.
This is only the beginning.
Yeah.
He
So-
just cocked it back.
Yeah. It's going to be really fun to see it.
Where are you doing at running back, Mike?
It's a deep running back class. I think you can get not a starter, but I think you can get somebody that can eventually replace maybe Tank or Travis. So
Yeah, I don't know who it is. I know you got deep knowledge about the running back room.
Yeah.
Deep running back class.
Travion
We'll see what
Henderson,
happens.
you think he'll be there late or
No.
he'll be there?
No.
Pretty
I think
early.
Like
RJ Harvey?
I think he's gone in the 30s or 40s.
Yeah.
RJ Harvey could be a guy.
RJ Harvey could be there in the 3rd round. I don't
Yeah,
I don't think
I'm
he
not.
falls
I'm
to
not
the
using them
4th
at
round.
3rd round though.
What about-
I wanna get big guys
who's the other
tomorrow.
one? Penny
Yeah,
Boone.
for
Who's the other
sure.
one? How was he this
O-line,
year?
D-line.
The Ohio State guy, right?
Yeah,
Travion.
Travion.
Yeah,
Oh, they
Travion.
also have Quinshon.
Yeah.
Did he declare?
Quinshon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard anything
Yeah,
about
he'll
him
probably
at all.
be a day 2 pick
Wow.
as well. He's super powerful and
I like-
explosive.
yeah.
I
Reminds
don't
me of
think
Tank,
he has
honestly,
much
a little
wiggle.
bit, but
Yeah, I can see that a little.
What's
No.
the plan tomorrow though? Like, is it kind of big guy or bust? You want to go away with 2 big guys on a D line?
I don't
Or,
think you need to
O-line,
put
D-line?
them in a box.
Yeah,
I don't think you need to put the Jags
I mean
in a box.
that makes sense.
I mean, they're thinking
I mean,
outside the box.
anything
That's
but
their whole
linebacker,
scheme this
please.
year.
Up ball linebacker. We're due, man.
anything but linebacker.
We're going first 2 rounds without. But I mean, you got to think. I mean, you still need starting safety. I mean, maybe not starting, but
Yeah, you need a
Safety room's
starting
the best.
safety. Absolutely.
yeah, I would say. But do you think that comes at the end of the 3rd round? I mean, I guess we still have our
definitely
top
think
of
you
the
could
3rd
get
round.
one in the 3rd
Like
round.
Mukuba
So,
from
does that
Texas
mean
will be a guy.
you're counting former Green Bay guys as a nickel, or
Well,
just
I've
not
heard-
counting on him at
I've
all?
heard that they could.
Savage. Sorry, he's
Have
so
him-
bad last year. I forgot his name.
Have him in the nickel more, kind of go back to that
Antonio
role.
Johnson, Savage,
Yeah, just,
one of those guys.
But yeah,
We
I
have like a
don't think
Mosh
that you're
Posh.
relying on him to be a starter.
It's a lot of money that he's not.
Yeah, $7 million. They
Okay.
didn't pay him that.
Okay,
you know,
fair enough,
it is
fair
what
enough.
it is. I mean, Gabe Davis. That's a lot of
true.
money to
That's
not
the
be a
worst.
starter.
He's the worst Jaguar we have.
Right?
So.
So I think out of those guys that were disappointing last year from the free agent class, Eric
All of them?
Armstead is the one. Right. Eric Armstead is the one that actually has a real big chance
Yeah.
to have a comeback
Yeah.
year. Our Texans fan is saying something. Yes. Okay. Yeah. He's flashing us right
Dude,
now for some
he's
reason.
flashing us.
Okay.
My wife would not approve.
Good thing this is off camera,
Yep.
or at least he is.
Thank you. Thank you very
medium
much.
T-shirt.
He's really proud of himself for winning the AFC South by default.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
That's the last 10 years, right? You win the AFC South by default because usually 3 teams are terrible.
And
I
then lose
will
in the
give
playoffs.
him being excited about winning the division. We would be excited if the Jaguars were division
I
champions
didn't
as
buy
well.
a divisional championship T-shirt, and
In
I'm
2022.
no. I mean, I did buy the comeback poster from Gold
Yes.
City Brigade,
Give me
Yes.
back-to-back division title. I mean, I guess they have it, so congrats to them. I mean, credit, all the credit
win a
in the world to
playoff
them.
game.
Go to the AFC Championship game. Never in their history have they been in the AFC Championship game.
Oh yeah, because the year they lost to the Chiefs, that was in the divisional round.
Yeah,
Dude, they
they never
never
won a
Titans
divisional
lost
game.
in the
No,
Conference
the
championship.
Texans have never been to an AFC Championship game.
Well, yeah, they've
Really?
never won a divisional
They
playoff game.
never won a
Yeah.
divisional playoff game.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
none of the boo-boo, stick your head in doo-doo. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Now that's a franchise that has gotten the better of the Jaguars for a lot of their existence, unfortunately.
I will say, though, like, I was scared about them in 2023. 2024, not as much, just because I don't think they have the coaching right now. Like, I thought that they should have, with the way they built the roster, the Houston Texans, they should have taken a massive step forward. They didn't. They didn't at
Well,
all.
yeah, that's why Slowick got fired, I imagine.
Yeah,
Slowly
they
got
revamped
fired.
that
Yeah.
entire offensive staff. Now, what's interesting is what they do with the offensive line because they trade Laramie Tunsil.
Everybody, Kenyon
They
Green.
start
I think,
Cam
as well,
Robinson
right?
at left
I
tackle.
mean,
Oh,
I
yeah,
love that.
Cam Robinson is currently
I love that. Thank
slated
you.
to be their starting left
How many
tackle.
former Christian Kirk? Oh
Christian
my God,
Kirk.
I can't wait.
They
I can't wait for a crucial
Ronald
holding penalty
Darby
and a
Cam
crucial
Christian now,
fumble.
huh?
now it's Travis Hunter versus Ronald Darby.
Yeah.
That'll be a good matchup.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Who was
Hey,
the
it's a
guy that
great
was on the
matchup for
Jaguars
us.
D line?
They got rid of
Foyer.
Yeah, Foyer. No.
Or not Foyer. Foley. Yeah.
Foley.
I don't
Foley.
think
Yeah,
he's there
Another
anymore.
great
one of the
contract.
Foley's. What up, dog?
Yeah, if you want to hop in, I gotta.
Hey, you want to hop in?
Here, I'll scoot out of here if you
Come
guys.
on, take the mic from me. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, dude, hop in. Let's
Yeah, I wanna-
see
Hey,
some
I
takes.
just want to thank these guys for coming out here and doing this live podcast, throwing this party. It's been awesome. It's been great, and I think we were all surprised tonight.
Oh, we were pretty psyched. I'll say that.
We were psyched, excited, surprised. All those synonymous words.
Hey,
Thank you guys.
Dude,
well,
Joe's a
thank
good
you
man,
for
dog.
being here,
Hey, I appreciate it.
and thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks to
Thank y'all
Bottlenose
for tuning
Brewing.
in. Thanks for the comments. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah,
All
Well,
right.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, man.
we will continue on
Dalton.
through the first
Yeah.
round here
I know your channel.
on
We'll
Club
get Mike some
Jaguar.
breathing room.
As
Don't let
Shamar
the boys
Stewart
breathe,
heads to the Cincinnati Bengals, Shamar Stewart is a prospect that unbelievable physical gifts
Dude, you're the man.
as a defensive end edge prospect, but somebody who needs a lot of refinement, a lot of cleaning up when it comes to
Dude, come on
actually
over, man.
having an impact on the game. Another
All right,
one,
man.
at Texas A&M, do they have the best
What's up, y'all?
scheme?
All
when
right,
it
we got
comes
another
to-
Jags fan in the building. Introduce yourself.
All right.
What's up, y'all? My name's Adam Jekyll. I've been a Jags fan since 2010. I've sat through the Blaine Gabbert era, the Blake Bortles era, and now the Trevor Lawrence era, and I'm more than happy that we drafted Travis Hunter tonight.
Love to hear it.
Yes, sir.
So
I got
wh-
a lot of respect for all the guys on the table.
So were you
Appreciate
here when the Jaguars made the trade up?
I was not. I was actually sitting in the top row of 1122 church, right?
You were
And-
at church?
Yeah, and I looked at my phone.
Church is on Thursday?
Yes. And I
Oh,
look at my
man.
phone and I see Jacksonville traded up a bunch of picks for number 2 overall, and I said we're taking Travis Hunter.
God said yes.
Yeah.
So you went
man.
from church over to Bottlenose Brewing and chugged some beers
Yes, sir.
in celebration.
Always.
That's my man. That's my man right there.
Hey,
This would be the type
Jesus-
of
Jesus believed in having
His
a good
first
time.
That's what
miracle
I'm
was
saying.
water to wine.
Jesus blesses us with
Yeah,
Travis Hunter.
yeah,
yo.
exactly.
Yeah,
No doubt about it.
that was insane. So, are you worried about what the Jaguars gave up to get him, or is it like, we'll figure it out? We're good.
I think time will tell. Overall, I think time will tell. Travis Hunter, I think, is overall the best player in this year's draft, and I think what we did to get him is a pretty hard bargain at the end of the day. But what you're going to have to move up for Travis Hunter, Cleveland was going to be a hard bargain regardless.
Yeah.
You know, and I watched Jordan's video the other day, and he said Cleveland's going to have a crazy asking price because they had all the power in that situation. But in my opinion, I think it will be worth it, and I think Travis Hunter is going to bring a lot of people into the stadium and be a great thing for Jacksonville moving forward.
So much attention, right? There's going to be so much media attention. Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr., Trevor Lawrence. It's going to be something else.
Do you feel like the price is a little bit steep to get Travis Hunter, or do you feel like it was just about right?
Like I said, time will tell. I think Travis Hunter, if he can play two positions effectively in the NFL, I think Travis Hunter will be 1,000% worth it.
Yeah, how much does that change the value if it's a 2-for-1?
Right. It is insane because you need wide receiver, you need top end cornerback. I mean, you have guys to start for you for right now at cornerback, but now you potentially have and it's hard because you don't know what it looks like, right? There's no player to compare Travis Hunter to,
right?
But you got the unicorn. The only thing I'm worried about is snap count, getting the snap count right, because boom, once he gets hurt, you don't lose your top cornerback. You also lose one of your top wide receivers.
So I do have some updates here.
All right, let's hear it.
So Liam Cohen obviously has spoken to the media.
Okay.
I was not able to.
Did he mention Club Jaguar at Bottomless Brewing?
Pretty sure he did, actually. No, I was not able to see that, obviously, because I'm here. But Liam Cohen, Mia O'Brien tweeted this out. Shout out to her. Says Travis Hunter will primarily spend off-season program on offense, but they'll have to be fluid. Multiple conversations with every department on staff about the process of a player playing both offense and defense. So I'm excited because I wanted him primarily on offense.
I did too.
And so you're talking about Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. catching passes from Trevor Lawrence.
Well, we talked about how this team doesn't have a wide receiver 2, and we said, what if they get a wide receiver 1 to go with the team? And it's what they did, you know. And we are fixated on the fact that he can't play both sides, but we can't ignore the fact that he might be one of the best wide receivers in the league before long.
Yeah,
to pair with Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah,
I mean, we also talk about the need that okay, we need defensive line, we need safety, we need superstar.
Yes,
we need superstar, and I feel like we got that with Travis Hunter. And I mean, like I said, you look at where does Gladstone come from? It comes from the Rams. They went 9 years, 10 years without a first-round pick, 2 Super Bowl appearances. You just got to add good players to your team.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's what they've done for so long. And
I agree with that. And it's important to understand Jacksonville's lacked star power for a very long time now. And we've gone through several eras where people don't want to come to the games because there's not something to see, right?
Yeah.
Now we have Travis Hunter, we have Brian Thomas Jr., we got Trevor Lawrence, and we have some pretty big stars on the defensive side as well. I could say Tyson Campbell is in there, Josh Hines Allen, Trayvon Walker as well. And we have to understand, man, we have to sell out this stadium.
Yeah.
It's important that we should, because I've been to several games at this point where Jacksonville fans are the minority.
Yep.
Oh, that's not a good feeling.
Right? And it's not a good feeling. And everybody in Jacksonville should understand that. But we got to do more as a fan base to support our team. And we have an exact reason why. Jacksonville's making the moves to do so.
Yeah. And I mean, just looking at my phone, I have people texting me that do not watch Jaguars football, right? And they're fired up about it. They're excited.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
I have
So
the
you're
most
getting
random
attention.
people texting me.
I just sent wild to everyone.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
Good for you. I haven't texted back anybody.
This is my out of office text message.
Yeah.
response.
It's an automatic
Wild.
forward.
Yeah. So, what you said about filling the stadium, I think, is absolutely huge for a business standpoint. But and just in fan enjoyment, when there's more Jags fans there, it's amazing. Those, Titans game end of 2022, Chargers game in the playoffs. Those were electric environments. So it'll be fun to see more of that. But looking at the Jaguars' former wide receiver duo, Thunder and Lightning, You hate to invoke anything about those guys because they were unbelievable. But is this now lightning and lightning?
Yeah, I mean
They're both speedsters.
I mean, you have Brian Thomas Jr. Before you were kind of projecting about like, is this player that? Is this player that? You got the Brian Thomas Jr. effect. Of course, we need to see Travis Hunter play some NFL snaps, but dude, it's starting to feel like that.
I have no doubt. I mean, when you were talking, I was just thinking like, when's the last time the Jags had an offense that was like dynamic and like
Dynamic,
and
dude.
like you said, people want to come see, and that there's superstars all over the field on offense, and it's like crazy that we're gonna have that next year because you can't have your doubts about Travis Hunter, which is fair. He hasn't played a single snap yet, but pretty confident he's gonna come in and be a good player.
And I want to go back to that. When was the last time the Jaguars truly had a dynamic offense?
I mean, if you want to count the Hearns, Robinson, Lee
I don't
era,
count that. I think you'd have to go
that
back.
was a play action offense,
And this is debatable.
You excited? I think he'll be good.
What did he get, Loveland?
Is that a Rex Grossman jersey?
It's all right. He's a hell of a receiver.
We have a Bears fan talking to us right now.
Yeah.
And talking about
It's
the draft
all
pick.
good. You
Yeah.
guys have Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams. I think y'all will be safe.
Press Taylor.
Press Taylor.
You're right about that.
Mercedes Lewis. They saw Mercedes Lewis.
Loaded. Loaded, absolutely. Well, not everybody can be in the AFC South.
Yeah. We're in a gifted bunch. We come third place in the bad division. So
Oh, yeah.
All right. The Bucks picks in.
But yeah, you can make the argument that Fred Taylor and Maurice Jones-Drew, was that a dynamic offense with the Jaguars? They were making the playoff
Was
runs
it
in the
dynamic?
2000s.
I mean, yes, dynamic in the sense
Dynamic
of the offense.
running game.
Yes. Yes.
But at the
Especially
same
with
time, the
DT as well.
But at the
David
same time, the
Garrard.
receivers back then was like Reggie Williams and Matt
Matt-
Jones and
Okay. We'll accept no Matt
Emeka
Jones slander.
Ibuka.
no Matt
Oh
Jones. slander.
man.
Great
Oh, I'm
Earlier
telling
pick.
y'all, there's going to be at least 4 wide receivers taken.
Yeah, I mean it's earlier
In
than
this
people
first
thought,
round.
but I mean that's where I think he should have gone.
Dude,
Yeah,
wide
I had him
receivers
right
rise
in that
up.
range
It's just
for
how it
sure.
is. And look, like the Buccaneers, they have Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. They still draft this guy round 1. That's how
Well,
important
and they
wide
have
receivers are.
Jalen McMillan. I think they're
Yeah.
preparing for the future.
Yeah.
Evans
Wait,
and
they have
Godwin are
McMillan?
both up there.
Who has McMillan?
Jalen McMillan, the Bucks.
Oh,
Yeah, he was a rookie last year. Had a very good rookie year for them. No, Jalen from Washington. That's okay. That's all right. Now, Tedero McMillan, T-Mac is in the Bucks division with the Panthers.
So how many
Right.
wide receivers? That's. I mean, I don't know if you count Travis Hunter. That's 3 wide receivers. How many
and
go
you
in the
should,
first round?
Because Travis Hunter, they confirmed
See, this
he's
is
going to be
this is
focusing
one
on
reason why
offense.
it's so important because all of us are talking about Mason Graham pick number 5, get wide receiver round 2. You already had this guy, Ibuka,
Well,
who like
there's a lot of depth in this receiver class. I still think there's going to be guys that they could have had, and I'm not by any means. They got the best one, right? They got the best one. So I think it's very exciting.
But this is why it's so tough. Like, it's really unpredictable as receivers. Everybody needs a receiver. Even if you have 2 receivers like the Bucks, you still need another receiver.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's hard.
But and Mike Evans is up there in age. Chris Godwin's dealt with injuries. So Ibuka. I mean, that is a lot of receivers.
Hey,
though.
I'm glad he got
Embarrassment of
I'm glad he
riches.
didn't go to the Texans. I was a
Yeah,
little bit worried
me
about
too.
I
that.
agree with that.
Now the Texans, they have been just like it's got to be offensive line,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? It's got to be offensive line.
Or
for
else
the
this Texas fan here might blow a fuse.
Now
He
let
might
me
already have.
pose a question to you guys. Do you
Let's hear
feel
it.
comfortable going into next year with the offensive line we currently have?
No.
We've all kind of talked about, at 70 and 88, we wouldn't be mad if both of those picks are offensive line. Definitely, I would like to see one of them be offensive line.
Big
I
guys,
think
big
Jason
guys.
feels the same way.
I do feel the same way. Yes, I do.
Got to get
Yes, I
edge
do.
3. I mean, like we talk about offensive line. Who's your third edge rusher? We still don't have that since Arden Key,
I don't trust
the
Miles
guy who
Cole,
built
man.
Jacksonville. We don't
No.
have another third edge rusher.
Is it possible Yasir Abdullah could be weaponized a little bit? Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, if
But
we're
do you
gonna,
want to really
Or
bet
maybe
on
Devin
that?
Lloyd can rush the pass.
yeah,
a little
maybe.
bit.
I didn't think about Devin Lloyd. That's crazy.
I mean, we keep talking
Yeah.
about him, and then like last year he was supposed to do it, right? Never did it. I don't know. Shout out to Ryan Nielsen.
The Yasir Abdullah take, we did kind of all say that everyone played bad last year on defense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is there a chance
Everybody regressed.
that Yasir Abdullah gets back to kind of what he was? Maybe.
Because he was a fun prospect coming out
Yeah.
of Louisville.
Yeah.
I
And
honestly
he's
forgot he
actually the type of
existed.
prospect that, like, had he gone to the Rams, I bet he would have had some production.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
Do
we
y'all think it was a system issue, or do you think it was an overall player issue?
God, I think
last year.
coaching has
I
been
think
the top
coaching
of
was
the bad issue.
both.
When every single player
Yes.
on your defense regresses,
Yeah.
it's a coaching issue.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Everybody regressed besides like Ventrell Miller, who didn't even play the year before.
That's
So
true.
he only has one way to go.
I guess Trayvon Walker a little bit. He played pretty
Yeah.
good.
I don't know. It's just Traylon Walker, I guess he got better, but when you look at it, everybody in your secondary, everybody regressed, right?
Yeah.
It's a coaching issue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the talent was necessarily there to either.
Yeah.
But like, yes, it's hard to point at every single player regressing and say coaching didn't have something to do with it. And
it
even
was just bad last year. And that's why one reason, like, no matter what, I mean, you're going to add your personnel, but you feel you're going to get at least a little bit of an uptick from at least having a competent coaching staff and a decent culture in place to
Well, I
really
mean,
get the most out of
we
these
hope
guys.
Campanelli's good. I mean, we thought the same thing about Nielsen.
Yeah, I'm kind of done on buying in on these guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'll let them prove it to me.
yeah.
But I do like, I mean, I like Gladstone. I like Baselli, obviously. I mean, Liam Cohen, we've been begging for the young offensive-minded guy.
True.
We finally have him. And, I feel like there's no complaints on my end. We'll see.
My complaint is that how's it taking the Broncos 8 minutes and 30 seconds to make a pick?
They got to check their board, bro.
Hey, you never know. Maybe they'll slide down. There were talks during the week, man, that the Broncos are going to move all the way up to 5.
Yeah.
Right?
And Shador Sanders still on the board.
Yeah, no quarterbacks taking besides.
I think he's going to Pittsburgh, personally. I
Yeah.
think Pittsburgh will be the team that picks
Yeah,
him.
Pittsburgh will pick some. Now, the big thing about Pittsburgh, what if they actually pick Jackson Dart before Shador Sanders?
Oh, man.
Because Shador Sanders, at least having Deion over your shoulder is a little bit annoying. I mean, of course, they're a little bit different because I don't think Tomlin will really accept that crap.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you get Shador at this point, you're almost getting a steal.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's as bad as people think. I've said that before. I think he's better than people are saying. And I think that if you get him now, you're kind of getting a good prospect at 20.
it's a reasonable value at this point for
Yeah.
sure. And to me, he is far and away a better prospect than Jackson Dart
Yeah.
or
Also-
Tyler Shuck, right?
Yeah.
also, real quick, when you talk about like what good coaching does to you, the Broncos were a joke when Nick Hackett, right?
Yeah.
They bring in the guy from Sean Payton from the Saints, and all of a sudden they're a playoff team.
Yeah.
And-
It's crazy.
The Los Angeles Chargers, too. They
Yeah.
were picking top 5 in 2023 in the 2024 draft. Bringing in an actual decent head coach. They're in the playoffs. Like, this is the impact. Like, coaching is so important. And that's one reason why it feels like with Liam Cohen and the whole entire crew, we should at least get a huge upgrade just from that alone, not even talk about personnel.
Yeah, and if you believe in Liam Cohen, which I do, I think that's enough reason to believe in Anthony Campanelli a little bit.
Okay, that's fair.
As excited as everybody was last year about that defense, that was hope.
Yeah.
That was bad.
That was hope.
And
And I think that there's something legitimate to this group.
we didn't see Nielsen do a lot of the stuff he did in Atlanta. It was just super weird.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I mean, yeah,
That was weird.
yeah, it was weird. I never seen anything like it before. So
It's very odd because I thought Andre Sisco would take a huge step forward
Yeah.
with the way that Jesse Bates played in Atlanta the year
Yeah.
prior. I
Yeah.
thought Andre Sisco was primed to have an incredible year, and
Contract year.
he looked terrible. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, no, he
one of
was.
the worst players on the
And,
field.
and then it
Yeah.
comes out later, Eric Armstead didn't even really want to play edge.
that was a weird story.
That was weird,
That was
right?
weird.
What happened there? Like,
And then Mason Smith not playing half the
Oh,
year.
gosh,
and
don't get
all
me
that,
started.
Right?
Don't
As
get me
fans,
started.
we look at it objectively and we're like, wow, what is going on
Yeah.
with the organization? And
Yeah.
of course, we figured out now that there was a discrepancy in power between Balky and Doug
it was
Peterson as
just
well.
weird, and I don't know what we're getting the answer to it, but 2022 was great, right? I mean, everyone's on the same page. But, like, while Trent Baalke, he wasn't the worst drafter in Jaguars history, he was a terrible culture guy, and it felt like he was the top of the football operations,
Right.
right? Even though maybe him and Doug Peterson both reported to Shad Khan, it just the structure wasn't right. He basically silent quitted. He didn't give a crap at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I mean, we saw the exact results. Like all these one-score losses, players not buying in. You're hearing guys now like talk about how there was something missing. It just wasn't good. It wasn't good
felt
at
like
all.
Doug Peterson lost the will to adapt to the modern game.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, Jim Bob Cooter left, and Jade Barron, very good cornerback prospect out of Texas.
I'm
That's my
surprised
beer,
he
bro.
fell. I'm surprised he fell. Jordan, I am.
Leave it to Dalton
I
trying
didn't
to
mean
steal
to,
my
guys.
beer.
I had
out
him
of
as
here.
my CB1.
I'm a right-handed
Typical.
beard guy. I didn't know.
So,
Will Johnson's still on the board.
Will Johnson still on the board. The Jags should trade up for Will Johnson.
With
Oh,
what
yeah.
picks? With what picks?
We should trade from the third
what-
round
yeah.
up to the
I'm
first
kidding.
round. We don't really make a
I
splash.
believe
We
they
got-
still have a 2027.
You guys wanna-
I was about to say that.
You guys want to see what no draft picks look like? Let's trade up
Yeah.
right now.
It's
We'll
like
give you our
Madden at this point.
2027 first round pick
Yep.
to move back up.
No.
Is that their first corner outside of Travis Hunter taken?
I believe so.
You know,
I
one
think
thing I'll
it
be
is.
interested in rewatching, and you guys let us know, when they introduced Travis Hunter, did they say wide receiver cornerback? They
That
say
was
athlete?
Didn't you bet on that?
I did not.
Oh.
I'm not
Are
a
you sure?
degenerate
Liam
gambler like
Cohen-
you.
Wait, I thought we bet on that on live show.
We did talk about it.
Did we?
We talked
We
about it.
might
I don't know
have,
if you bet on it.
I was probably drunk.
I think we
Liam Cohen said offense.
I want to see when Roger Goodell announced it though.
Oh,
Did Roger Goodell introduce him as wide receiver?
someone in the
cornerback,
chat
or
tell
athlete?
us. I'm looking. They said both wide
Which one?
receiver and DB.
Wow,
okay. He said wide receiver cornerback.
Yeah.
we're making history.
So who wins the
Did,
bet there?
did Eric Armstead introduce him,
No one.
Yes.
or did
Eric
Roger Goodell?
Eric Armstead did.
Eric was fired up. I'll tell you what.
Did Eric Armstead at least do the Duval right? Does he know enough to do that?
I think I remember hearing it sound correct.
Was he like
Yes.
Duval?
Yeah. Yeah.
He
He
knows
said-
how to
Did
do
he,
that.
did he do the double eyebrow raise?
Duval.
Duval.
Hey.
I know. We were talking about it.
He's getting right here.
Right here.
I think he'll go here at 21. Him or Milrow, one of the two.
Pittsburgh's in
Milrow.
such a weird spot because they keep like being not bad enough to get a quarterback, but they're not good enough to.
I think Shador can be good enough for them to make the playoffs again. Can he get them past
listen.
that? I don't know. I mean, look at the quarterbacks in the AFC.
Yeah. No, I'm.
That's tough.
I think Shador, like I said, I think Shador is better than people think. I watched a lot of Colorado games, man. He level competition, sure, but like
He's
dude-
accurate.
dude makes the throws. Yeah.
He is an accurate quarterback. He's tough.
It would be kind
He
of
needs
funny
to
if he
not
wasn't
drift
picked,
in the
right?
pocket
Looking at,
as
looking
much.
at Dion, it would be kind of funny if he wasn't picked in the first round.
Don't ruin it for us.
That would shock me.
They're
I
all
would be shocked.
I would be shocked if Mike
If-
Tomlin okayed picking Jackson Dart
If
over
Jackson
Shador.
Dart got picked before him, then Shador's personality.
Maybe, but I don't think he would take him over Shador.
My board was the same as yours, Jordan. It was number 1, Cam Ward, of course. 2, Shador. 3, I had Jalen Milrow up there. Jackson Dart at 4, and then Tyler Show at 5.
People
That was
love
my top 5.
people love Jackson Dart though.
Yeah,
The
I
way
like,
he ended the
he's got a
year
good
last
game.
year.
I like Shuck more than Dart. I would put Milrow at 3 just because take a swing.
Yeah,
Take a swing.
Agreed.
it depends on where 3's at though.
Yeah, second round.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not a first-round talent. I wouldn't
Right.
grade him first.
3 a lot of other years is like top 15 is the problem.
Right.
So,
The
but you're right.
discrepancy in last year's draft versus this year's draft is almost hilarious in a way because
Definitely quarterback.
the quarterback.
Yeah, there were
position
what
is
6 quarterbacks in the top
significantly
12 picks last year.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
is like unheard of. All right, let's see it. This
Is
has
it
gotta
going to be Shador? Don't ruin it.
Don't spoil. Don't
spoil it.
Offensive guard.
Mike is over here
Mike's
trying to rile
Classic
us up.
Mike. Classic Mike.
Thought Mike was a good guy.
Oh,
Great pick.
Wow.
Oh, that's a fantastic pick. Derek Harmon is a player I had at like 13 on my board. He did everything this past year. He dominated at Oregon, both as a pass rusher and a run defender. He had a great combine. I think that this is a perfect pick for the Steelers' identity. Like, that guy fits the Steelers to a T. Now, do they have a quarterback that's going to help them win football games? I don't know. But Derek Harmon's going to be the next great Steelers defensive
They
lineman.
flashed the quarterbacks on the Steelers roster. It's Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to sign Aaron Rodgers or get a quarterback later on.
It's got to be Aaron Rodgers now. I mean, unless somehow a guy
Shador's still on the board.
Yeah, I
Jackson
mean, they
falls.
could trade back up and get him.
Yeah, but dude, you think the Browns would probably take him at this point, right? They got all our picks now, so
Yeah, that
true.
would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of teams ahead of them. I mean, the Giants probably want to draft a guy. Browns want to draft a guy. Colts want to draft a guy.
I mean, every team now on is like, wait, do we take Shador? Like,
it's one of those things where like every year you see like at the top of the second round, like, oh, Will Levis is still out there. Oh, like try to trade to get him.
And it does seem like, well, hey, how about this? Will Levis to the Steelers.
Is that
anything?
elevating the floor? Is he intangibly rich?
I don't think he's.
so he fights for a job with Mason Rudolph again?
Oh, that could be juicy. That could be a lot. That could be
juicy.
like a lot of drama. Mason Rudolph cost us what, a first-round pick next year with this misfire to the top. We're not going to talk about that.
Hey, Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Best player in the draft. Jags got him.
We got him.
And the butterfly effect, if they won that game, maybe James Gladstone and Liam Cohen wouldn't even be here for some reason. Who knows?
That's a good
All of
point.
a sudden,
That's a
head
good
coaches
point.
would be running to take this job with Trent Baalke.
Maybe we bring Urban back at that
Yeah.
point. You never know.
The Urban Merrill Electric Center.
What was so hilarious is I would go to work every single day and I'd watch UCF's video and he'd just say, man, I want the Jags to lose as many games as possible. So this is the most attractive spot.
Dude, people are like, oh, UCF loves losing. I don't love losing, but if you're going to suck, at least bottom out.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Like, if you don't bottom out, you become the Indianapolis Colts, where you're like in no man's land.
Yeah. Or
You're
the
drafting
Steelers.
15 overall every year,
Yeah.
and you can't truly build yourself.
Like, did the Steelers get 8 wins again now with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback?
And we know they won't get double-digit losses, right? Because that's
No,
not what
they
Mike
Tomlin
Tomlin,
does.
it's impossible
Yeah.
for Mike Tomlin
Yeah,
to
it's
get
true.
double-digit losses.
It's true.
at
It's
this
actually
point.
impressive.
Actually is impressive, dude.
Yeah.
We get lucky to not have a double-digit loss season, and they're out here just like. But they're one of those teams like they're on in the playoffs, and it's like this could be the game I want to miss.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Who are we talking about again?
The Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers, yeah.
Like the Pittsburgh Steelers, like they're a team that they're playing in the playoffs, so you never really take them seriously to win the first
They haven't
round.
had a quarterback. I mean, when Big Ben was there, you never knew what they might do.
Last year, why didn't they play Justin Fields? I don't really understand that.
I don't either.
Like,
But
you know what
now-
you have in Russell Wilson.
Now you've got the Jets with Justin Fields.
Which it
I'm
feels like
excited to
he'll-
see that.
Which it feels like he'll get every opportunity there.
Yeah. I mean, I think, didn't they give him like $15 million a year or something?
Jeez. That's bold.
That's like Trevor Lawrence bold.
That's true.
Hopefully
What does
Trevor
that
can live
mean?
up to the contract, man.
It's a lot of money.
Breaking news. UCF does not believe in Trevor Lawrence.
No, I actually do believe in Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, man.
I'm not sure that that's the case.
I am a Trevor Lawrence apologist, unfortunately. I believe in the talent. I think it's been a Jaguars issue, not a Trevor Lawrence
Well,
issue.
to
Very
me,
much
what's
agree.
hilarious is everyone fails to acknowledge when he has been healthy in 2022 and 2023, very impressive.
And when he's-
2024 was like, when he was
2024
healthy.
was funny because at first he was getting hit every time he dropped back. And then once he got over that initial fear of the offensive line, he was actually throwing darts.
Yeah, he
But-
still just had some untimely moments, right?
Yeah, he's still young.
But you got to
Very
hope
young.
that he can
Yeah.
coach out of that. And
He's
You know.
younger than Tyler Shuck.
Wow. I think Bo Nix is like 6 months younger.
Yeah.
and it's crazy because like in his 4 years as Jaguars quarterback before Brian Thomas Jr. emerged, his favorite target was Marvin Jones Jr.
Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Earlier, I wanted to say this. Before, like 2 years ago, right? Trevor Lawrence had
Marvin Jones Jr.
and Christian Kirk as his top two receivers. Now he has Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter.
We should bring Laquan Treadwell back.
Yeah.
Get with the boys.
Let's do
hey,
it.
man, let's reunite.
Every Jaguars fan that had to sit through Alan Hearns, Allen Robinson, Marvin Jones Jr., and
Marquise Lee.
Marquise Lee, right?
The albino tiger.
When we re-signed
all owe
Marquise
free
Lee, but
beer.
not Al Robinson.
Yeah, we're all owed a free beer at the stadium at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, A-Rob was a damn good player, but
Yeah.
that injury really just kind of ruined everything.
Man, I always speculate what kind of team would if Jacksonville have been if A-Rob was healthy in that 2017 season?
How about if Justin Blackman wanted
Fair
to play
enough,
some
right?
football?
How about if the Jags
enough.
drafted Lamar Jackson instead of Taven Bryan?
How about it?
Agreed, right?
While we're going down hypotheticals.
Well, that would have been a crazy butterfly effect.
I really wonder
knows
where
what
we'd be
would've
right
happened.
now if that happened.
Yeah,
Like Lamar Jackson might be on another team because the Jaguars can unlock his potential.
very, very possible.
You know what I'm saying? Like, would you trust Doug Marrone and Dave Caldwell?
Lamar Jackson's moved to wide receiver of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
You put Tim Tebow at tight end.
He'd probably be on the Steelers.
He probably would be a Steeler somehow.
But, like, I'm telling you, I would not trust the Jaguars to draft Lamar Jackson and him to turn out to actually be a good player.
Yeah, you're right. The Ravens is a great landing
It's
spot.
a great landing
Yeah.
spot. Good for him. And when you actually look at it, like, good for Lamar Jackson. Don't
Yeah.
get drafted by the Jaguars.
Not
but-
back then.
But a lot of Jags
back
fans
then.
wanted Lamar Jackson, me included.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, exactly. So
Because, even though I was like, Blake's the starter, but you don't know how long he's going to be this guy.
right.
I was blinded
get
by
Lamar.
the UCF light. I was like, I was blinded by the UCF light.
You-
That's
you were?
Bortles till we
Oh,
die.
that's surprising.
I like Bortles.
Very surprising.
I like
This guy couldn't
Bortles.
believe when they cut Storm Johnson.
Yeah, when we cut Storm Johnson, I was reconsidering my fanhood.
Yep.
Gabe Davis, finally he's back at 13. He'll be back.
So does Shador Sanders become the next Lamar Jackson?
No, he's completely different.
I don't mean his play style.
That was a little
A
bit.
guy that fell.
That was you're being stereotyping a little bit here, Jason.
Oh,
come on.
So,
I'm talking about a quarterback that falls. That everyone's like, take this guy.
yeah, absolutely.
He falls to a good team in the late first round and becomes a really good
Which
player.
team can draft him at this point? Which team?
At
in the
this
first
point,
round?
take
we
a
don't
flyer.
know. We don't know, but
The
I
Chiefs
think
could freaking take him at this point.
we're at
I
the Chargers
really
pick
am
number
fascinated
22.
by what the landing spot will be.
Yeah.
Because I would like to see
I'd
him
be
succeed,
shocked.
quite honestly.
With the amount of money they've invested in Justin Herbert at this point,
hard.
I'd be shocked.
No, we're talking about from here and then that's
Here?
the first round.
I think he could probably.
Which team could take a quarterback right now?
I got to see the order.
I don't think anybody. Is there
No.
anybody that
I
could
mean,
use
no
it?
one needs a quarterback.
It would need to be a team that trades up from the second round to get a guy.
I'm here for it. I want to see that happen.
I mean, this is the least amount of trades we've seen, though.
Yeah, the
Outside the
Jaguars.
Jags.
The Jaguars are carrying this draft.
Yeah, they really
You're
are.
welcome.
Have there been any?
NFL.
Have there
Yeah.
been any trades besides the Jaguars?
No, no trades.
And this is the first year where every team has had a first round pick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The NFL
Oh, they
saw that
lost
trade and they're
Laviska
like, all
Shenault,
right,
man.
y'all
Yeah,
win.
chill. Yeah.
We're
How are they
done.
gonna survive.
Jaguars legend. I forgot about him, Laviska Shenault. Man, we thought
Yeah.
he was about to be the best gadget
Yeah,
player
that
in the
2020
NFL.
draft, man. Take me back
Brutal.
to CJ
I'll tell you
Henderson,
what.
Caleb on Chason.
You're telling me a Colorado receiver didn't pan out?
Uh-oh.
I like
Oh, no.
Get out of here.
Wait, what?
Very good. Very good. I liked CJ and
They were
Caleb
Pac-12
on a
at
little
the
bit.
time.
I was out on the LaVisca pick. I did not like the LaVisca pick.
Dude, now whenever like remember last year Malachi Corley? Oh man, he's so similar to Deebo Samuel. No, hey, anybody that's player comp to Deebo Samuel, red flag. Red flag.
Yeah.
I experienced the Laviska Shenault.
Let's not write the book on Malachi Corley yet either, okay?
What did he
Fair
do
enough.
last year?
He was a rookie.
He was a rookie. He was
There's
healthy
a lot
scratch.
of guys that take time to develop.
Devontae Adams took his number.
There's a lot of guys that take time to develop.
Yeah, I know.
You don't write the book yet. But it was not an encouraging or exciting rookie year. It's fair to say that.
He did go to the Jets.
It's also
so.
fair to say.
Oh, comment here. Sorry.
Maybe just don't compare guys to Debo.
Yeah,
Maybe that's just
let's
the
stop
rule,
doing
right?
that.
Yeah.
Valid enough.
When there's unicorn players, it's like, oh, Mason Grant could be the next Aaron Donald. No, there's only one Aaron Donald. Okay.
Yeah.
This comment here, Detroit Lions have an aging quarterback.
That would be. Well, they also have Hendon Hooker.
That's true.
Are you stereotyping quarterbacks,
Wait,
the
the
backup
Rams,
quarterbacks
I could-
with the
I could
Lions?
see LA taking him.
The Rams have another pick, right, in this round? Could they be
Yeah.
sure?
Yeah.
That would be surprising.
honestly,
Jim Harbaugh likes the trenches. Probably defense.
I am
big
so
guy, right?
refreshed to see Travis Hunter want to be here, though. After
yeah.
watching,
Yeah, that
after
was
watching
cool.
C.J. Henderson, man, his face when he got drafted by Jacksonville, man, you knew he had no plans of being in
Yeah,
Jacksonville,
that was rough.
right?
That was rough.
Or playing football in
Or
general.
playing football, in
Yeah.
general, right? So I look at it objectively. I'm like, man, like it's so
Yeah.
nice to have somebody that's going to rep the city for the fan base, right? We need somebody like that.
Yeah. There he is, Amari
Wow. So we got
So
a
the
second
Los
running
Angeles
back.
Chargers, that guy behind that offensive line and that running game,
Elite. Got a
he
good chance
is-
to be good, man.
he's a freight train.
Yeah, he was the consensus second running back, right?
He was the consensus second running back. He was my RB3 behind Travion Henderson. But it's another one of those ones where it's all about the play style. What do you want to be as an offense? What do you want your identity to be? And they clearly want Omarion Hampton to have that power and explosiveness.
Of course, man.
Pleasure.
Have a
Go
good one.
Jags.
Go Jags, baby.
Always.
All right, we got a special guest coming in. Make
Special
sure to
guest.
talk directly into the mic because it only picks up what's right in front of it.
Absolutely.
All right, we got a special guest here
What's
right
up,
now.
gentlemen?
This
Special
is
guest here.
the host with the most,
The
right?
CEO of Bottlenose
This
Brewing,
is-
arguably,
This is the guy that made it all happen.
Yeah.
Shout out
to Tony. in the building.
Tony and the boys here at Bottlenose. Tony, thank you.
Yeah,
from
no,
media.
I appreciate you guys for coming out. It was a great time. We packed it out just like intended, and everything went according to plan. You guys did a great job, and Jags got a great player, it seems. So, let's go. We got much more of this coming. So everybody out there listening, come out, check out Bottlenose. We're gonna have these guys back for sure. We're gonna do this as much as we can. As often as we can get Dalton up here, we're gonna do it. So, let's go and let's start stacking W's. Not just for Bottlenose, obviously, but for the Jags in general. Good to meet you, brother.
Yeah, have a good one. Have a good one.
Yeah, man. So when the Jaguars, I guess, did they have gone any perfectly? Were you somebody that wanted to move up to get Travis Hunter? Were you wanting to stay at 5? Were you trying to accumulate some draft picks and move back? What were you trying to do?
Travis Hunter fell to us at 5. If Travis fell to us at 5, I would have been super happy with that. Had no intentions of moving up. I was actually talking to Jason before everything started and said that, moving up wasn't really for me, but I can't be mad about drafting Travis Hunter. I mean, let's be real here. The guy is probably, if he isn't the best wide receiver in this draft, he's the second best. He's the best corner, though. And, I mean, come on. We got a great player. We paid a little bit for it. But that's what you got to do. If we're going to stack rings, we're going to win Lombardi trophies, we have to be willing to put it out there in order to get the best players that we can. And this, this new administration that we have in here running things, Gladstone, Vaselli, and Cohen, they did what it took to get a great player tonight. And, I mean, let's go.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you saw, but Liam Cohen said that he will be spending most of the offseason program offense. They're going to be fluid with the conversations. But does that change your opinion at all? Because you said you thought he was top corner, maybe the best receiver. He's going to be spending more time on offense.
Yeah, no, and as he should. You put him out there on defense in special situations when you need a guy out there that can make a play, that's ready to go. He's that guy. But I want him on the offensive side of the ball 100%. I expect nothing less from Liam Cohen. And I know Coach Camp on the defensive side will use him as best as he can. But, yeah, no. Let's get it done. Like, he's a wide receiver at the end of the day. I know that he absolutely wants to play both sides of the ball, which is absolutely going to happen.
Yeah.
We paid for a guy that plays both sides of the ball.
Yep.
That's what we did just now.
Yep.
You don't give up that kind of capital for just the guy. So, yeah, I mean, we got a great wide receiver. That's how we're going to use him. And then when we need him to play cornerback, that's what he's going to do.
So BTJ and Travis Hunter.
I mean, I would have liked Ted
Davis.
and BTJ, but I'll take Travis all day and BTJ. Like, I love that. That's a great combo. That's fierce. You've got Travis will bring the attitude. BTJ will bring the plays. We saw it all last year. That guy gets open, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Travis at the line creates separation, and then he gets out there. He can beat contact. He can, he'll catch it over his shoulder. He's a great player. He knows the X's and O's. By a great college coach with some edge. We need some edge.
Yeah.
He loves the game. That's a Gladstone pick right there.
Yeah. I could see him like galvanizing this whole locker room.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
And which is what we needed because the locker room morale last year was evidently bad.
Oh yeah.
So bringing in a guy like this, pairing him up with BTJ, who not just as a wide receiver, but as like a young guy who's bought in, is going to do so much for this franchise. Like I just can't explain how happy I am. I was initially not happy about giving up the first round pick, of next year, but I'm good with it. Like
It's expensive.
It's expensive, but again, another superstar on this team.
Yeah. I mean, number 32 overall pick. It's not that bad.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah,
It's the second rounder.
exactly. If it's 32, that's come
Yeah.
on. That's
So I
second
do
round
want to
pick.
clarify. It's 36, right?
Oh, 36. Okay, yeah.
No, 32
always
next
forget
year.
about those
32
four.
overall pick next year.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful.
Uh-oh. James Gladstone pulling a Les Need. F them picks. Hey, we'll take that mentality.
That's my guy right there.
What is a bunch of first round picks giving us?
Not a
It's
whole
giving
lot.
us. It's giving us C.J. Henderson and Caleb on
we
Chase.
talked. Yeah, I agree, and we talked about how like James Gladstone is a new GM, a young GM. It's going to come in and make a splash,
Yeah.
and this is what that was. Like, hey, I'm here. Yeah, I'm young, but I'm coming in and making a splash, and we're going to do something massive on night one.
Hey, we did
And it's
that.
what they did.
Hey, they set the tone for what's to come in the future. I mean, next year might be a little bit boring on day one of the draft, but it's
It
okay.
might not be.
If we
Yeah, and compared
You never
to
know.
what you would expect from the Rams, right?
Right.
What was it? A few years ago, they traded away everything
Yep.
to pick up free agents.
Yep.
This is way better than that.
Yep.
Yeah,
You build a team for the long term through the
Yep.
draft, and unless all the wheels fall off of this franchise, which I seriously doubt based on this leadership, I mean this is gonna work out.
You new around here?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
We got people in the chat saying I think we go to the playoffs this year.
Playoff.
What are your thoughts on playoffs this year?
Oh hell yeah, playoffs are bust for me. I mean, dude, like, I think you're obviously better than the Titans. Like, you gotta go through the
We
AFC
were
South, right?
just talking about how we all were expecting this team to not be a playoff team.
Yeah, but
And with one pick, I'm just making sure with one pick, now we're like, all right, playoffs.
yeah, but you got to think like with a little bit different coaching, that might be with the same crew this year. As of course, Liam Cohen didn't have as much experience last year, but the amount of one score losses that you had, the division that you're playing against, the Titans are going to be awful. The Colts are literally just hanging on by a thread. They're hoping they don't have to start the Daniel Jones. And I'll be honest with you, the Texans didn't give me that much confidence in the way they responded in 2024. We all thought they were going to take a big leap forward. They arguably took a leap back with adding a bunch of players. I don't think they maybe have the right coaching staff. We're not in the NFC North. We're in the AFC South. We can get to the playoffs
It's winnable.
with being like 11-6. We don't have to be that great.
So, Tony, what's your this next season's expectation difference between Travis Hunter being drafted and if Mason Graham were drafted? Like, what's the difference in your opinion? Are you expecting way more now? Would you have thought the same amount of what's that difference for you?
When you bring in an offensive superpower and you pay a lot for it, the expectation is to win more games, not to stay in more games.
Right.
We
Yeah.
bring Mason Graham in. I expect us to get that stop on 4th and 1, 4th and short, 3rd and short. This guy, we brought him in to score touchdowns and seemingly
Play some defense.
on 4th,
Yeah.
4th and long to make
Yeah.
a big play.
Yeah.
4th and long, not really super common, but third long then.
Yeah.
It's really not that, frankly, in the grand scheme of things. And I'm sure if we can get our boy Daniel Griffiths in there to give us some stats, but
Shout out to Daniel.
it's not that common, to really be in like a real 3rd and long situation where we're probably going to be putting Travis out there.
Mhm.
So we brought this guy in to score touchdowns. The idea is to win games. For what we paid, playoffs is the ideal, right? This isn't an organization that's trying to just make it through. These
Right.
guys want to win now.
Yeah.
You know, and now we're coming up. We're going to pick in the 3rd round. That's our next pick. It's got to be a huge splash pick, obviously. Maybe a trade up something, but Dalton and Jordan's point, like, this is a winnable division.
Yeah.
You know, Houston is really who we're fighting against, and I don't really feel like they did much to get better this offseason, nor have they the entire, past 2-3 years since they've started really, turning around with CJ. They have a great quarterback. There's no doubt to that. They have good wide receivers. But at the end of the day, I think that we can stop them. We can beat them. And let's sweep the division and make the playoffs. And I think that's the goal here.
Yeah, for me, I still think the Texans are a tough out. I really do. There goes Matthew Golden to the Green Bay Packers.
I'm
How
telling you,
pumped
man,
are
wide
they?
receivers are gonna
How
start
pumped
falling.
are they?
Yeah. They've got so many receivers, but I think he'll be that vertical threat they're looking for. So that'll be fun. But
this makes me sorry, the random tangent. This makes me happy we got Travis Hunter. Wide receivers are going to start falling now.
Yeah. Yeah, like who would be available in the 2nd round now if we had that pick still?
we'll see. But
Yeah.
not going to matter.
Yeah.
Texans are a tough out. Very, very well-coached defense. Very talented defense.
Yep, no doubt to it.
I think that watching the Jags offense versus the Texans defense is going to be like one of those, film junkies' dreams next year, because there's really good schemes on both sides, talented players on both sides. One thing I can say, teams that have a trump card, a lot of times they end up making the playoffs. And I think the Jaguars now have a trump card at receiver.
2 of them.
We got 2 guys.
Well, no, I'm saying like that group is
Yeah.
the trump card.
Yeah.
Right.
and we
BT
also
and
Yeah.
and we also got to
Travis
think
together.
we've been paying receivers like crazy, right? I mean, you pay throughout the years Marvin Jones, Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, all these guys. Now
Calvin
we have
Ridley.
Calvin Ridley. We have
Gabe
2
Davis.
Gabe Davis. We have 2 guys that are on extremely cheap contracts at wide receiver. You don't have to pay Brian Thomas Jr. for at least another 3 years. You don't have to pay Travis Hunter another 4 years. Like that allocates, and of course we got a lot of money on the quarterback right now. You have money in the edge rusher. We're gonna probably pay Trayvon Walker at some point, but you've seen the kind of money that goes at receiver, right? I mean, you can see our future in 3 or 4 years with what the Bengals did, which paying T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Like we now don't have to worry about spending a lot of money at receiver. At their 30s,
Right.
you know, and then
they're
like,
sure. They're
Yeah,
$70
you
million.
always lock those
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
I mean, Devontae Adams is now on his 4th team. This is the first time I hit free agency.
Wow.
You know, it's just how it is.
Yep, receiver has become one of the very premium positions in this league today. You see receivers, several of them in the $30 million range, above $30 million now. So I've talked about it a lot this offseason. If you can have a receiver on a rookie contract that is a star, that's one of the biggest advantages you can have from a roster building standpoint in the NFL, and the Jaguars should now have 2.
Yep.
100%. And since Liam Cohen came in here, he's been talking about, putting people around Trevor, giving him tools to work with. A lot of people thought that meant O-line, and this is a deep O-line class this year. So we're going to be good. We've got two weapons. We got Parker inside, and don't sleep on Parker Washington for starters. Sleeping on him's like sleeping on Andrew Winger. Can't sleep on those guys.
I like Parker.
I like him too. I like to be a little more realistic.
He's going to be wide receiver 4, in my opinion,
Yeah,
this year.
which is not bad.
No.
Not bad at all. Because you can anticipate injuries at some point to somebody. So not a bad option. You have to be deep at wide receiver now.
So it's interesting with like the way Doug Peterson played guys, because I feel like he nailed players in different positions, right? Brian Thomas Jr., you're outside. Christian Kirk, you're inside. With Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr., do you see them moving all over the offense, or is it like Travis Hunter, BTJ, you're the outside guys, we need to get slot guys, Parker Washington, you're the number 1 guy there? Like, how do you play this?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jordan, but Liam Cohen ran a lot of 2 tight end sets last year. And like their jobs were to block and max protection or to run the ball. And then you had to play 8-man in the box. And then that gave you your two best playmakers limited coverage. So I think you could be okay with those two guys out there and having Brenton Strange and whoever else just like blocking, giving Trevor
Hunter Long
time.
and Johnny Munt are both very good blocking tight ends.
Yes. I mean,
and they come from this system.
And like you have to play in the box because they can run the ball down your throat. And then they're going to throw it over your head with these two great receivers. So you got to back up. So it's a defensive coordinator's nightmare. And it's kind of old school football.
Yeah.
And you mix in the tunnel screens with the getting out in space and blocking. And both these guys with the ball in their hands, BTJ and Travis Hunter, ball in their hands in line of scrimmage is dangerous. So it seems like he is kind of building what he wants. Obviously, we'd like to see a little more protection at the interior, but this fits what Liam Cohen's trying to do.
Yeah.
It's
Built
just
around the wing T, right?
Yeah. Let's not forget about Diami, who fits the scheme as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
He is a guy that ran a ton of screens last year. What do we got?
Wow, Giants train back up in the first round.
Okay.
There's your Shooter
Jackson
Sanders
Dart.
pick. There's your Shooter Sanders pick. Jackson Dart, you think?
Oh, I hope not.
Well, the word was that Shooter Sanders, the Giants really like Shooter Sanders, right? Is that smoke screen? I don't know what smoke screen at this point. So here's the Vikings right now. J.J. McCarthy in the building.
So the Giants took Carter, and they could get Shador or Jackson.
It is incredible how many of these picks. Shador's still available.
Donovan Jackson, I called that one.
Wow.
I got that one right.
Yeah.
You're good at this, Jordan.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's just keep hyping Jordan up.
Donovan
Good old
Jackson-
celebrity Jordan. Celebrity Jordan.
Yeah, I think that Donovan Jackson fits their scheme quite a bit, and he has the ability to play tackle or guard. He's a good athlete, big-time recruit, had a really solid college career. His best football could be ahead of him. And I think with the Vikings offense, it probably is.
Hey, shout out
It's
to
a great
the
offense
Vikings.
to get dropped
They're the only
into.
reason why we have two picks tomorrow.
Yeah.
With the Brian Thomas Jr. trade back.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a wild
So
ride for the Vikings
Giants
last
must have
year.
moved up with the Texans, right?
Yeah. Texans are like, we really don't want an offensive line.
So the Texans this morning made a trade with the Browns, swapping a bunch of day 3 picks. Now they trade back again.
Yeah.
Are
And
they?
the Texans helped facilitate the Vikings trade to the Jaguars last year.
Yeah.
Because the Texans
we had that. That was the Texans' original
traded
pick.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. Texans are clearly a team that loves to move down in the draft. Are they going to be able to get what they need to protect C.J. Stroud and open up holes in the run game? I don't know.
And I know I've seen the Ohio State tackle mock them a lot.
Yeah. Josh Simmons, and maybe he falls.
I'm taking a
because of
stretch
the
break.
injury.
Y'all take it away.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, we'll see what the Texans wind up doing. I mean, they're in a position that I think they're in dire need of offensive line. Obviously, I don't think they got better this free agency with the offensive line. But now they don't have a pick today. They traded back with the Giants, so they're not going to be picking until tomorrow.
I guess they could trade back in with some of the capital they gained, but that seems like a little bit of a
stretch.
It's a strategy for sure,
Yeah.
We'll see how it pans out for.
I mean, this ends up they'll have the first or second pick tomorrow, but I don't know what they gained from this. I mean, they did this. The Texans did the same thing last year. I don't think they had its first round pick last year because they traded back
right
with the Vikings. Yeah, the Vikings.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Nick Casario is kind of weird on these. I mean, I shouldn't say weird, but it's kind of some moves I don't really see very often, especially with what happened this morning with swapping around a bunch of day 3 picks.
Yeah, they'll be a fascinating team to continue to follow and obviously root against as Jaguars fans. But they still got a hell of a defense and a quarterback to believe in, and obviously Nico Collins, a great receiver. Christian Kirk, a good receiver.
Christian Kirk, good receiver.
Yep.
We upgraded, I think we can say now.
No doubt about it.
We can finally, as of today, after picking at number 2 overall, see that we upgraded from Christian Kirk.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes that trade make a lot more sense, right? We were kind of short at wide receiver there, but now we bring a guy like Travis Hunter that takes that place. And as much as love we might have had for Christian Kirk, now we got a guy that we know for sure we can get behind, or at least seemingly so.
Yeah, and
You
we
know.
knew they were going to do something, right? Like, there's no way that you're going to accept that De'Ami Brown is your second best receiver.
Yeah, no way.
So, I mean, they make the big move. Now it's just about what do we do tomorrow? And it feels like probably got to get some big guys. When you look at what the Jaguars did this offseason, Tony Baselli, everybody, they talk about building up the trenches. You add 4 offensive linemen. You don't have any defensive linemen. You don't have your third edge rusher. You need to continue to get better at your interior of the defensive line. You can't get pushed around the way you did last year. So hopefully the Jaguars find somebody, and it feels like I got trust that we're going to be able to do it.
Yeah, but what if that's an attitude thing? You know, like we brought in Coach Camp, you know, and like his whole thing is, you know, you punch him in the mouth. I mean, what was that viral hit that he said? You know, it's about violence. You know,
ass kicking is a universal language.
Exactly. So you go out there and you kick their ass, and now you have a defensive coordinator that's dedicated to ass kicking.
So here's
Maybe
what
that makes all the difference on defense.
Here's what the Texans got from trading back. They got a second-round pick, so they traded back and they received a third-round pick and a third-round pick for next year. But so 2 third-round picks for moving back that's not bad. Moving back about 8 or 9 spots.
Because you think about when the Jaguars traded up for Devin Lloyd, they only gave up a 4th rounder.
Yeah.
And so for the Texans, it was a little bit further of a move back for the Texans. But getting 2 third-rounders, I think, is pretty strong.
Yeah. No, it's not bad. Unfortunately, it's not. Like,
yeah.
Because especially at this point, like, is there that much of a difference between picking number 26 and number 34, for example?
There might not be.
A little bit, maybe, but at that point, draft boards kind of get thrown up in the air, right? Everybody has way different stuff, especially this year in these mock drafts. I mean, I haven't seen so much volatility in mock drafts as this year, where I see guys get mock drafted in the top 10 of one guy's mock draft and not even in the first round of another.
Yeah, you know, that was called the most unpredictable draft that we've seen in years. And a lot of it has been unpredictable.
Jordan's just trying to hype himself up because he got the draft picks right.
No. I got the draft pick right, though.
UCF Jaguar here, the truth teller, the future seer, I should say.
Our local soothsayer right
Yes.
Yeah.
He was able to call it last night, which is absolutely awesome.
He's a local something, all right.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I may not be able to predict Malachi Stewart number 12 overall in the draft, but
Who would have thought?
I'm not sure who Malachi
I don't know who
Stewart
that is, but there's probably a player named that, right?
Who would have thought, man, years ago when you were cutting out those plywood Jaguar heads that, you know, you'd be the local Duval
Start from the
soothsayer.
bottom, now we're here, you know what I mean? Yeah, you got to hang up the plywood piece right over here, man.
I mean, hey.
I see a blank wall right here.
It would fit really good there, you know.
The pick is in for the New York Giants. Who's it going to be, boys?
The second trade of the night outside of the Jaguars.
Yeah, the Jaguars carrying this draft for entertainment value.
It's got to be Shador, right?
I'd love to see it.
You're lying.
It must be Jackson.
Well, our local Chili's bartender, Jesse Savage, is
fired up. Who is it?
He called it. I literally just said that right Here, take over.
We don't know what happened, but something happened. Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Wow.
All right.
Honestly, Shador must have really turned
Wow.
some teams off in his interviews.
Well, here's the thing about Jackson Dart. Physically, he is more of a prototypical quarterback than you would expect
that's wild to me.
in the NFL. He just has more of the physical tools. I think
Yeah.
that Shador Sanders is much more accurate quarterback. I think he's better at playing the position. So this is a big risk, in my opinion.
But they-
passing on Shador Sanders to take Jackson
But they
Dart.
also say the thing about evaluating him versus Shador is like Jackson Dart is kind of continuing to get better, and they're not necessarily seeing that as Shador Sanders out of like the
Jackson Dart plays in a lollipop offense.
This could really validate, though, a lot of reports that kind of came out within the past few days that teams really didn't like Sanders.
That's
and
insane.
like
This
you fall
pro comp.
this far, you know, and not
What
just
did they
his
say for the pro
talent,
comp?
but kind of
Jalen
just his
Hurts?
attitude. And
I can actually see that.
Can you see that?
And to be fair, Shador Sanders was throwing to the greatest receiver of all time.
That's true.
Travis Hunter,
You
yes,
you
of
have
course.
to give him that. So
A future Hall of Famer.
Future Hall of Famer.
Future gold jacketer.
Future.
He's going to give us what we expected
Yeah.
from Justin
You gotta-
Blackman.
you
I'm
gotta-
calling it now, Duval.
Got a great amount of handicap.
Duval. I told you guys not to do that earlier, so I had to do it.
So
No, it's all good. I was
Duval.
about to make a Justin Blackman joke.
I
Look at the
think
chat.
that's
Yeah,
it.
I'm sorry.
I think the Giants are officially cooked.
You're good.
That's the end of
How do you think Giants fans like actually feel about this?
they're not happy.
They can't be.
They're not happy.
Remember when they drafted Daniel Jones over Josh Hines Allen? Probably about the same.
Brian Daboll and Joe Shane just punched your ticket.
He's at the draft.
They're
Yeah, it's gotta be.
they're at a draft
Not
party
happy.
right now. Dion's right next to him. I can't imagine the feeling of thinking you're going in the first round to falling out of it. Me as an athletic prowess myself, I
You
don't
also
know.
fell out of the first round.
I don't-
When
I don't
you were
know-
in the draft.
I didn't enter the NFL draft because I wanted to go into accounting. But yeah, I can imagine it's probably a bad feeling.
The NIL money in accounting was just too
Yeah.
much for you to pass
The
up.
YouTube money, the super chat money, it's too much.
I mean, he's the type of player, though, I think could benefit from having a chip on his shoulder. No, I don't think it has anything to do with Dion.
I think like they kind of hit it on the head. I think it was an interview.
I think it's an interview
The
thing.
interviews were probably terrible. The guy probably looked like he was better than everyone. Again, I'm speculating, but like,
well, because Dion can get away with being cocky and being
Right.
like acting like he's better than
Right.
everybody. Shedeur Sanders, when you have a lot of like things to be desired on tape, and then you want them to actually be the quarterback to lead your franchise. I mean, it's all speculation, but that's my opinion.
yeah, I don't know. And we could just be dead wrong about it all.
I think it's a mistake. That's what I will say.
So Falcons traded up. Geez, Falcons, that's a pretty big trade up, right?
Yeah, it's massive.
They weren't drafted in the top 10.
Before the what? For the Falcons? I don't know. They don't need a quarterback.
That's
Will
That's a
Johnson.
Jordan question.
Will Johnson?
Will Johnson could be a pick.
You're a resident soothsayer, man. What do you think?
Well, it's some of Will Johnson because like the medical evaluation is the reason why he's still available, right? We don't know how teams
And they
feel
have
about
what's his
him.
name? The other corner is pretty good. Starts with an A.
Mike Hughes. No, I'm joking.
Oh, the Falcons?
Yeah.
They have the kid from Clemson who's a baller.
Oh yeah.
What's the kid?
Cleveland? No, not Cleveland Farrell.
AJ Terrell.
AJ Terrell.
Yeah.
Is it Will Campbell?
At least he was a fast pick.
Yeah, once they get to here, they start getting them out pretty quick.
They're like, all right, boys, it's bedtime.
We got to
Yeah,
survive
I
it
mean-
through the night.
Not for me.
Campbell
Oh, I didn't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm saying the NFL teams.
Oh, yeah.
They're like,
yeah.
all right, let's wrap this up.
I thought you said you're ready to go to bed. I'm like, let's. We got 6 more picks. We can survive.
No.
Wow. James
Not
Pierce Jr.
even close.
JPJ.
Oh, nice.
Not
Okay.
even close.
How do you feel about him, Jordan?
So JPJ is a guy that I think dropped
Bro,
in the
take
draft
it off
because
table.
of off the field issues. I didn't. Who did draft with their first pick? Okay, yeah.
There's a few players on the board. It's absolutely.
Okay,
Oh, you
speaking
have
of
to have that
pizza.
bottlenose
Speaking
pizza?
of pizza. Tell us a
Are
little about
we
the
gonna do
pizza.
this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
we're
dude,
doing
we
this.
got to get some
Are you kidding me,
Bottlenose
Tony?
brewing.
You have
AKA
made-
the pizza god.
You have made a
AKA the
tragic
Italian
error
stallion.
making me talk about pizza.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, absolutely. Is it a Cuban?
I'm
we
not
have,
a
so we have
cigar
to
guy.
fight over it.
I'm not a cigar guy. So you don't know about me.
You
Yeah,
give it
I'm
to
good.
Tony. Tony can take it.
All right, tell us about the pizza.
So this particular recipe that we have at Bottlenose, I've been working on for about 10 years.
Wow.
I edited it a little bit to make it more of a New York style because that's what ownership wanted.
Okay.
I do more of a Neapolitan, kind of hybrid New York Neapolitan style. But this one is a New York style. It's high hydration for a New York style, but, we keep it thin, and we serve it up. We have a few different styles, pesto, buffalo, your traditional red sauce, which Coach Campanile, Come try. You want the red sauce? I got the red sauce.
Hell yeah.
Got it. But yeah, no, I've been working on pizza for a long time. These guys hired me specifically to come in for pizza. I jumped in and, filled in some other gaps and, I'm helping now behind the bar and things like that. But they brought me on here to help make this kitchen better. And that's what we're doing. And it starts with the pizza, so from here, we're going to build it. But, if you're looking,
Later, man. Dude, you're the man.
Jordan, for making videos every day, man.
Appreciate you.
absolutely wild. Yeah.
See you, man. Later, brother.
I can attest the pizza was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was great.
Phenomenal.
I'm like a pizza obsessed person.
I would say I'm the same way.
It was damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Good stuff.
I hear often enough that is really good that I can stand behind it.
Yeah.
I have my own level of arrogance. If you follow me on X, you are well aware
What's the handle? Tell us.
that Tony D'Angelo, either 1988 or 904.
Oh, come on. You got to know your handle.
I think it's Tony D D'Angelo 904. Whatever.
Okay.
But yeah. But yeah, if you do follow me, you see it. Thank you, Dalton. Yeah. But yeah, you see it. I talk my fair amount of crap, but in this case, I'm super humble about my pizza. I want it to be good. It's my art form. It's something that I've worked at for a long time, and I've heard enough at this point that I can back it. I can absolutely believe in it. It is a great slice. If you come to Bottlenose and have some of our pizza, you will not leave disappointed.
That's right.
And we're trying to build something here. So come out, support. If you want to support Duval local, this is a great place to do it. This was started by initially started by the people that started Green Room as well. So if you love local breweries, come out. We're trying to rebuild this place. We're trying to build it to something that's going to put, Jacksonville on the map for beer, so far as distribution goes and so far as food goes. So, not to plug too much, but
No, I mean, listen,
come out and have a good time with it.
I didn't know you made it, and I had a piece, and I was like, damn, that's pretty good. And then we talked about it, and I was like, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. So
Yeah.
I can vouch for it
Yeah,
as
I'm
a
glad
pizza
you enjoyed
eater.
it, guys.
Well, yeah, and pizza's a special art form because I know I like cooking a lot, but I mean, you can't make it on a stove. You can't make it on the grill. You got to have the exact right, so you had to do it all the way from being able to make the dough and be able to rise it, and you got to put it in the perfect temperature of the setup of even just the way the heat distribution goes. It's not an easy thing to cook. I tried to cook before. I cook a lot of things good. Pizza is something that I just don't have the raw material to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Well, our guy Tony certainly does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely
thank you guys,
love it.
man. I really appreciate it, and I'll clock it out here now, but I just want to say, these guys are some of the best in Jaguars commentary, period. Not just on YouTube, not just on the internet, not blogging for the ones that do it, but just in general, all of the broadcasters we have, these three, I have a lot of respect for you guys. I told you whenever we first started planning this that I've been watching literally all three of you since you started. I couldn't be more proud of what you've done, and I appreciate everything you guys have done for Jacksonville. And keep on building it, keep on growing, and let's stack W's.
That's right.
The three of us, Bottlenose and the Jaguars alike.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you for hosting us, putting this all
Yeah, man, of
together.
course.
So thank you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. We can't wait to come back. It's going to be good. It's going to be awesome. So we appreciate you, man.
Looking
Thank you.
forward to it. You
That's
guys
it.
have a great night. All
All
right.
right, you too.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate
Appreciate it,
you.
man.
Yep.
I love it.
And-
I love it.
Little known facts.
All
I
right,
actually
bro.
was helping out with the.
All right, Mr. Savage. We got to spew. What do you want to talk
Just
about?
make sure
man?
you talk in the mic. Talk. Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I'm pretty happy with the Jags pick. I think it's a statement by James Gladstone. Is it a little
Closer.
loud?
No. Hold it a little bit higher up.
Yeah, close to your mouth.
Too close?
No.
That's good.
Don't
All right.
hold it.
I don't
Hold
want to
your-
get too
hold your
close.
mic a little bit
I
higher.
feel like I'm
Yeah,
yelling.
yeah. You're doing
Is that
perfect.
that's
I was
good?
like, I'm
Yes.
not talking
All right,
right
yes.
now.
Yeah.
No, I know.
I mean, honestly,
You guys are
I
good.
feel like James Gladstone, that's like a statement. I mean, you come in and you make moves. I mean, we're notorious for kind of laying low, bringing in I don't know, these overpriced free agents, not really doing the right thing. And then you come in here and you make a bold statement trading the second overall pick for Travis Hunter, the best player in the draft. Obviously, I would have loved to see the Jags draft Genty, but, I mean, can you really be mad about Travis Hunter? How do you guys feel about that? I mean
Travis Hunter was my number one prospect.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Same too. I just didn't feel like we were going to be able to land him. I mean, it's a crazy deal, but hey, congrats, Cleveland. You'll be picking with a 32nd overall pick next year.
That's what I'd be saying, man.
Malachi starts
I hope so.
Baltimore, of course.
Well, that's what I've been like telling people. It's like it's hard to imagine the Jaguars making that kind of move because we've never done it before.
Okay.
No,
like, I don't know if the Jaguars have ever not had a first round pick, and next year maybe next Thursday will be boring of next year. But dude, like if we're going to the playoffs, winning playoff games, and we build sustainable success, like dude, well, we're not going to.
Falcons gave up their second round pick, a 2026 first round pick.
Honestly, I mean, you look at when the Rams gave up all those picks and we were talking
they got
trash.
Back a
they
third round
Super
pick
Bowl.
I mean,
and Gladstone was
that's a lot to
that,
give up.
So it's like, do you really? What do you mean?
Yeah, that's a lot to give up.
We'll see what happens.
Now,
ultimately, time will tell, right?
Dude, we just got to be able to like.
We got like two different
conversations in here. Were you talking to Houston fan at
Great
all?
commentary, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, especially after last year's hit on Trevor. I mean, that Texans game is kind of like circled on the calendar already before we even know the date.
Yeah, we gotta break that home losing streak. We haven't beat the Texans at home since 2017. That's gotta end.
I mean, not just that. After the ugly hit, it's kind of like I'd rather us beat the Texans over the Titans like any day this year, especially.
So Baltimore has the number one safety duo in football by a mile. Malachi Starks and Kyle Hamilton. I cannot believe they're
Dude, like
I cannot believe it.
The Ravens will always have a nasty defensive back group. It's like the Eagles and their defensive line.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be
like
there.
synonymous every season.
For me, the Ravens and the Eagles, they're those teams where when they're up to pick, I'm like, I know I'm gonna like this pick.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
It happens every time, and that was unbelievable. They take advantage of market inefficiencies. They take advantage of the rest of the NFL's mistakes, and that was a huge mistake. Letting Malachi Starks fall.
Well, when
to the
you're
Ravens.
good every year, you can do that.
Well, also when you draft really well, and then all of a sudden you go into it, and like you almost have an embarrassment of riches, right? Like,
it's every year these bottom of the draft teams just get whoever falls to them.
Yeah,
and it's always a good player. That's like
they don't always hit though.
Yeah, no, you're right. Not
the
always.
Ravens and the Eagles have the highest hit rates in these positions.
Can I just take a moment to say something today? I anticipated that Jackson Dart would go before Shedeur Sanders. And that's clearly what happened. And, I mean, do you even think he'll go in the second round? I mean, I've heard a lot of chatter these past couple of days that Shedeur didn't really deliver on interviews or body language, anything. What do you guys feel?
I mean, I can see a trade up in the bottom of the first, someone moving up and, like, not having to give up a lot.
I think he's got to go in the second round if he doesn't go tonight.
Do you think so? I mean,
that's a bold take.
I mean, there's
what he was saying.
I mean,
he was saying, do you think he even goes in the second round?
I mean, maybe. I mean, he's
like if he fall to the third round.
Gotcha. Sorry.
I mean, there'll be a team that says, you know what, we're surprised this year. I mean, you look at the Steelers. You look at,
But
you're good.
I thought he was saying if he doesn't get or not, he's going to the second round. I'm like, oh. Bold, Jordan.
I don't think he's going to go tonight, obviously.
He might.
He might. Someone could trade back up.
He might. I mean, you got, 4 more picks after this. So
sorry,
we'll
Dalton. I didn't mean to cut you off there. Sorry.
I don't know what I was saying.
I was geeking out on Jordan's hot take.
No, it was actually mine because I kind of made that
don't bail Jordan out. Don't bail Jordan out.
I always make some crazy statements, and obviously he'll probably go in the second round.
That wasn't super crazy. I mean, he predicted Jackson Dart before Shedeur Sanders. You got it right.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I can probably reach out to some text receipts or
I believe you.
Something on Facebook. I'm sure.
I want to see the image of your PFF mock draft.
Only because of the chatter I saw today about him, just not having good interviews, blaming his teammates. There's a lot of negatives, and it's like, as a GM, do you want to deal with those negatives and also your dad in your ear every time you criticize him? I mean, it's just, I don't know. As a GM, it's a reach, but if you really need it, I guess you take him. But
yeah, I mean, that's another tough thing having Dion in your ear, but I don't know. But at this point,
This is a huge pick for the Lions too, as they transition away from both
welcome
coordinators.
to the
That's true.
2025 in a
True.
NFL locker room, right?
What's worse, having Dion in your ear or Shannon Sharp in your ear?
Both. They're equally as
I would
bad.
definitely
Shannon
say
Sharp, I
Shannon.
just like, oh God, it's not. Don't even get me started on that one.
Is there a middle option?
No, I wish there was.
I'm just
because
not gonna say anything.
they're both bad. Like, hey, good night, Duval. It was a great draft. You know. Either way. But wait, let's see. Wait, who are the Lions? Is the pick in? Oh, it is in. Who do you
Yeah,
think
we're
Lions are
at
gonna
pick number
take?
28. We got about 5 more picks left, and then that's the first round of the draft. I mean,
This is
probably.
it,
I mean,
man.
how would you guys rate this? I feel like this is kind of a. I mean, outside of the Jaguars move, kind of a boring draft compared to like history.
And I know Jordan has a lot to say about this, and I'm going to get in before he does. I would agree with you, but because of the monumental splash the Jags
Yeah.
made, super
I
exciting.
mean, this was an insane draft for
Yes.
the Jaguars.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
just like
and
last
only
year.
the Jaguars.
Last year was such a weird draft, right? You had 6 quarterbacks going in the top 12. You didn't have a defensive player going to like pick number like 17
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah.
You had the, even if you talk about the Jaguars trading back from 17 to 23 to get Brian Thomas Jr., it was definitely an interesting year, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's
honestly,
see what the Lions pick is here.
yeah, overall,
Who are you thinking, Jordan?
I have no clue.
Oh, now he's playing coy.
Tyleek Williams.
okay, you got a defensive tackle.
Big fan of Tyleek.
Not a bad pick. I mean, the Lions.
He's a
Beef up
330
their-
plus
their
pound dude
rotation.
that moves like he's much smaller, but he's strong as an ox. He's really good at disengaging at the point of attack. I'm a fan of him. So that's a fun pick for them.
Hey, Ohio State defensive lineman, you can't go wrong.
What could go wrong? We do know the Lions are going to hit on this pick. It doesn't matter who it is.
Very
Hey, Lions
explosive
just
for
get
his
big guys.
size.
Get big guys. And they turn out to be pretty good.
Yeah, or anybody.
Hey, you know who they were? Who's the GM over there right now?
Ray Agnew?
Who?
Is
what's
it
his
Ray
name?
Agnew?
No.
The Lions?
The EVP.
Yeah. Brad
the EV
Holmes.
Yeah, Brad Holmes. That's the job that James Gladstone replaced for the Los Angeles Rams. So you could say we're also part of the Brad Holmes tree potentially.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Brad Holmes and everybody that's come from LA has that tie. And it's not just, oh, we worked there. Like, that's a special organization.
No, it really is.
And you could tell by the way the Jags drafted tonight. I mean, like I said earlier, we were talking earlier, the Jags would have never made that move in the previous history.
Yeah.
They would have taken a defensive tackle, called it a day, moved on to the next round. We'd all be questioning why, and it would be over. But to make a bold statement like that and going out and getting arguably the best player in the draft, I mean, honestly, it's a big win for
don't
Duval
think it's
today.
arguably. I think most.
Yeah, he's the consensus
Yeah,
number
he's
one
an-
player.
Right, exactly.
Even outside of Jags fans, he was the number one. Like Cam Ward is the number one quarterback.
Yeah.
But not a lot of teams needed quarterbacks this year. Just how it fell.
Yeah, and I always say that from day one. It's obviously when you're in first round, especially early positions, you go with the best player in the draft, and the Jags did that. Gladstone, A+. Thank you for making Duval great again, or trying to. We'll see what happens. But hey, it was nice talking to you guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all having me
Absolutely,
on.
man.
Hey, thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming out.
Appreciate you.
y'all.
Appreciate you
Appreciate
coming
you.
here
Yeah,
and joining,
man,
man.
of course.
Darnell
Yeah.
Savage's cousin, Mr. Savage.
Hey, nice talking to y'all.
Good talking to you,
man.
You too. You can just put it down there.
Hey, go Jags.
That's
yeah.
it, baby. All right, we're down to the last of the Mohicans here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, Jordan, do you
Was that a Redskins reference?
Uh-oh.
Maybe it was a Freudian slip.
You don't want anybody to clip that.
Washington
Yeah.
football
I'm
team.
Sorry, I'm
Washington
sorry.
Commanders.
The Commanders.
I kind of like the football team.
That's good. I did too.
I thought it
love
was
it.
kind of cool. I mean,
Washington
if you're
football
going to
team.
name your team, like, there were some cool names out there. There was like I think they were talking about maybe like the Red Hogs or something like
The
that.
Bombers, I think, were one. Was it
Like,
the Bombers?
Teams are pretty bad at rebrandings, like the Cleveland Guardians, the Washington
Terrible.
Commanders. Like, dude,
Terrible.
come on.
My family, side note, is from Cleveland, Akron specifically. Me and LeBron were not
Yeah.
me, my family. They were all hardcore Cleveland Indians fans. When they changed the name, they all were like, "No, not supporting them."
Wow.
Not supporting a name change.
Not supporting.
Speaking of name changes, how about the Jacksonville Suns to the Jumbo Shrimp to the what are they turning into now? You guys know the Jacksonville Shrimp are changing their
Pretty
name,
sure
right?
that was like a promotion.
Was it?
Pretty sure
Yeah.
it's an April Fool's joke that you felt.
All the teams should take a one-off.
Okay. I'm like,
Hey.
Honey Dippers, yeah.
There's a microphone here if you want to.
Shrimping ain't easy.
Okay, I'm going to go fact check myself so I don't look like an idiot.
We cannot
Funny-
change Jumbo Shrimp.
Funny,
permanently.
the same owner of the Jumbo Shrimp now also owns the Akron minor league team called the Rubber Ducks.
Love it.
So it's the gimmick. It's a gimmick. to
Minor
get-
league team names
Yeah.
should be fun.
Yeah,
And Jumbo Shrimp is so much fun. It's fitting for Jacksonville, obviously.
it is.
And
I
then-
hated it at first, but I
there
like it
goes
now.
a beer. Down goes Frazier.
Okay, so from MLB.com, they're the Honey Dippers from May 24 to 25, then August 30 to 31.
Yeah.
So
It's a marketing thing.
I apologize, guys.
But all of the great little sayings you get with shrimping.
Yeah.
Shrimping ain't easy.
Yeah.
Shrimping all over the world. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. And then you can go to the stadium. You can get some jumbo shrimp. You can eat some jumbo shrimp while you're watching the shrimp.
They're fun.
It's great.
I enjoy it.
I love going to a baseball
Yeah.
game. I mean, I'm a hot dog and a beer type of guy at the
Yep.
baseball game,
Yep.
but I'll have some jumbo shrimp. as
I
well.
love baseball. I'm a huge baseball fan, so like I love watching any baseball at any level. To be
Yeah,
honest,
shout out to my boy Capo, who's a huge Braves fan. Not having a good year.
don't like the Braves.
Yeah.
Don't like the Braves. I'm a Rays
Okay, there you
fan,
go.
not to be confused with the Braves.
He and I made a little bet at the beginning of the season that the Braves would finish higher than the Mets.
Ooh, you're
It's not
looking good
going
right
well.
now.
Yeah, not going well for him.
It's April, but
It's early. Oh, what did they do?
the Commanders' pick has been in for a solid amount of time.
Are they taking Shadur Sanders?
No.
Hey, aren't
Mike
we,
Green?
aren't we glad that Jaden Daniels wasn't a top quarterback available this year?
Yes.
Because he'd be in the AFC South.
I think he'd probably still go behind Cam Ward. What do you think, Jordan? That's a good question.
No, I think he'd go ahead of Cam Ward. He's faster. I think he has a more accurate arm.
And he won
And
the
I think-
Heisman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that doesn't matter, but
I mean, it doesn't
So did
matter.
Travis
but it's still-
Hunter.
So did Travis Hunter. Who's got Travis Hunter?
Hey.
So Derek Hitt. No.
I think
No.
Daniels was a cleaner prospect.
That's fair. That's fair. Commanders picks in.
Josh Connerly. So they went and got Laramie Tunsil in trade and then got Josh Connerly. That is a team that is dedicated to making sure they're protecting Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, you're right.
That's excellent.
You're right.
That is
Maybe-
excellent.
Maybe we got to start working on that.
And he's a hell of an athlete at tackle. He needs to work on not giving up his chest. He needs to develop a little bit more strength, but he has all the physical tools to be a bookend tackle with Laramie Tunsil.
I mean, losing De'Ami Brown, I can't see them recovering.
No,
Also,
obviously
I mean, that's a
not.
massive
big,
loss.
Big shout out to Love from Praha. If you guys have been super chatting, I apologize. He says, a little confused on what makes Travis so great. What did he win or accomplish against not crap competition? Ashton carried Boise. He did not.
They played the same competition.
I was about to say that.
So,
Well, Big 12 and whatever, the Mountain West. A little bit different, right?
I mean, they played a lot of the same teams.
And he won the
And-
Heisman. We're talking about things he won.
Yeah. To be completely honest, I just think that that's a ridiculous question. Now, it was a super chat, so I want to give you some love. To me, what Travis Hunter does is special. We talked about it earlier. It's the ball skills.
Yep.
They're rare on both sides
Yep.
of the ball.
Yep, they are.
It's the instant explosion that he can create in a single movement
Yep.
that allows him to jump routes, and it also allows him to create separation as
Yep.
a receiver, both with and without the ball. And then it's also the mind for the football game. It's special.
Yeah. He's got, like, I mean, I come back to the ball skills. Like, that stands out.
Yeah.
When you watch him, either whether it's on film or on TV live, the ball skills just stand out. Like, he high points the ball better than anybody. He brings down the ball. He just has instincts, which is never really used word. I get that. But, like, yeah, I mean, it's as much as I hate agreeing with Jordan, when it comes to Travis Hunter, I'll agree with him here. I'll
Yeah.
agree with him here.
You love it. You'll love it.
And I think it's hard to sit here and, like, because if we picked Ashton Ditty in our 5, can you also say that he did all this against crap competition too? It's like,
Right.
I think it's a hard like you're playing what you're going against, right? I mean, you can't sit here like he didn't play in the SEC, obviously. So I mean, he didn't go against the Alabamas or anything. But it's like, are you going to hold that against him?
But he also did play against Oregon this year, and he carried Boise State to almost win that football game. And Oregon, they have a lot of NFL draft picks on that roster. Derek Harmon, Jordan Birch, Jeffrey Bossa, the linebacker. They're going to have at least one corner drafted. I mean, that's about as impressive as it gets, the way he performed against Oregon.
Yeah.
And Oregon was one of the best teams in college football this past year.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. It's
he did it against everybody.
Oh, I'm never really a big fan of, like, who do they play against? Because it's like, dude, if you look at what they've done and look what they can do and just look at what the potential is, I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of an unfair argument, in my opinion.
I'm with you.
The last comment is pretty good.
What is
Second
it?
to last comment.
Can you read it for me?
I'll edit it. Dalton is effing hammered.
What is he talking about? Was that take that bad? I don't know what I'm saying at this point.
I think it was good. You know what is crazy?
You got to realize I had a newborn exactly 6 weeks ago. Okay, let me drink.
He's also operating on like zero sleep. I'm imagining.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to wake up 3 in the night and feed my baby.
Whereas I get 9 hours of sleep a night.
Must be nice.
Tough life.
So work with me, guys.
I
Work
miss
with me.
those days.
People are like, "How do you look so young?" I go, "Don't have kids."
That's a fact.
Get my sleep.
There's a lot more gray in this beer than there was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's the secret right there. But only two SEC players in the top 10 this year.
That's rare.
That is rare. Like,
What do you say? I'm too tired to understand. What do you say?
Only 2 SEC players in the top 10.
Is that right?
And
The
it was like
Southeastern Conference.
How many LSU wide receivers went in this first round?
none yet, I don't think. Then LSU
We're not going to go.
tackle went,
Okay, yeah.
or was it tackle or
Yeah.
yeah?
Tackle, guard, whatever.
Yeah,
We did have a wide receiver from Ohio State go in the first round, so
Yeah.
That's
win
true.
for wide receiver you if you're an Ohio State guy.
I don't think any of us are.
Yeah, I mean, and they got Jeremiah Smith coming up. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's wild.
So Luther Burton hasn't been picked yet, right?
Yeah, he
Right?
was.
He
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
who took him?
He got picked
I
by
didn't see it.
who picked Luther Burden? Luther Burden.
Wow, dude, you're on an island
Fake
right now.
news.
Yeah, Luther Burden went early.
Now, had the Jaguars not gotten a receiver and Luther Burden was still on the board, I'd be all over that right now.
So Laviska Shenault update. He's on the Buffalo Bills
He
right
hasn't
now.
been picked. Did they just show him?
Oh, the Chiefs. Could they take Luther Burden? That'd be awesome.
Somebody in the
Well-
chat's got to help us out, right?
Has he not been picked?
Are
Maybe they
you a
just
liar?
showed him. Maybe they just showed him in
Well,
his
Golden
family.
got picked. Agbuka.
Golden.
Yeah, Golden
I
went
was
to
thinking of
Green Bay.
Golden. Sorry, thinking of Golden. It's my bad.
No worries,
My
bro.
bad.
That's bad
It's
coverage.
been a long night. We're having a
Yeah,
good time
yeah.
here.
Yeah, how long have we been live for? What is that?
It's-
What's the Tigger say on the top left? I can't see that far.
3 hours and something.
That's a lot. That's a long time.
This is an important pick for the Bills, too, because this is a team that is basically almost reached the pinnacle, but they just can't get past the Chiefs.
Nobody can get past the Chiefs besides the Bengals every now and then.
Oh, this guy's fired up. You love to see it.
Yeah, you do. Some jokes I won't touch.
No.
This is one of them.
Dude, I'm like,
Let's go, Tommy.
We're rooting for
this is like-
Tommy.
isn't this like the worst time to promote this kind of stuff? It's like, just let me know who we're picking.
Well, maybe that's the best time because people will pay attention.
Yeah, you know
They're
what?
paying attention.
Good for Tommy.
Shout out to Eric Armstead for his acceptance speech today.
That's how I felt with our guests trying to adjust the mic with them while they're talking.
Hey, you're doing a great job.
There was one guest.
Yeah.
What?
That was well done, actually.
Okay.
That was well done, Tommy.
Maxwell Harrison. 4.2 something 40-yard dash. Kentucky. That is an SEC school. Right?
Enough
That is
about
true.
the pick. I do love the Tommy wearing the turtleneck under the jacket. I don't think I would even have the confidence to pull that off.
Dude,
And
I did
Tommy's out here. That's respect.
Hey, the first date I had with my wife, I wore a turtleneck under a blazer.
It worked.
and I impregnated her.
What color
Yeah,
was it?
yeah.
It was a gray jacket, black turtleneck.
Okay.
I was looking good. Okay,
I could see that.
I'm here for it.
that.
I almost wore it tonight, but
No, you should
That
have.
was before the
I don't
long
need
hair.
the ladies swarmantalized. You're okay. Trade alert! Trade alert! Uh-oh. What's going on here? Hey, Shadur Sanders going in the first round.
I hope so.
Philadelphia
So
Eagles.
Philly?
I don't think so. Dude, Kansas City likes to
Of course,
trade around.
Philly's
the first round.
about to take.
They're moving up one spot.
Luther Burden.
One spot.
Luther Bird? No, they have.
Nick Scorton. Well, their wide receiver 3 situation ain't great.
Oh, we got another
That's
super
all
chat.
I'll say.
We got a couple super chats. Let me start.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Um,
we're sorry. Here.
Love from Praha says Boise went 12-2, 2 Mountain West champs in playoffs off of Ashton's work. Colorado was like 4-8 and 6-6 with his supposed amazing stats. Gadget player.
Okay, that's fine. I disagree. I don't know how you could watch his tape and say he's a gadget player.
And this other one I can't read because it's on Jordan's channel. Can you read that for
The
me?
jumbo shrimp will be called the honey dippers.
I'm just on a live chat here.
The jumbo shrimp will be called the honey dippers. It's a frozen snack that many of the residents
He
from
must be on
North
way delay.
and East Side have grown up eating. Honey
Jonathan, that
dippers-
was like 15 minutes ago. We'll let Jordan address that one.
Yeah, jumbo shrimp will be called the honey drippers. Frozen snack that many of the residents from the north and east side have grown up eating.
Scott
Gotta
Frost.
love it. Gotta love it, y'all.
I know it's like we finally got the big flow and we just
Yeah, pairing Maxwell Harrison with Christian Benford on the outside at corner for the Bills. I like it. He's an aggressive player. He's not the biggest corner out there, but he has unbelievable speed and quickness. I think he's going to be a really good man-to-man guy. I like that pick for the Bills. I just always wonder when the Bills make a move. I'm like, is that the move that puts them over the top? I don't know.
They're always like almost there.
Yeah.
They're always almost there.
It must be tough if you're like Josh Allen and stuff. Like they're so good in the regular season, but they
Josh
just can't
Allen
like.
golfs every day. Are you kidding me? As someone that follows YouTube golf pretty closely, Josh Allen's.
So you don't think Josh Allen's put in enough work?
I think he cares more about golf, which I do not blame him. Do not blame him at
You're
all.
crazy, Jason.
Josh Allen's the man.
Have not
Yeah,
seen.
she's the actor, right?
Yeah, he's really putting in work in golf and in the female
If I
world.
put in the amount of hours I put into golf, into anything else in my life, I may actually be able to pay my bills. It's crazy.
Yeah, overrated.
Overrated. When you can beat your friends at golf, it's worth it.
I gotta say, like, if you actually show up to the draft and you get picked number 30 overall, you must be just so thankful.
Yeah,
I was about to
that you
say,
barely made the cut.
The only thing worse is being Shador.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I remember Miles Jack showed up to the draft and he didn't get picked, so he went home and got picked by the Jags.
Like at the very beginning of the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miles Jack. What a talent.
Yeah.
What a talent.
Look at Cleveland number 33 overall. Must be nice. And Jaguars second round pick tomorrow. I'm sure they'll draft nobody.
So this is the last pick.
No, but I'm saying Cleveland has 33 overall.
there's
So they have
two
the
more.
first pick tomorrow.
Wait, is there 2 more picks tonight?
No.
Eagles
No.
and Chiefs.
No.
Eagles
Let
pick
me
is in, then the
let
Chiefs.
me lay this out for you. There's still picks, but number 32 is going to end tonight. Number 33 will be at 7 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow.
Oh, is that how the draft
No,
works?
there's a second round pick tonight. The whole second round's tonight too, Jason.
What if they just did the first?
Are you ready for
What
it?
if they just did the first pick in the second round tonight?
Let's just do the whole second round. I'm ready.
Mr. Non-irrelevant.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, it's been a fun night. Appreciate everyone for coming out here. StreamYard says like 3,000 people. I think it's because the Twitter numbers don't go down.
That's almost 4,000.
4,000?
Yeah, that's
Well,
30. That's 3,900.
Let's see. My YouTube studio says 2,000 for my stream. So that's an amazing turnout. Thank y'all for tuning in and supporting what we're doing here at Club Jaguar. Thanks to everybody who came out tonight. It was an unbelievable turnout, unbelievable excitement that carried through the night with the Travis Hunter. Oh, and there's some wiener dogs on TV. We got a wiener dog at home.
You know what's crazy? More than the Jags trading up for Travis Hunter, more than this whole entire draft, this entire night, Jordan did not get up and piss one time this entire night.
It's pretty good.
I
dude.
paced myself.
That may be the most impressive thing I have quite ever seen in my
that's pretty
entire
good.
life.
No, what's hilarious? My wife is always like, "Oh, you have to all the time." If you're watching, you're watching.
That's actually like superhuman-esque, to be honest.
I just need to know the brand of adult Pampers that you wear.
No, I'm just wearing Luke's diapers right
Bro,
now.
that is incredible. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
I have not been partaking much.
Oh, me neither.
I stopped drinking a little bit ago because I gotta I gotta do stuff.
I think
like,
this is my
I don't
second
know.
one. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my second too.
I will say the beer here is excellent.
very good.
It is very good.
Got a
very
couple of the American IPAs.
Get the number 18
Really good.
and the 5 and the 12.
The 6,
In
the
that
4,
order,
the
yeah.
3. The
we don't go by Bruce here. We go by numbers. Okay.
Yeah. He did say it used to be owned by the Green Room people.
Yeah, that's what I helped with.
Green Rooms was
Marketing
my favorite
and-
brewery for a long time.
Yeah, Green Room.
Yeah. Great place.
Fond memories at Green Room
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
great place.
Also, shout out to Jacksonville for having me. I haven't been to Jacksonville in like forever. I miss this place.
Yeah, we
man.
know.
I miss this place.
We know.
Yeah, we
How do you
miss
know?
you.
How do you know?
We know.
Is the word on the street? I
Word
haven't
on
been
the street is Dalton still alive, or is this AI content?
I can see that. I do enjoy the. Do you guys use ChatGPT much?
I use Grok.
Grok.
Yes.
ChatGPT. I make it do some weird shit.
I pay $30 a month for Grok.
Oh yeah, Kara showed me some picture of you today as a dog.
I told AI, I was like, where is it?
We don't need to get into what you and your wife are into
No, I
on
was
this
like,
show.
turn us into realistic looking dogs.
Very strange behavior.
I'm a
here.
weird guy. I'm a weird guy.
You have a
Okay.
kid, and then things just start snowballing.
Yeah, you're allowed to be weird once you
Yeah,
have a kid.
that's true. That's true.
I'm not trying to impress anybody in life anymore.
All right, Eagles, what do we got?
This is a long time to get this pick, right?
Yeah,
Or is it just me?
for sure. Took a long time.
They got to milk the last few minutes out of this draft.
Probably a defensive lineman, right?
Jihad Campbell, linebacker, Alabama. He did rush the
Wow.
passer a little bit off the edge, but I think they're drafting him to play linebacker.
It's a big human.
That's interesting, though, because, they just re-signed Zach Bond. They have our guy from Georgia,
Yep. Nolan
N'Kobe Dean.
Yeah. They also have Nolan.
Yeah, Nolan Smith.
Nolan Smith as well. Yeah.
But, he's edge. Maybe
Yeah.
he'll be in a hybrid role. That's going to be interesting to
Yeah,
see.
Jihad
Jihad Campbell's a freak show.
And he's been another guy that's been all around mock drafts, right? People
Yeah,
don't know
like
exactly
he's
where
been
to
as
pin him.
high as like the early teens.
Yeah.
All the way, not even in the first round. So it's interesting that the Eagles felt like they needed to trade up to make that pick. That's always fascinating to me. You need to move up one spot to get the guy.
I wonder what they gave up to do that.
Probably not a whole lot.
I mean, maybe what's the price at this point? A 6th-round pick?
Thank
you, brother.
Like, if
Go
you're,
Jags.
if you're a Chiefs fan, how are you feeling about trading with the Eagles? How are you feeling about trading with the Eagles if you're a Chiefs fan after that Super Bowl? Don't care? Or
Obviously
you're
not.
like,
I mean,
you feel like I feel like it's different when you trade with a division rival, right? But they'll be looking to meet in the Super Bowl, and I don't know if it made that much of a
I
difference.
think there's a certain tier where we're just both this good. Like, who cares?
Like the weird thing was last year when the Bills and Chiefs are trading, right? I don't
Yeah.
think it's as weird when teams from different conferences
Yeah.
are trading.
I'm just saying, a little bitterness from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, maybe. But it's kind of like when you're the Jags trading with the Browns. You're like, we're both bad.
So the final pick is in with the Chiefs here. Fascinated to see what it ends up being.
This is it.
Yeah, this is it.
And then that's going to be it for us.
This is going to be it. Any personal questions you needed life advice on?
Yeah, life advice.
Oh, I can't see that far, so.
Yeah, what kind of savages are still with us today? Like, if hey, give a shout in the chat if you guys have been here this whole time.
Probably anyone who's ever met me.
So to move up one spot, Augustine said that they gave up a 5th round pick.
Yeah. It's just fascinating. I'd love to know why they felt like they needed to do that. Were the Chiefs about to take him?
By the way, no Will Johnson in the 1st round. Anything you go here?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's going to be a mistake by the NFL.
But the thing is, what we don't have the medicals, right? And that's I don't know. If I was able to really evaluate those medical sheets, knowing me and how good I am with MRIs, I'd be able to establish this stuff. Jason Murica with a $5 donation. No comment, just a donation.
All right, thank
which
you,
is
sir.
the best kind of donations. I hate. No, I'm joking.
I like the first
Appreciate
name.
it, man.
I like the first name. Probably an attractive,
Jason.
Probably an
That's true.
attractive man. If
You
I
don't
had
like
to guess.
Murica?
I like that too, but I'm more interested in the Jason
Yeah,
part.
what do you like Jason more than America?
Yeah, I'm a little selfish.
Says a lot about you.
Yeah, well, I think you could know
Says
that by
a lot
talking
about
to me.
you, my man.
Ask not what your country can do for you.
Do you know
but
who said
what
that?
you can do for your country.
No, well,
You
if
said that?
Yeah, of course I do.
If you actually look at his
Roosevelt.
username,
Wrong.
No, who?
Wrong. JFK.
Jeff.
Yeah.
I even said it in my head in JFK's
Oh,
accent.
but it's funny when you said out
I got it
loud.
wrong.
It was Roosevelt.
Hey, shout out to Jason. He stumped me.
Hey, I have a history major. I better be able to stump you on something.
Jordan, I think you have a $2 donation from
Okay.
Jonathan Jackson.
Who do y'all think we pick up day 2?
Big guys. At this
Yeah.
point, you got to get big guys.
I mean, nothing would really surprise me because this is going to be an unpredictable organization, in my opinion, just because they're going to think outside the box. They're not going to put themselves in a situation where they feel like they have to do something. But it'd be nice to see some beef.
That's a good point. Like the logical reasoning would be beef,
Yeah.
but who saw this coming? I mean, obviously, the last couple of days it was there, but like,
I think if there's a player that they love that's available, they're not going to care what position they
right?
play.
I agree.
By the way, Chiefs pick is in. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining us and tuning in. I mean, this was a lot of fun. First in-person Club Jaguar show since
Yeah.
Denver Broncos in 2019
Yeah.
in Denver.
When we were just talking to not each other, but
Yeah. But
it's all the stoners in Denver.
yeah, all the stoners in
Surrounded
Denver.
by nays.
Nice.
I almost got in
For
a
a
fight
little
with a Broncos fan because talking about how he thought Joe Flacco was better than Gardner Minshew.
They were all nice to me.
How wrong we both were.
Yeah.
Well, who is better? I'd have to say Flacco.
Yeah, Flacco. Flacco's won a Super Bowl.
Well, yeah.
We haven't seen the end of
Are you talking about
Minshew's
who's
career.
better in
Like
2025?
We
right
haven't
now.
seen the end of Minshew's
Yeah.
career, to be fair. The verdict's still out.
Oh, yeah. Minshew went to KC.
Yeah, he's
He's going to win himself a Super Bowl, maybe.
yeah, he'll join Blaine Gabbert and Chad Henne.
Yeah. Josh
Jonathan Cyprian?
Simmons.
There he
Oh,
is.
there you go.
What an
Ohio State's
unbelievable
had a-
pick
They might have
for
sniped him
them.
from Houston too.
So Josh Simmons is number 10 on my board.
Wow.
He had a knee injury. He is the most talented left tackle in this draft. He also has experience playing right tackle. Jawan Taylor, Jaguars reference. Jawan Taylor, his contract, they'll be able to get out of it after the 2025 season. So you now have set yourself up long term to have a lot of flexibility there and to have more talent there. And they've needed this type of talent. They added Jalen Moore in free agency to play left tackle this year. Josh Simmons, when he's ready to go, he's going to change that offensive line.
And look at the Chiefs protecting their quarterback again.
Well, they've needed to do it.
Yeah.
They haven't done it enough lately.
Yeah, you're right.
At
You're
left
right.
tackle. They paid for Jalen Moore. They also drafted Josh Simmons. Now I think those are going to be your two starting tackles for the next couple of years. Could he be? Maybe. But, I mean, obviously, Creed Humphrey and obviously your other guy, big boy in there. I know. On the other side. So, what is What's the other guy's name?
The left tackle for the.
No. That Trey Smith. Yeah, Trey Smith. So they have him, and then they also selected in the draft last year Kingsley Suamataia to play left tackle in the second round. That didn't work out. Now he's looking like a guard. So it'll be interesting the shuffling they do. But I think long term it's Josh Simmons and Jalen Moore.
Yeah, good for them.
Well, all right, guys. That's the first round of the draft. That was pretty fun.
Pretty fun indeed.
Pretty fun.
Very fun.
Pretty fun.
Travis Hunter is a
That's
Jacksonville
it. That's
Jaguar.
It. I can't wait.
I can't believe it. Yeah, I can't wait to just really simmer on it, you know?
Yeah.
See what the people are saying.
Definitely not going out tonight to celebrate. I'm definitely not. So don't think that I am, because I'm not.
I'm definitely not using the restroom tonight either.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
But
I'm not going to the bathroom till the morning.
But all right, guys. Yeah. I mean, anything else you want to say or want to end this out?
Just again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We will have more draft coverage for you. We'll have Club Jaguar again next week. I'm going to be doing all sorts of draft coverage throughout, so make sure to tune in. And for whatever Jason's going to do, who knows?
No
He
telling.
might do something. He might not do anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
But make sure
Yeah.
to be subscribed to Jason,
Yeah.
myself, Dalton, obviously. Thank y'all so much for supporting Club Jaguar, and thank you to everyone who came out and to Bottlenose Brewing. Y'all have a good night.
Peace out, guys.